for this team make a little more sense.
It might, and that might be a feels good in the end, because I was going to say, when it comes to the substitution at face value, right, you aren't changing like player for like player, and that alone, right, is going to cause some questions or cause for concern for some people. Losing TenZ, a little bit more of that punch, aggression, and firepower for Marv, who's not necessarily going to fill the same role. Now, even when things are going south, though, for Sentinels, Zekken has been the rock for his team. That's part of why I chose him onto that super weak squad when he was nominated there by Sean Garris. His clutches, man, have been on point.
On point. I mean, that's Sova clutch on Ascent. To get them across the line last week was so sick to watch. And then his Sky play on Split has been good. He's even busted out Raze there as well. So he's shown he can do it across a wide variety of agents. So like Mimi is saying, there's so many things that Sentinels can do with their roster when they have players like Zekken that can play across multiple roles and give them the option to play double initiator, double controller, or double duelist whenever they please. This kid is nuts in every phase of the round.
My hope is that we do get to see him onto that duelist role, because I think one thing that Zekken does really well, despite being a young player, is he's super proactive. When he was playing on XSET last year, when he was switching into that duelist role, his teammates talked about the fact that he's a player that's super proactive, asking for utility, changing setups to help him succeed, which is something that I didn't feel Sentinels were doing a fantastic job at when they were playing with TenZ last week. It felt like in their mid rounds, they sometimes kind of were slow to make the change on their defensive side, sometimes slow to change the setup and put TenZ in a more proactive position. So maybe getting Zekken into that role, if that is the decision with Marv coming in, could actually be a positive for them with how incredible he's been thus far.
All right, let's go. 3 Raze games. Boom, boom, boom. Just like that. All right, for more on this matchup, let's hear from Loud's IGL Sadak and his former teammate, Saucy.
A gente vai jogar Sentinels, tendo jogadores que eu jogava antes, né? Vai ser muito bom jogar contra eles novamente.
Facing Loud for me is like just another team, to be honest. Our focus doesn't change no matter what team we're facing. So yeah, I know it's gonna be fun to face my ex-teammates, but we would prepare the same way that we do against the other teams.
Como sempre falo, para mim todos os times que estão na frente é um desafio, não importa quem que seja. A gente vai sempre jogar com humildade, vamos nos preparar com humildade, vamos nos preparar do melhor jeito possível. E é isso. Para mim é mais um dia trabalhando, mais um dia nos esforçando para ser os melhores.
I think Loud is doing pretty great, especially with the 2 new boys, that is Twiz and Cohenzy. I think they're doing great and they're adapting really well to the team itself. And yeah, I think they are kind of the team that's trying new meta right now, because they are in a top level and they can really try those stuffs. So yeah, I think that's one of the things that we need to be careful about.
Então, eles estão passando por momento de mudanças, então vai ser desafio grande. Eu acho que é algo que isso eu deixo com os fãs, porque estão com muita vontade de ver a gente jogar contra eles.
It's a treat of a matchup, to say the least, right? And you can hear it there. They're talking about the fans showing up in a big way for both squads. But a lot of respect, a lot of humility given between the two teams. I think, again, we come back to that conversation around how you've got all 5 former members of Loud taking the stage today, but now, split apart and up against each other. That familiarity, how will it ultimately come into play on the stage on the day?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see, because for Saucy and Pancata, I think this means a lot for them to maybe be able to beat the former team, because they really did come in with this Sentinel squad with so many expectations of continuing the legacy that Loud built, and it's been Loud as an organization who's been able to do that thus far.
Yeah, and today it might be a little bit difficult for Loud from their perspective, if I'm being honest, because Saucy has moved into this controller role from initiator, so he's playing a different style, and Pancata is kind of transitioned into playing a little bit more Sentinel than he's used to playing as a controller. So Loud might have lost a little bit of a read on those 2 players, whereas those 2 players have a pretty good idea of how Sadak likes calling, probably how Fraud likes coaching. A lot of the things as far as how Loud approaches situations, how they like anti-stratting, all of those edges right now go towards Sentinels, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I do think some of the differences are what they talked about in that clip, in that it is a new meta. A lot has changed. This is not the same style of play that Loud was going for last year. I think in a lot of ways they kind of reinvented themselves with these new players coming in, playing these double controller comps, playing the double dive comps with the 2 duels. It is very different. So there is that element of, sure, you're playing against your former teammates, you have that level of preparation, but it is also something very new.
Yeah, I mean, in general, right, there's so many things at play when you see a roster swap, and metas change as well, right? Because that's the other piece of this whole puzzle, right? Is you've got certain picks coming in like Harbor, that have completely warped, changed the meta. We've even seen EG starting to reach, as well for some interesting creativity strategically. And so not only are you changing up, the player pieces, in your team's puzzle, but you're also having to deal with a meta. And we take a look at this dynamic duo, Sasi and Pancata, and look at the expansion in their roles from team to team, right? Both players having to shift significantly from Loud to Sentinels.
Crazy. Sentinels only played 15 maps so far as a team. This is unreal, the amount of agents that Sasi has had to put in. And this is a player that's world class. I literally retweeted something today that he's the first player in the world to hit #1 in ranked in Brazil, America, and EMEA. That's so insane. Rank 1 in 3 regions.
Pretty gross.
Yeah, it is incredible stuff. But as well, on top of this, Sentinels has been trying to find their identity, and you see that in the roles. And now they're getting coaching changes, a new player coming in to substitute for TenZ. And now that kind of question of what is our identity gets further thrown for a loop.
All right, we got 20 seconds till game time, so really, really quick. Who takes it? Does Loud remain undefeated, or does the Sentinels clap back with pieces?
I don't know if my copium tanks are so high to fix it. I'm going Loud here.
Loud. They've got a sub. They have to move Marved in last second. This should be Loud's game.
It would be a tall order to ask Sentinels to take this one. Loud is the prediction here. Let's kick off Super Week with the Champions 2022 reunion, Sentinels versus Loud. This stream contains fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everyone was talking about him, and this is going to be the guy to look out for.
Too much Cryo again. Does this guy miss? Does Cryo ever miss? No, he doesn't.
Olha a TZ, escala bem, faz duplo abate, vamos, Fogão!
Se acaba tempo e leva!
Acredito que vai ser um confronto muito da hora. É querendo ou não, um dos melhores times do VCT Américas.
Patience pays off!
We know each other a lot. We always practice against each other. And yeah, I think they're looking pretty strong right now, so it's going to be a tough match.
Só pra recuar, mas olha o Muris! JZZ de novo, na ultimate do Hit, JZZ, ele não para!
Facing Loud for me is like just another thing, to be honest. I think Loud is doing pretty great, especially with the 2 new boys, that is Twiz and Condenser. They are adapting really well to the team.
Não aparece o segundo, levou agora e aí, meu Deus! Mas no avanço!
É muito bom jogar contra eles novamente. Eu sei que estão passando por um momento de mudanças, então vai ser um desafio grande. Estamos nos preparando como se fosse mais um time que a gente tem que afrontar.
Dev! And it is good util in his hands. Finds it a target and that's the ace!
Ooh, we got a couple of great matchups ahead of us today. Again, kicking it off with Sentinels versus Loud here on day 1 of Super Week. I got a couple more minutes to talk about this series. I want to go and attack it from the Sentinels side of things. Considering you both predicted Loud, I'm not necessarily asking you to tell me how they win, but what would you want to see out of Sentinels today to give you the kind of confidence that the team is moving in the right direction, considering coaching change and TenZ out of the lineup today?
I think the first thing is making Marved comfortable. Change around the roles, let him play on that controller role, then flex things over. Put Sasi back onto the initiator. He's great at that. Put Zekken onto the duelist. Find things that make sense for this roster. And then honestly, just keep it simple. Keep expectations low. I think honestly the fact that the first match is against Loud for them with the substitution is not a bad thing. It's a rough one, but it means that the expectation for once isn't for them to win.
Yeah, I don't think they should set their sights too high here. This is a crazy opening match here for Marv coming back into things. But I agree, getting their comps down, making sure they have some kind of consistency, things to build off of, and getting Kaplan to have the team have some set plays just to ease the pressure a little bit off of Def, so he has something to fall back on. Ult plays for given rounds, stuff that, kind of 100 Thieves is running but became readable. I think if they add that into Sentinels, it would add a whole new page to their team.
And I think they already have those options because Kaplan has been working with the team. He's been the guy in charge of strats, even when Psycho is with the roster. So I'm hoping they have some stuff prepped, but they can also change it enough to give Marv a position to succeed.
A dub would be great, but at least show us some market improvement, show us that you're on the right path. Well, ultimately, the teams are ready to do battle, so let's head out to the arena. Let's get day one of Super Week for VCT Americas underway. It's a battle between former teammates, Loud versus Sentinels. One of our teams here looking to remain undefeated and atop the table, while Sentinels trying to recover from what has been a rough start to the split.
Yeah, for the first time in over 200 days, Marv is taking the stage. The fans are excited. Everyone is hyped for his re-debut here.
I'm super stoked to see Marv play against this Loud team, but the question is what role is he going to play, right? We know Saucy's capable of playing Initiator and Controller now. We know Venkata's capable of playing Controller and Sentinel. I know Marv's capable of playing all three as well, so this could land in any different way.
Not just that, right? How does this affect map choices when you're considering the role swaps here for Sentinels, right? Is a map that maybe was previously high up on our priority list more geared towards enabling 10s, or specifically something that he filled on the team versus what Marv will bring this time around?
I think what's difficult is that there's not really any map I can think of in the pool where Sentinels is going to have a clear favorite over Loud. Maybe Ascent would be more even ground. Loud has looked a little bit more human on that map. They've been good on it in the past, and it's been a very strong one for Marv as well.
Yeah, I feel like the only other option for them might be like Fracture, where there's a lot of variance because of the defensive aggression. So those are areas where I feel like Sentinels might have an advantage, or like one of the 3-site maps, like Lotus or Haven, where people can get spread thin and attackers are often favored because of that. These are scenarios that I think favor Sentinels in this matchup.
Yeah, I think the maps that have looked kind of weird for Loud have been their Fracture, and on top of that, I believe their Lotus as well. They were playing that Gecko, which was solid, but they still ended up losing to MIPR.
Well, and we talked about it at the top of the day, right? Super Week just doubles the amount of homework that you got to do in the midst of all of this as well, right? So this wasn't the only opponent that you were preparing for, but into the map vetoes we go. It's Loud who gets the first ban, and there goes Fracture, which was one of the few that we said maybe Sentinels would like to get to.
Yeah, and it's at times Loud has looked mortal on Fracture, running like the double duelist comp. They had some holes in their game, and Sentinels have also looked good on Fracture in the past. Sentinels opt to ban Icebox. I thought they looked terrible on the Harbor Viper. And based on the clips we went over with Loud earlier on Icebox, they were innovating last week. So get rid of Icebox altogether. And that's the first map we're going to see. Pearl. I don't like Sentinel's chances there, Mimi.
That is a tough one. I mean, you have such a tough decision. Do you go Icebox or Pearl? Both those maps have looked real bad for Sen and have looked fantastic for Loud. This is kind of the defining map of these Harbor Viper competitions. This is where Icebox is going to run wild. And for them, they had this weird read. They tried to play this KO comp for Sen that didn't really work out. They got bowled over by Leviatan. We go to Haven next, which is one that now is played in a little bit.
Yeah, historically, obviously, both of these teams are actually in insanely good
Damn.
at it, especially since
Why?
अबे वो कोविड प्लस उसके हाथ पे लगी हुई है। हेलो चैट, सॉरी फॉर द लेट डिले। दही बल्ला गिर गया था कीबोर्ड पे कीबोर्ड साफ कर रहा था। इतना दिमाग खराब हुआ, अभी इतनी सारी कीज निकाली, साफ करा, अंदर से कीबोर्ड की प्लेट साफ करनी पड़ी थी। चलो अब दही बल्ला खाता है।
That's what they're best at. They set that. They're constantly evolving it. Aspes looks so comfy there.
Yeah, when you're meta defining, I think you stay with what you've defined until someone breaks it or redefines it, right? In that regard. And so I would expect to see that Harbor and Viper. On to Pearl we go here. Loud will be kicking it off on the defensive side where Sentinels is looking to attack. And agents are beginning to get locked in.
And we're already, so Def locking in the Harbor here, Pancata on the Killjoy. That means we're probably gonna see Marvin on the Viper, yeah. So Saucy back to this initiator role.
Straight up mirror compositions.
This is clean, and that tells me that if I had to guess, Kaplan did a lot of VOD review.
Okay.
Studied this comp, knows
बेचारा
the ins
कीबोर्ड
and
भूखा,
outs,
जिसको क्या
and
पेट
also
भर गया
the
होगा।
strengths.
भाई मनीष
So
बहुत
that when
बुरा
he
लगा भाई
gave
मेरे
his
को।
team the strengths, probably made them
भूखा ही
aware
रहने दो साले को।
the flaws in the comp.
Sen have looked rough when they've tried to play Harbor Viper before, but I think these roles make sense. You give Zekin the Jet, you give the Viper over to Marv, a role he is comfortable with. But the thing is, you're playing up against the best at these Harbor Viper comps, and I think in mirror matchups of these two compositions, it can be really difficult to find an advantage.
In general, mirroring compositions generally only plays into the hands of the team that is already considered the better of the two.
Lol,
We'll
same
see,
है
though,
composition,
if Sentinels can
दोनों का।
flip that narrative on its head as we get ready for map number 1. It's Pearl, so let's head it over to our casters. Here's Brett and Sideshow.
आप कहाँ से by the way? देहरादून।
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah,
देहरादून but currently in Noida for college.
Because honestly, Josh, storylines abound with this one. Honestly, you could read to bed with them, man. They are from top to bottom. You've got Marv playing against his former, rivals in the form of Sassy and Picado, or playing against Loud, and also playing with his former rivals. Enemies to lovers and lovers again, or whatever you want to call it, man.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's all over the place.
The desk was talking about the fact that Marv
आशीष
hasn't been on
भाटिया को
stage
जानते हो
in
क्या?
such a long
नहीं।
time. That was since Champions. And that was
ऐसे
the
कैसे
game
जान जाऊंगा मैं
against
आशीष
Loud.
भाटिया
That was the
देहरादून का है वो।
finals
अरे वाह।
of Champions 2022. The last
कोई
time
भी
that we
देहरादून
saw
को
him
मैं
out
देहरादून
here
के सारे
on
लोग
stage
जानता हूँ।
playing. There's just so much going on here too. You've got Sassy
और
and
उद्मगन क्या हाल है?
playing against their former team, and for the first time,
बढ़िया।
and we didn't think this would even be
उफ भाई
happening
दही
a
बिल्ला
couple
गिर
of
गया
weeks
भयंकर
ago.
कीबोर्ड पे
Sassy and
दिमाग
Cozy were
खराब।
actually face to face on Initiator.
लेकिन अब ऐसा
But
साफ
this
कर दिया,
isn't
पता भी नहीं
the
चल रहा है।
old
ऐसा लगेगा
Sassy
कभी
dominated
फिर आई नहीं
Initiator
कुछ।
matchup where he's playing Sova and
भाई
Fake.
सेंटिनल पे
It's
2000 रुपए
hard.
लगा
It
दिए।
feels like Cowan's world. Both of these teams look
किसने?
really good in the pistol rounds in their
मैंने।
most recent game. Loud have gone for a 4-player push.
Loud के against?
With an A retake wall. Let's just holding on.
अबे
Sentinels
ट्विच
are
के जो
very, very
पॉइंट्स होते हैं
slow
वो
here.
वाले।
Very slow, it's cautious,
Oh.
but it's definitely going to be spotting this, so they're going to be wading into it. Marv's up close, Kawazin takes the first fight and the first name.
Welcome back to competitive, Marv.
Yep, see you later. Got to watch from the sidelines for this round. And it's been, again, running
Wait,
all the way
Marved
back
का नाम
after that
Optic Marved
push.
क्यों आ रहा है?
Kills all they get. They don't overstep themselves, just backing away.
उसने अभी तक ऑप्टिक से सेंटिनल करा नहीं है
Leading it
चेंज।
into that 4v5.
ट्विच के पॉइंट से क्या फायदा है ब्रो? कुछ नहीं होता।
Reddit is gonna go crazy, भाई।
क्यों?
Optic Marv playing for Sent.
अबे क्योंकि
हाँ,
सेंटिनल
वो
का ही
तो
है,
Reddit
वो
के
नाम
तो
चेंज
ज्यादा
करने
था।
में डेज लगता है ना।
वो तो है।
So cautious with the clearing, just in case someone's close. But yeah, juggle peek by 2 years. Saw one player jump peek as well, spots the rest of them, and Sade is now aware of it. Sentinel's going to be trying to get this hit. Go in right into Aspas.
Shot यार।
Changed. Finding ways. Stun on either side, really slowing this one down with 20 seconds remaining. Just firing
जीत
line
गए
with the
पिस्टल।
frenzies, and it could be anyone's game. But at the end of the day, it's Loud.
Pearl पे
playing
तो
that
घंटा नहीं
pistol.
जीतते हैं।
पर्ल सेंटिनल मैप की चॉइस है? अच्छा नहीं, लाउड की है।
नहीं लाउड की है। सेंट्रल की हेवन है।
They find good info on
और असेंट लाउड की होगी।
I mean, Loud looking completely in control of that pistol
हाँ?
round there.
नहीं असेंट थोड़ी होगा
And
लाउड
Loud
का।
winning the pistols was
आउट
massive.
Decider
वो
है।
है ना, डिसाइडर है, क्योंकि दो बैन कर दिया था ना फिर।
इन्होंने सबसे पहले
Almost
फ्रैक्चर बैन करा।
नहीं वो तो पता है, फ्रैक्चर और उन्होंने आइसबॉक्स बैन करा।
आइसबॉक्स बैन करा।
They're coming into
So Senti हो जा।
2 matches on the schedule, making role changes. Who knows what
तो
the
मगन
changes
तूने
are gonna be
multiple
once
ID से
Tens
like कर
comes
दिया
back
क्या?
into the lineup too, because they'd have to
करता
move
हूँ।
it all back again,
करो भाई,
presumably.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre time to be following this.
ये
Sentinels
राउंड ब्रेक के
team,
बीच में
but
करता हूँ।
they've got some very natural roles here.
तू क्या मेरी स्ट्रीम से देख रहा है?
Go for a bit more of a
नहीं नहीं
style in this game.
वालों की
Gonna have to be leaning into it. Maybe
nice one Zekken.
Just it.
अच्छा तो Zekken duelist पे आ
The
गया.
individual mechanics showing off here. Zekken, he's been playing a lot of the jet in ranked as well, just trying to get used to it for his time on the big stage. Still a bit of a repeat and a lovely trade. Def taking a head off Kawazine. Still, it's returned.
And now they know where Aspas is. Very, very cautious from Pancada there. He's just been tucked in that corner the entire time. Les grabs another one. Spectres are spitting.
Yeah, so much confidence to take these fights as well.
Yeah.
Offsetting a little bit with the movement.
तू थोड़ा delay में चल रहा लगता है.
Not too much one can do in this scenario. Not when the spike's been dropped down straight into mid.
No.
आज तो लंबी स्ट्रीम है. आज पूरा देखूंगा. MIBR versus Leviatan भी देखूंगा.
Desk has been, you know, slamming home as well.
तू देखेगा?
But what an uphill battle. It feels like you put it lightly if you call it an uphill battle for Sentinels. You're starting on Pearl. It's a map where they got absolutely smashed on.
Yeah.
Just the other week.
But the slight silver lining to that is that despite getting obliterated by Leviatan here, they knew that Loud were going to pick this. As soon as Icebox is removed from the map pool,
it's one or the other.
It is 100% obvious that Loud are going to be picking Pearl into you. So Sentinels have had the whole, you know, time off to prep for this, but like Sean said, there are 2 matches this week. It is not just Loud that Sentinels are trying to get ready for. There's also that game against MIBR later on in the week, and arguably the game against MIBR is a little winnable. A little more winnable, sorry. Although, really, who knows when it comes to VCT Americas?
Been all over the place, but Loud are the undefeated team.
push मार रहा है भाई.
Marvd is under so much pressure here, same as the pistol round, but his positioning a little further forward.
Swarming him. Oh, lovely snake bite.
And a very confident
एक snake bite ने पूरा पीछे भेज दिया उन्होंने. एक snake bite ने.
And look at the space that's been taken as well by Sentinels. No time wasted.
I like it. It's confident and aggressive from Zekken.
वो नहीं.
You can hear some of the rotates. I think Sadak just spotted him there with the jump peek too. Yep, pinged it out on the minimap.
Take the space, but backing away and looking to work their way towards Art now. A bit of a flash clears that angle.
The other part too that I don't think Sentinels realize that Les is running this A retake wall. In theory, it should make B easier to win the post plants. You know, because you don't have that Viper wall there that combos with the high tide to keep you out. When you're playing those post plant spam angles, if that's something they get a read on later on down the line, maybe they can use that info to dictate their positioning. But the spike is actually coming to B here.
It's been slowed all the way down, hasn't it? But 30 seconds, Josh. Time is running low.
The spike is not going B. The players were.
And what's the decision?
But Sassy's making his way towards Art with Zekken.
It has to be A. That's where you have to land this now.
A
really no room to pivot. No room to maneuver. Gotta land here. How do they want to do it? Snakebite, they haven't really pulled out enough of this util. They can't quite get into the site. Now down to the final 15. Dash forward. Zekken cuts up the angles, but still is going to be met with the entirety of Loud almost just here, ready and waiting, pushing forwards, in and out. Bit of a spray transfer. Coverage is there. Spike needs to go down, and it does.
Marvd भाई साहब.
How have they done that? Marvd has pulled magic.
My God भाई.
3v1.
It was looking done.
Just covering everybody that tried to flood in there and deny the plan.
मत ही रखो टेंस को, Marvd को ही रखो भाई.
Sadak.
नहीं, Haggu साला.
Oh no. Picked up. He's still alive. Only 3 bullets though. Needs a bit of an upgrade.
Marvd with the 4K भाई.
Shutting that down before it just gets that bit more dangerous. But what an opening.
भाई इसका replay देख भाई Marvd ने क्या पेला है इस round भाई.
What a round. Look at how they hold the angles here. This wide shot will show it beautifully. Zekken gets picked off, the spike is dropped, and there's Marvd around the cove, covering people that try and flood back in through the cascade. Manages to grab 2, then swings around the other side to deal with 2 E's. Ice cold, baby.
Like he never left. It's had a long break, but welcome back to the big stage.
And to be honest, it feels like a long break, I'm sure, to him. But he's only really missed 1 major tournament.
It's true.
Second!
Oh my goodness!
Zekken
set up quite well for that one.
Yeah, that's amazing.
भाई उत्तराखंड आपके रिएक्शन कहाँ हैं?
Sadak is just determined to take
Oh, bad.
They're in a 3v5. Sadak's
कौन
thinking
सा
the
है?
way to get back in here is if I win the aim duel against Marv.
Very
We're
fresh.
not
नहीं
gonna
मैंने
win the
उसका
3v5 retake. So
अरे Marvd का
looks a bit daft
वो
that it
देखा
feeds
मैंने
Marv
अच्छा
to kill.
Marvd पे देखो.
But you can see what he was going for there.
फोन यूज
भाई
A minute left and this should just
Zekken ने क्या
all be
बढ़िया मारे
Sentinels.
भाई 2K निकाला ऑफ भी निकाल दिया 2 भी निकाल दिया.
रिप्ले पे देख लिया.
That's what you want to see from Sentinels. You know, I was talking behind the scenes a little bit heading into this match as well. I was doing my digging, and you know, there was whispers and rumors on the winds that, you know, they're saying, okay, we're going to lean more into a bit of a
वापस rewind करा ना मैंने.
अच्छा तो YouTube पे देख रहा.
They haven't had much time to prep, of course, with this circumstances around this team.
But you think about the quality of the players that they have.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice shot.
You know, the roles make more sense now. They really do, with Sassy back on the initiator.
Sassy अब initiator पे आ गया ना, इसलिए जीत रहे हैं.
About how elite
Pancada back on Sentinel.
The time's looking like one of the best
controller
players at least top 5 whenever he's been playing at these events.
अच्छा तो मेरी stream में देख रहा होगा ना.
The end of last year, I think he was the best.
मेरी stream 144p पे करते ना.
But yeah, certainly always in the conversation and floating up and down in that kind of area. I mean, same
हमें
with
बाकी
Marv,
Minecraft वाले
right?
वीडियो भी बंद करने पड़ेंगे.
When Marv was at his peak, he was the best, and then between
ये
him and
देख
Mako,
क्या
that kind
बेहतरीन
of
निकाला.
conversation.
Mako Pancada as well. He's
But
playing
oh,
with
nice guy.
It's very funny how it's worked
Marv
out.
ने नहीं ये
It is.
second.
Two initial kills
भाई
then
tens
that
के बिना
just
ज़्यादा अच्छी लग रही है
stifle
team
Loud
में.
instantly, and maybe that'll stop Loud
लग
from
तो
going
रही
for
है.
mid aggression. Interestingly,
But
less
with the really
A wall.
remove tens from
So no
Sentinels.
A retake
Tens is
setup.
still good.
Loud
Tens is
are
still good.
expected to
Tens is
anchor
still
more
good.
heavily.
It's just that
Or maybe play
they were
mid
putting
again. It looks like
क्या
another
कहते हैं
early high tide to lock out mid
इसका नाम
control.
I do like to do this.
सासी on
Yeah,
वो ना
as well.
उस पे डालना चाहिए सासी को
It's a weaker buy though for Loud.
initiator पे ही, and they were putting him on controller controller and वो
Sen right now just opting into
हाँ controller
that
पे.
they prioritize a couple
And
of
Pancada
Controller
was
own खेल रहा था.
And of course,
Pancada तो
Sentinels want
Sentinel
to
ही
keep
खेलता
some
था.
of these ultimates on board for the next round, which will be a really important.
वही है ना
critical swing round.
tens को गाली इसलिए भी पड़ती है
having
क्योंकि he is the
one of the
high
sets of
rated वो
reckoning
होता है ना
ready
जो
to get a
इतना
fight outpost will be something they
बड़ा
want for
player.
round 6, so you can't just
अगर वही नहीं चल रहा तो गाली तो सही पड़ेगी चाहे टीम भी कितना भी गंदा ही खेल रही हो.
contact reclear.
I think they're going for B and it's a good
Early
idea.
presence from Loud that we were talking about.
चार हैं पर अभी.
Space going to be regained.
Tuiz throws his cascade there all the way back from spawn, so he makes it feel like there's presence in the B connector despite the fact that Tuiz is anchoring A. Those are the little things where Tuiz is often further ahead than other
जल्दी जाओ भाई जल्दी जाओ B पर.
Everybody grouped up. Looks like
Rotate
the
कर
goal
रहा
is going to be that B site. Seekers opted into here, making sure that they clear most of the site with it. Moving forwards, Aspas only with a shorty in his hands. He has to get out of there.
And they're actually going to use a huge amount of
Viper
ultimates here
ulti.
on the anti-eco, giving a ton of respect to Loud.
Loud might just be happy with that one. It's a difficult
Nice.
retake. That's just an angle.
वो गलती नहीं कर रहे ना पिछले फिर से.
The common position.
Nice again.
बॉल पे बहुत बेटर खेल रहा है इस बार. नहीं.
Oh, that's right.
Marv
That's
क्यों
dangerous.
निकाल लिया
Marv
alt पे
going
गया.
down, so does the pit. All your coverage is finished and a rifle in the hands of Kawazin. Well, anything's possible. Rifle to the side,
Nice,
tries
nice,
to reset
nice.
it, but Pancada maintains composure.
3 guns आ
Looks
गए
down the
भाई.
angle. 3 still up. Tap with a rifle. Offset with the movement. Reset enough that it should be safe hands, but weak enough still. No, spike tapping and ticking away. Shot 1, 2
Why?
second with 3 in a
बेहतरीन
round.
eco.
It is secure, but
Loud.
my God, is it expensive.
Very costly. Sentinels won't be as worried about the cash, to be honest, as the ultimates that were invested, but they're still going to have that reckoning available. So it's not a disaster. They used Seekers, they used Pit. That's not, you know, the investment of the Pit and then Marv dying immediately is certainly not how they wanted the round to go.
भाई Loud का आसपास से बहुत डर लगता है भाई.
They got the
बेहतरीन
win.
खेलता हूँ.
Their economy's still doing fine. It's this next one, round 6, that is the most important. And here we see Loud taking a timeout.
Understandable, I think, at this point. Still early days in the series, but this is a different Sentinels, honestly, as well. If you were, you know, presumably doing their VOD reviews, doing their homeworks, and they were seeing this team play on Pearl previously, might have been anticipating something very different, but
also trying to do VOD prep against Sentinels when they're coming
they just
into
changed their
Submarine.
roles.
They've changed the whole roster, man.
Good luck.
I mean, there is almost very little point doing hardcore VOD review about how Sentinels would play this map or how they lost it to Leviatan or anything like that, because stuff is just going to change so much.
Yeah.
Even if they're playing the exact same composition, just the new player and the new roles are going to change a lot about the timings they take and the angles they like to fight on. The small things that can really knock you off if you rely too heavily on prep.
Yeah.
So I think Loud here just need to focus on their own game, and frankly, they should be good enough to be able to win this one.
Marv एकदम
fairly
दिखने में
easily.
depressed नहीं
Their
लगता.
retake stuff has in the past been pretty excellent here.
Very good.
Hello.
One of the early advantages I've spotted from Sentinels
sorry.
so far is
क्या हो
looking
गया? इससे बात कर रहा है?
ओ लारा से यार।
इससे?
Now does Zekan being set up quite
Lara.
nicely. A lot of this comes off the back of some lovely flashes.
The one
मेरे
that
से
you were,
बहुत महीने से बात नहीं हुई है।
the one that you were.
नहीं, that is no, that is लारा तो इस दो स्कूल से।
अच्छा। नहीं मैं बोल रहा था जो तू आजकल नहीं जिसके साथ घूम रहा था और तू बोलता अच्छा लगता है।
नहीं वो नहीं वो तो मान लिया। नहीं
उसके साथ क्या चल रहा है?
भाई I have कुछ नहीं, दोस्ती है अभी तो।
And he's normally quite a safe player too.
अगले वीकेंड में आई थिंक वर्ल्ड कप ही जानी है हम सब ने। अब हम in between going and not going क्योंकि
One of the most aggressive
बोल।
players that we've got.
तो हम obsessed बोल रहा हूँ बेंचोद यार। I'm confused between going and not going. क्योंकि मुझे दारू पसंद नहीं है बट मुझे बाइक पे ले भी जाना है तो देखते हैं।
I've been spamming Sky trying to learn it. It's not going good. It's not going well.
So here's Sentinels taking over mid control, looking to flash through exactly as the cascade was placed, but the flash did not find anything.
ठीक है, I can drink with certain people.
Perfectly placed there to avoid that.
अच्छा इन लोगों के साथ नहीं पसंद।
Method is used, but look at that, the poison orb as well. Just
नहीं इन लोगों के साथ अब वही नहीं पता ना, मुझे ये नहीं पता इन लोगों के साथ पसंद आ गई तो तब क्या होगा।
जा ले भाई एक बार देख ले, अगर नहीं पसंद आया तो कोई नहीं, एक ही दिन तो मूड रुइन होगा।
As bonkers as it sounds, this might just end up being a save round. They're going to try and work their way through B-Link, but can you really get all the way through?
17 seconds left, Fighters pitch dropped. Need an advantage and they need it now.
He missed that shot.
Could be hitting there. Dog's going to be broken. 10 seconds. They can't even get through to this.
नहीं स्ट्रीम genuinely delay होके चल रही है।
And the spray transfer, Sassy. Maybe a chance,
Not
but
a
not
nice
quite now.
one.
No time on the clock. After's the last player standing. Exchange there with a rifle, but okay.
Wow.
Pushing back the aggression.
And what that does is actually keep the Loud economy a little suppressed. So despite the fact that that looked like a devastatingly bad round from Sentinels, and I was saying it might even have to be a save, they ran in here, got the Viper's pit out, and did enough damage to Loud that their economy's not in a great place. I mean, look at this. Les is going to have light armor Bulldog heading into the next round. Full armor Bulldog.
कैमरे की प्लेसमेंट चेंज कर दी है, कैसी लग रही है?
But overall, still a decent idea.
मैप क्या आ गया ना?
The time is becoming a big
नहीं मैप के आगे तो पहले भी थी लेकिन इस बार
अच्छा वो अच्छा टेढ़ा कर दिया।
Yeah.
I didn't like it directly at my face.
In play here from Zekan with a knife, who's looking for an opening, hoping that
imagine getting a pick.
Namely Aspas was going to be playing on top of
that is a very good spot.
अकेला
Fracture की B side पे भी होता है।
All's going to go up as
बढ़िया
well.
push।
हर जगह होता है भाई, B पर भी होता है, Ascent पे भी होता है।
And the Reckoning has found nobody, so that means Dev's got the freest plant of his life. Loud are going to be playing full retake here.
Reckoning's going to be used to clear out the side as well, so straight away, all the way back. Lockdown's going to be used in response to this, though. Needs to be broken. Loud are not wasting any time, are they? Snake bite into the common position, pinging it out, trying to spam it. They need to break this! And damage not done. Not enough to it. 2 players detained, Loud.
But they can't go hunting for them.
Deep flash around the corner, dodged for the moment. High tide in their faces as well. Still, Loud could still be favored because they have not given up this space. Pushed up through, 4 kills for Kawazine. Oh, not even gonna be able to hunt.
यार इनका राउंड भाई यार
ये कैसे हारे? एक ही पिक मिली उन्हें। What the fuck?
Gorgeously placed by 2Es.
Not done yet.
I mean, it's beautiful. The deep high tides make such a difference on this map, and that just cut off everybody.
सही में वो बॉल बहुत ही अच्छी थी, हार्बर बॉल बहुत ही अच्छी थी।
It's so precise. I mean, he will sometimes do a high tide that's close, sometimes one towards pillar, and then that one over towards the back.
Yeah.
After everyone's just been pushed away, it's gorgeous and allows Loud a perfect retake.
They are the masters of this composition. They know exactly how to play it. Their retakes on B are just impeccable.
And now they've got a wall on A, but I mean, it's not really doing too much, this Viper wall. Oh, sorry, it's a high tide. My apologies. The Viper wall is still back in that position over towards B. Got confused there because Les has been running a retake Viper wall on A a couple of times, but he's actually trying to hard anchor it now with Sada.
A bit of a re-clearance, so information gathered. Zekan looking like he's pre-aiming there for the jump spot.
Oh, perfect timing.
On the side. There's a cascade pushed in their face though, so no fights to be taken. But
and Sentinels have definitely grasped at this point that Loud are faking mid pressure.
Fake buy नहीं कर रहे.
They're taking a lot of this space fairly freely, You know, no Trailblazer used.
Is it an off-angle?
Nice.
Doesn't win it out. Strained was the approach of it. Heal has to be used, and it has slowed this down, and the kill was found because Sadek's still alive. Pre-aiming on top of the box. Flash. Doesn't connect. It's bad. They think it's cleared. They're jumping right round the corner. Right into his face, and he's still alive, still kicking. Bit of a nuisance. Still.
Nice.
Instinct on show here by Death.
A reflank by Kawanzin could be devastating
Nice.
right now. It's taken Sentinels so long to get in and get this plant down.
This is important. Spike is about to be taken
Backstab
around main,
देख रहा
despite
है
the spike going down.
Nice
Second
second.
watching.
Great stuff.
Aware of it. Into a 2-on-3, and Aspas does have the knives, but he's retaken with the operator nevertheless. Pushing forward, spamming to the corner. Aspas is caught.
pen card.
2 years is.
Nice round.
Clean.
तू रिफ्रेश कर ले अगर तेरा डिले पे चल रहा है.
Lovely stuff. Working his way forwards there.
या मैं डिस्कॉर्ड पे स्ट्रीम कर दूं
Risky,
तेरे
but he-
पहले ज़्यादा
he's
बेटर
confident in the
रहेगा.
rest of his team behind.
हाँ वो ज़्यादा बेटर रहेगा.
बस देखो क्वालिटी 720 पे हो जाएगी पहले.
I'm sure it must feel
anyway.
good. We heard in the interview earlier Sassy say, yeah, playing against Loud, it's like playing against any other team.
Okay, buddy. Sure. Sadak was saying the same thing, just another day in the office for him.
Yeah.
But
I'd be interested in talking to them afterwards and seeing how they feel, because I feel
Dikh
like
raha hai?
some of that is them telling themselves that it's just another game in order to get them psychologically in the right place for the match. I mean, Sassy and Sadak have played together for so long. It's just been one of the most concrete duos in Valorant up until this year when they split apart after just winning champions and hoisting that trophy together.
Hello Sharia, welcome. Tabu,
timeout
welcome to stream.
will be taken here for Sentinels. Queued up a little bit ahead of time.
भाई बढ़िया खेल रही है Sentinels.
Thinking about what
Marved
exactly
बहुत बढ़िया
they're
खेल रही है भाई.
doing here.
And Sentinels
Hello.
have good information to work with.
तब्बू
They
से
know
सीखा है
that
मैंने ये.
in general,
Hello.
The high tide of the beginning of
ते
mid
प्यार
is
से
not
बोलता
being
है.
fought over. They can take mid fairly
दिल आ जाता है भाई
easily,
मेरा डब्बू
but
पे.
they have seen 2 players B-Link, not as many players Art. Maybe they want to try and take Art, break the alarm bot early, make Loud panic a little bit and create some more space on the other sides. I think normally on the attack side, Pearl, you want to be hammering those B hits because it's probably the best site to hit with this kind of composition. But when Loud look that good on the retake, it makes you feel a lot worse about it.
It really does make you second guess yourself. They have so many layers and understandings of how they're supposed to be playing this comp. The way they weave in and out
Sentinels
when the
doing
fight
better than
goes
expected,
down
yeah,
on
to
the
be
high
honest,
side.
yes.
Back and forth, back and forth. Alarm bot's broken early there. That was placed right in the center, so early presence, but Marved. I'm sure he clears it safely.
They're worried about Aspas pushing up deep here behind the high tide. So they've used Cascade, Flash, another Flash.
I'm gonna sleep but laptop पर लगा के जा रहा stream. अरे thank you so much.
A lot of the Sky and Harbor utility just to secure Sassy that orb and get his ult online. Well, the flash seems to indicate that there's nobody there, but with 2E's jump peeking it, they're going to have a decent idea now.
Setting up?
The
Pen
backstab
कार्टा
here.
लग रहा है
Does
मरेगा.
Aspas have this sixth sense that it's coming?
Trying to set up for the B split, aren't they? And Stun actually hits onto the own dog as well. Slowing it all the way down.
Timing.
Fight to be taken.
So perfect timing.
Oh.
Two.
Just short.
Aspas is pressured. Dash is active. Inside the smoke. Up trap. Round the side.
Bruh.
Trying to break the ankles, but just too little.
Bro, भाई क्या round है यार.
It's all in the hands of 2E's.
Pushing forwards down to the cove. Will not
Nice.
be able to stick that.
Bye.
Sentinels.
Looking sublime on that one, no? I mean, the
बेहतरीन
way,
खेला है वाला तो.
just watch that
Marv
from
तो
Aspas'
पागल है
POV,
भाई.
and he turns away the instant.
By
Marv
that
goes through
shot
door.
now.
Yeah, I think the timing
कितना depressed नहीं लगता है.
to take that fight through the double doors was just amazing.
Asian है ना.
Pressure on side is
Marv
getting a
plays
little bit
too good
much.
on a good
Players
team.
rotating back,
Yep.
feeling like they have to relieve a bit of it, help
But-
Aspas out.
Late without being
हट जाएगा
baited.
एक हफ्ते के लिए खेल रहा है
Marv,
बस.
even when he was
Before
playing with
Sen
that
Optic.
Optic NRG kind of squad, he would have some good
हाँ,
Optic
sort of
against नहीं
timings on
खेलेगा
this
ये.
map. It was his playground in
Optic
terms of
against नहीं वो
understanding defender
Sentinels का
rotations.
6th man ही
This
है.
time
Optic
Loud
से हट
are
गया है
going
बस
to
उसका
follow
वो
that high tide into mid.
उसने value
Sentinels
खेला
want
नहीं था.
nothing of it. They've been
वो
playing slowly
vacation
हाँ
पे
मतलब
था. तो
उनसे
उसने अपना
against
नाम
खिलाएंगे भी नहीं ना.
उसने अपना यूजर नेम
It's a
चेंज कर
fantastic
दिया.
read.
खिलाएंगे नहीं की बात
When
नहीं
Loud are going to be
है.
on the weaker
सिर्फ
line,
एक हफ्ते
you know
के
that
लिए
they're
है
going to be trying to
वो
play
यहाँ
off that
पर.
prior conditioning and take that
Would you
lead
play
from
a
the
guy from his former team?
हाँ भाई लिटरली सासी और पेनकाटा दोनों उसके हैं लाउड के और मार्व्ड के जो बहुत सारे मार्व्ड बोल रहा हूँ सॉरी सासी और पेनकाटा के दोनों टीममेट्स उसके हैं लाउड आसपास एकदम उसका वो ज़ैकन ने हक दिया था अभी
ज़ैकन हक दिया था
Low enough though that he will fall. Enough opportunities, too many perhaps. Eventually brought down Sadak. Time running so damn low now.
How are they winning on Pearl भाई? कैसे?
अबे भाई उन्होंने पर्ल जब देखा उनका इतना वीक है तो उन्होंने वो करा ना वर्क करा उस पर
ये सेंटिनल्स कैसे जीत रहे हैं?
क्योंकि they are playing good भाई अभी देखते हैं अटैक देखते हैं
and got caught in a weird situation trying to
put defense देखता था
and another very nice retake over towards
but एक चीज बोलूँगा सासी बेटर खेल रहा है ना बहुत ज़्यादा सासी on initiator is nice
it's all been good
controller पे उतना अच्छा नहीं खेलता और मार्व तो अलग है 11-5
2023 I mean what an opening what a player he's been
we've been missing him let's be real we've been missing Marv here
he's just been dominant
कितनी स्पेस ले ली भाई उन्होंने मिड पर
anchoring towards that A main position but look at this the rest of the Sentinels
पूरा आर्ट उनका
and they're getting pinged look at those blue pings lighting them up Sentinels have no idea but Loud are clearly aware
yeah this is Loud giving up the space perhaps intentionally but at least in the know-how of it Reckoning is going to be used clears out the site guess what nobody's there all of A main is taken and well they want to reclear it with the dog still there's a gap it's out of the reactions and
second
the young gun as well taking names once more pushing through into the back
भाई क्या भगवान की तरह क्यों खेल रहे हैं
सेकंड ने क्या फ्लिक मारी भाई किस साइड देख रहा था
multiple angles with Pancada falling this is difficult need to come up for the fire here and taking the fights it's more than opportune dash to the side
nice
it is getting
Sassy
40 seconds though
they're going B
there's more than enough time to get to B right now Sadak can hear them it's a foot race
yeah but who can meet them first Sadak wants to try and put a stop to this one if he gets
30 seconds left
to get on either one of the players who could put a stop to it and he has found the line of sight angle double swing though double face right through watching for it a tap of it Util's going to be pushing it back now time is running really low and this flank is so important
oh
absurd but it has to stick it
10 seconds left
flash around the side doesn't spot it Sadak was playing anti-kill 1-2
nice Sadak 1v2 clutch
है यार clutch है
that is just magnificent
भाई
what a recovery
सेकंड ने क्या बढ़िया
बहुत प्यारा
सादक ने क्लच कर
so
दिया
well played by the Sentinels players too the way in which they navigated that I love their push on the A site back site as well but Sadak's aim small movement reset and he takes down his long-time companion Sassy to secure the round and make this one reasonable for Loud had they lost that they're in a devastating position
7-5 half let's go
final round now of this first half
Loud का भी भाई अच्छा नहीं
I would prefer a
Loud
6 half
7-5 half क्योंकि Sentinels पे 3 अल्ट है
as well to take that B plan but
और
one obstacle they're going
Loud
to
के बाय भी देख प्रॉपर नहीं
can't really play anchored
एक पे बुलडॉग और एक पे गार्डियन और नो
they do opt into the B post plan they're all going to be playing it from far back positions we know how good Loud are
पर्ल पे है उस पे हार्बर पे
and they're playing that B retake it's going to be the lockdown use so again clears them back no presence from Loud
the most important thing here is just that Marv stays alive there is going to be so much spam coming through
there it is Reckoning they want to try and flood into the side as well as the plant's going
Reckoning से होता क्या है
वो नॉकडाउन के नीचे आते हैं 3-4 सेकंड के ऊपर बॉल आ गई उसी वक्त यार
Nana swamped down at their feet trying to push them off the spike no one's going to be sticking this one but look at this position look at this angle Aspas fully aware smoke though dropped down angle once more spraying it through in the cold
नहीं
lol
this is absolutely absurd and it needs to be a swing
nice
बहुत प्यारा राउंड भाई
Zekan again with the 4K
taking it to that young rookie that is now filling his spot on the other side. It was another good high tide.
ये डेफ इतना गंदा क्यों खेल रहा
डेफ तो हमेशा ही गंदा खेलता है साला.
But at the end of the day, Sentinels, without even winning the pistol, have a 7-5 lead here on Pearl. What are we watching?
Sasi का 4K, sorry. Sasi का 4K.
Final round of that first half. I mean,
The
it's
Brazilian
been
duo.
back and forth, but let's hear what the desk has to make of all of this.
भाई साहब क्या खेले.
Thank you so much, Jen. 7-5 first half, and as they mentioned, the pistol didn't even go Sentinel's way. Sean, I have to imagine that first half feels good, considering everything this squad has been through over the last week and a half.
Especially running the Harbor Viper, something they struggled with in the prior 10s iteration. Now that Marv steps in on this Viper role, they have Def playing the Harbor. Def looks so comfortable in the Harbor. I love what they're doing, how they're attacking majority of the time towards this B site. Great hits early from Sentinels.
So here's what I want to do. Normally in half times, we do a little bit of, analysis on what we just seen. Instead, Mimi, I want to look forward. Loud's going to be moving to the attacking half. Let's talk about this squad, what we can expect to see from them in the second half.
Their attack sides on Pearl are incredible. They made this comp, and as you would expect, they're always going for these B-side executes. It's what everyone does with this composition, and it's what I'm sure this Sentinels team is ready for. But what they're also really good at is playing around the mid control and taking their time to set Aspas up in the mid round to get rid of this Killjoy utility and open up avenues in the late round for the Lurks. This is from last time they played versus Cloud9 on one of their rifle rounds where they actually close things out. And you can see the way they're putting up this high tide that is pressuring both towards Link and towards Art, dogging through one direction, then late round pressuring towards B, where you see that on the other side, Les is ready to pull and punish that aggression from the other team. This Loud squad is really good about being buried in their mid rounds and moving beyond just those executes that this comp is known for.
They're so scary to play against. I mean, looking at Tui's on this Harbor, like you mentioned, just blocking off all these
Sentinels
sight
ने
lines
इतना
in
बढ़िया
middle. It
खेला.
allows them to take out all the Killjoy util, flush out Asher util as well. And then in the late round, it looks so simple for them, right? They boil it down to a very simple B hit, they get in a post plant, and that's where they shine. They're just gods in the post plant. So many protocols in those moments, and Loud is at their best on attack side of Pearl.
And as we saw from the first half, this will be defined by retakes on that B site. And Sentinels is playing with a new player. This will be a test of their preparation and their coordination, because getting those retakes right can be really difficult. We already saw how dominant Loud was with them, and Sen is going to have to match.
Sen will definitely have to match, but they did give themselves a 2-round advantage. Loud sporting over 60% win rate from the attacking side would be enough to take this one. We'll see if they can get it done as we head back to our
60% win rate on attacking
side.
side.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's a great start for Sentinels, but the job's not finished yet. Precisely what the desk was really hammering home there.
I also think with how heavily this map trends towards retakes and how important they are to all have everybody on the same page, I think Sentinels might struggle here a little. So getting that pistol round off would be a massive boost.
पिछली बार एक इनकी fault क्या थी Sentinels के ना information नहीं ले रहे थे, map कोई नहीं ले रहे थे.
That they might need to convert.
A lot of friends has been
इनकी काफी options देखा मैंने, काफी होता है इनका.
Big fans of the weapon, opting into it. And we'll see what Sada can do here. This timing being taken, the footsteps, and well, just like that. Kill claimed, still running his wee little legs there. He's being hounded now by 3 other players. They've missed the timing. This is Sentinels now at that 4v5 and fight to be taken. Still one out. Sadak will fall. Pushed up now, close. Second.
The Trailblazer missed.
Trailblazer missing, but that's just a clear horse, and they have taken up the space.
नहीं.
Firing them down, beaming them down.
दिया Zekken.
भागा नहीं उसने, साले walk वो कर रहा था ना, walk वाला.
Wading through it with the decay, flashing his hands. Kawazine looking into it. How does he take this fight? Jiggling off the movement, still doesn't win it, but there is coverage there, and now it's down to Sassy.
गया wrong गया.
What a shot to be found!
Oh my!
Sassy!
1 HP clutch.
That is demonic!
Nice! तू बोल रहा round गया, मैंने बोला नहीं नहीं.
I mean, how does he even hit the first? Never mind the second. That is unreal.
I am just in awe.
God.
Outlandish.
उनके comms. आई. ओ भाई.
इन्हों कोच तो कोई और था यार.
कोच को निकाल दिया ना
I think everyone watching that pistol clutch had the
जो
exact
असिस्टेंट
same
कोच था वो मेन
reaction.
कोच बन गया और इसने तो चेंजेस करे हैं सारे
Loud are going to go for a half buy that includes 3 stingers here. And still running it all
अब अगर लाउड अगर ये राउंड हारी ना तो फिर गए उनकी को गई नाइस सेकंड
खेल रहा है भाई उनके साथ
नहीं भाई कॉमन एंगल पे तो मारेंगे
उसका आसपास का फ्लैंक वॉच का है
फ्लैंक बढ़िया ब्रो
This is an amazing start for Sentinels.
मेरे को अगर भाई अगर अभी ये जीत गई ना सेंटिनल्स टेंस को इतना ट्रोल करने वाले हैं ना ये कि हटा दो टेंस को यही रीव कर रखो टीम पक्का बहुत बोलेंगे ऐसे
is quite heavy to deny the
plan coming through
मैंने
in the first place.
2000 ट्विच पॉइंट्स भी लगाए हैं भाई
Pancada is somewhat hard
अब
anchoring
कितने मिलेंगे अगर जीता
on the pistol round
पता
running
नहीं
down B link to try and get into the
4000 मिल जाएंगे शायद डबल मिल मतलब एग्जैक्ट डबल मिलता है पता नहीं क्या था
What's the game plan here?
आई थिंक परसेंटेज पे भी डिपेंड करता है तो पता नहीं कितने मिलेंगे
So this looks like a bit of an a passive info.
मेरे पे भी 2086 पॉइंट्स है बचे हुए
pushed up really deep at the moment. Maybe that's just for the early round.
यार कितना है भाई जमीन तो ट्विच चला ही रखा
Turret falls, and the bait idea here is that they break the turret and they don't expect the alarm bot. And this is beautiful from Sentinels, beautiful from Pancada. Unfortunately, they lose Zekken on the other side of the map, and that might open the door.
That's less as well. Taking full advantage of this one. Pop flash round the side. Kawazine lays claim to it. Paves his way as well now, taking all that space. But how do they want to approach this one? A bit of spam. But they've slowed it down. Not willing to run all the way over towards B. Instead, it's a complete opposite direction. Guess what? That alarm bot wasn't cleared earlier, so it's going to give them a good indicator. Now they got to know. Heading over towards A, dash forwards, but still it's a 3v5. What can you really do on this bonus? Dash forwards. Spike's starting to get planted. Pancada hasn't been cleared. Looking for any sort of timing, and he does get rewarded. He is falling. Not going to have any of those smokes and walls now to try and offset this one as the fight's still being taken. All in his face, marked into the corner. He's being watched for though. That's 2 players ready and waiting, standing at guard, making sure that nobody can push past this point. Slow broken. 2v4. Just seems so
unlikely. Oh, nice flank, yeah.
Nice bonus.
Very clean from Loud. The
nice
opening kill onto Zekken on B we didn't quite catch, but that's a game changer. And then Sassy gets caught out, maybe trying to equalize over by double doors. Sentinels not with quite the read on where the pressure was coming from.
मेरे Discord से देख रहा तो live reaction आएगा.
So they haven't inflicted very much damage there onto Loud's economy. And in fact, coming into this, is Marv just going to run a sheriff?
The economy's a little bit all over the place for Sen. I mean,
yeah, it's not
Zekken's opting into the operator.
It's all fine on everybody apart from Marv, but with Marv being such a big playmaker for the Sentinel side so far, feels weird to see him without that gun in his hand.
You almost want a rifle in his hands, don't you?
So there's that high tide that the desk were talking about, coming out from 2Es, and it blocks Marv's point of view out, threatens the mid lurk, stops Sassy from getting any info, although he can tell by the spam there's people there.
This time actually making sure that they take that space. So Loud have that presence of mind to break a lot of that utility.
It's a weird setup from Sentinels. Yeah. Because they've got Zekken incredibly deep on A. They need somebody to watch this lurk. They probably should have been here 5-10 seconds ago.
Fight. Sassy and Aspas. It's all who gets the best read on it.
Nice.
This time it's Sassy.
Nice.
Sassy sits him down. I made you, kid.
Wait, Zekken को मिलेगा कोई.
Flash, Zekken, forced to fire, still has the dash. Has not activated it, but this hit. Attempt of it trying to come through.
Nice!
Sarak.
Short miss कर दिया.
Oh my goodness, gets away with murder there, but lovely movement, just dodging that second shot that was going in depth at the back of the site, trying to anchor this one. Snakebite doesn't clear him, round the corner, round the side, cove up, reload, spray down, moving forward,
Nice.
it is watched for.
भाई.
Spraying around the corner, it's marked.
अभी सासी ने स्प्रे ट्रांसफर कर दिया था बहुत बढ़िया.
Huge defensive round from Sentinels. Even with Zekken fumbling his position in A main, Missed 3 op shots, I think, there onto Sadak. But overall, it's that flood coming through. And crucially, the fact that Sentinels are actually being able to hold on to back site control. Look how aggressive Sassy's able to push up here. Because Def is controlling the back of the default.
Almost हो गया था
ज़्यादा
उसका split
ऊपर हो
transfer.
गया।
Def
Almost.
gets flushed out of that position and runs away to Flowers or Secret.
ज़्यादा ऊपर नहीं, ज़्यादा नीचे हो
aggressive and bold
थोड़ा और
there.
ऊपर
He
गया
just
था।
doesn't know
Leg
if there's
shots
going to be
सारों को ज़्यादा लेफ्ट चले गया।
अरे नहीं, उस पे एकदम सही था, थोड़ा एम ऊपर रखना था, लेग शॉट पकड़ गया उसके।
realizing that that's happening.
वैसे बट स्ट्रेट ट्रांसफर है, स्प्लिट ट्रांसफर में कहीं पर भी पहुंच जाती है बुलेट।
Really.
Seekers, Viper's Pit, Loud set up for a fast A pop.
Trying to make the most of it. Flash around the corner. No indicator. Seekers are now online though. Clearing all the way through. Trailblazer as well. Kada with a Phantom.
Phantom span.
Yeah, it's right through the smokes.
It might be your best way of winning this round.
Dash forwards though. Loud not eager to give up anything. They still want to be trying to barrel their way through into this site, but look at all this utility just blocking their way. An interesting cove round to the side, but it's being broken, being sprayed through, and it really does feel like a coin flip. Anyone's game. The counter spam right through the wall. Who can make the most of it? Player advantage of course for Loud here, but they still haven't quite got
एक legit एक shot मारना है।
trying to bait the spam, trying to bait the positions, and a re-approach round the corner.
प्लांट ही नहीं हुआ है भाई अभी तक। फनकाड़ा का टर्रेट मार दिया।
Kills being claimed here. Another tap of it. Sentinels
भाई
just
Def
picking them apart all the way through.
भाई
Def with 3.
डेफ भी बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है भाई आज।
Same issue rears its head again for Loud there. Sentinels and Def
Okay.
in particular
बहुत गाली पड़ेगी
hold
Tens
on
को।
to
Chat, I'm gonna
control
take my
that
words back.
area. And it's just not
Def is a nice IGL. Def is a nice player. Def is a nice player. I think it was just some areas where he was missing. But I think he's a good controller. अब उन्होंने आई थिंक चेंज कर दिया तो वो अच्छा लग रहा है। मैंने आई थिंक तेरे को पहले भी बोला था मैंने कि सासी को उस पे नहीं रखना चाहिए ना वाइपर पे। बट हु नोस।
good idea of how to play.
अबे इमेजिन कर।
I mean कोच के जाने से कुछ तो फर्क हुआ है।
इस हफ्ते ये जीत रहे हैं, इस हफ्ते ये जीत रहे हैं, ठीक है।
हाँ
जैसे ही टेंस वापस आए, वापस आने लग गए।
भाई that is a sign कि Tens would leave।
Should leave।
पर कहाँ जाएगा यार?
कोई भाई लेंगे उसे, बहुत सारी स्क्वाड्स है लेंगे जो उसे, बट कोई ले नहीं सकता अभी, उसे हटाएंगे नहीं क्योंकि वो है ना तुम्हारा फ्रेंचाइजिंग है, तो बेसिकली दे कांट
फ्रेंचाइजिंग है,
कोई दे कांट, दे कैन किक हिम आउट, दे कैन किक हिम आउट, बट फिर कोई हायर नहीं कर पाएगा उसे, अपनी टीम में नहीं ले पाएगा जब तक ट्रेडेबल नहीं हो जाता अगले साल तक, जब तक मतलब इस साल की चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी खत्म ना हो।
Will they kick him out though?
नहीं, क्योंकि टेंस एज अ कंटेंट क्रिएटर आल्सो ब्रिंग्स देम मनी। सेंटिनल्स पे पैसा
Tens bring them the most money यार।
Yes, a lot of money. Tens and Tarek. Tarek I think ज़्यादा लाता है थोड़े।
Tarek 100 Thieves में नहीं था?
नहीं, Tarek कभी भी 100 Thieves में नहीं था। Tarek उसमें था, Sentinels में।
Loud take time out of course, but
Hiko का क्या हुआ है? Hiko गायब हो गया एकदम से।
at this point,
Loud की तो Hiko गायब हो गई ना।
play to run it all the way to OT.
Hiko अभी भी 100 Thieves का है, लेकिन उसने रिटायर कर लिया ना।
हाँ, sad।
बुढ़ा हो गया था ये।
Slightly different high tide there, cutting its way across, and look at Marv with the one-way snake bite. Make sure he can't be pushed, but backs away and
crucially doesn't make noise this time, so he can't get easily swung.
Yeah, there's no punish just there. There was an attempt. You could see Aspas did swing through. So far, it's cautious, and it needs to be at that.
They're gonna move forwards here. No alarm bot this time. And it is only Pancada, but he's
short, yeah.
Absolute sigma play there. ADS with the Phantom, but it's Pancada. And he just backs away as well. Doesn't get greedy, gives up the space. He realizes, okay, I got the first kill. They could be anywhere. You can see it. Aggressive pings now. And it's Flowers that wants to be taken. It's a contact push all the way through. And it's watchful. Fully aware of it. And that safer position from Pancada.
30 seconds left.
Knows where to place himself. Doesn't give anything away.
The reads from Sassi and Pancada in this map have been sublime.
Elite. And with Dash just going out of fashion there. Aspas are forced to use it. Disengages back early. Now the dog, Trailblazer. It's going to clear its way. Into the back of the site, making sure nobody's holding any close angles. The weapons are just not good. It's going to take heroics. Aspas with the knives. Anything to sail their way through, but
मार्क का वो कब
नाइस फ्लैंक है
भाई तो फ्लॉलेस जा रहा है
भाई
फ्लॉलेस उनके अल्ट पे मतलब सॉरी उनकी इको पे कुछ डेंट भी नहीं कर पाया इस राउंड
And like I said, these reads coming through from Sassy and Bankara are honestly
Sentinels is destroying भाई
I know that people will think, oh well, of course
कैसे ये तो उल्टा हो रहा है ये तो उन्होंने वर्ड्स है
they were on that team, they get it. But Loud have only started playing Pearl and being good at it. With this new roster,
देखते हैं कितने पैसे जीतूंगा मैं 2146 है मेरे पे अभी
Loud have played Pearl.
Sentinel player Tens is out due to injury and illness and will not be playing the rest of the week to recover.
It was a 13-3, it wasn't
तो
close.
ये
Loud weren't that
अगला
good.
मैच में नहीं खेलेगा
हाँ अगला
Just
2
the
मैच नहीं
Sentinels
खेलेगा
players having such a read on the game, and look at this again. They've got so many people
63% said कि Loud जीतेंगे और 37% Sentinels. I'm one of those 37%.
Right into the stack.
भाई
It's sent with a realization. The force
यार मैं देख नहीं पाया मैं पानी पी रहा था फक
and Sada can less of the
मैं भी
last
properly
two
नहीं देख
players
पाया
standing
वैसे
to
रिप्ले में
try and
देखेंगे
claw their way back. Right now it's looking all Sentinels. Space vacuumed up. We're gonna spam
मैंने
it.
क्या ज्ञान
Van
चोदा
goes
भाई
back
मैं तो बस ये
for
बोल रहा हूँ कि
exchange, but no kills.
यहाँ पर नहीं है और यहाँ पर ये है इन 63% लोगों ने बोला मैंने क्या ज्ञान चोदा
That
भाई
area. Claim it back because the spike is dropped at their
तूने
feet.
टप्पू ओ लॉल
Oh, Dan doesn't even clear that much, does it?
ये क्या
And think about what must be going through Loud's head
भाई
right
लेकिन
now.
गोटी यार
How
देख
on earth have we got
सेंटिनल्स क्या
ourselves in this
चोद रही है भाई
position?
लाउड को
How are we losing to Sentinels here?
Done and dusted. Les will hold on. He'll get his two.
भाई ऑलमोस्ट फ्लॉलेस हो गया था
It's a
Aye?
1v3. Viper's pit dropped down just for an
अच्छा
attempt.
लास्ट राउंड है
They're
ना
trying
to
to
be
cross
honest
through, but look at the spam. Dodging, ducking, weaving past the bullets with 30 seconds remaining. Sentinels.
30 seconds
They're on the
left.
cusp of it. And look at it.
इसने अपनी पिट की छोड़ दी
They back away. They give him the
लाउड
space
विंस
'cause
दो
they realize,
नो
guys,
कैप
listen.
ना
Give him
सेंटिनल्स
the spike. He's got no option.
अबे
What's
3v1
he
है
do,
भाई
run it
क्या
away?
कर लेगा
Well, 20 seconds? Not
20
likely.
seconds में थोड़ी रन कर सकता
Losing to time would not be dignified here. Les is gonna try it.
Turret take the contact. They know he's pushed forwards. No choice whatsoever. Has to stick it, and it's unwinnable.
GG's.
Sentinels.
कितने पॉइंट्स थे मेरे
नाइस
पे
वाइपर एश शॉट
वेट पे मेरे पे 2150
From a 13-4.
एविड सेंटिनल्स हेटर हूँ अच्छा तभी आई लाइक सेंटिनल्स भाई उनका कंटेंट देखने में मजा आता है बाकी सारे टीम्स वो नहीं बनाती फनी कंटेंट नहीं बनाती कोई ओ भाई साहब
भाई साहब
आई वन 5451 चैनल पॉइंट्स क्योंकि सब सोच रहे थे वो जीतेगा क्या कहते हैं
अब अगले मैच में लाउड पे लगाओ
नहीं
ताकि लाउड जीत जाए
स्टिल सेंटिनल्स पे कंटेंट तो सारे टीम का क्रिंजी होता है टू सम एक्सटेंट अबे आई मीन कि जो हाँ हाँ आई गेस यस बट लाइक क्रिंज इज अ वेरी वाइड टर्म यू नो टू बी मतलब ऑनेस्ट cringe is a very wide term for some people it might be cringe for some people it's not I don't know for some content may be cringe to you some content and the same content to me might not be cringe but जो इनके मतलब वो होता है ना सेंटिनल्स ने शुरू किया है वो वाला कि कॉम्स जो चल रहे होते हैं कि ये अभी कॉम्पी के कॉम्स निकालते रहते हैं एंड लाइक मीम्स वगैरह सही रहता है कि जैसे ही हार रहे थे तो इसकी फोटो लगा दी थी मार्व्ड कॉलिंग का कि बोलते वी आर नॉट गोना आंसर दैट कॉल ऐसे टाइप की मीम्स
हाँ टेंस इज लाइक कम्युनिटी वाला मतलब सॉरी सेंटिनल्स इज लाइक कम्युनिटी टीम
हाँ आई लाइक इट
बकचोदी करते हैं फैंस के साथ
टेंस हटाते ही जीतने लगे वही तो भाई एंड द बेस्ट फकिंग थिंग मेरे को पता
ये
है क्या
देखना
लगता है
सेंटिनल्स पोस्ट करेगा मुझे पता नहीं क्यों लग रहा है
अच्छा हाँ एक्चुअली अभी ट्विटर देखते रुक जा चैट जरा ट्विटर देखता सेंटिनल्स का रुक जा ये रहा ओ निकाल दिए
so they do bleed what the fuck
bro nice half color he's 1 HP and he's bald you don't win that true bald buff सासी का वो भाई लेकिन भाई वो पिस्टल राउंड भाई सेकंड हाफ का कैसे जीते हैं
what
वो
timeline is this भाई वो तो बहुत ही प्यारा क्लच था यार।
वही, ये साला उसके अपोनेंट में था।
वो उसका ट्वीट रिप्लाई देखो।
क्या?
राइट में ट्वीट रिप्लाई। सो नाइस।
भाई ये मैं सेव कर रहा हूँ, रुक जा, मीम्स में डाल रहा हूँ अपने। भाई मेरे को तो फनी चीज ये लगेगी क्योंकि मार्व सिर्फ 2 दिन के लिए आया है, मतलब 2 मैचेस के लिए। ये 2 मैचेस जीत जाएंगे, सोच, अभी MIBR के साथ भी जीत रहे और इसके साथ भी जीत गए लाउड के साथ, और फिर थर्ड वाले
एमआईपी
में।
के साथ जीतेंगे।
MIBR तो लाउड से बकवास है भाई, MIBR तो मतलब बॉटम लिस्ट पे आती है।
यू नेवर नो इट सेंटेंस वी टॉकिंग अबाउट।
भाई सेंटिनल्स ने 100 थीव्स को तो हरा ही दिया था।
बात तो सही है।
ओ रुक जा, प्रिडिक्ट विद चैनल पॉइंट्स हु विल विन मैप टू हेवन। देख सेंटिनल्स चॉइस है, और ओ देख, अब देख सेंटिनल्स का परसेंटेज बढ़ रहा है। कैसे दोगले होता है भाई। टू बी ऑनेस्ट अगर मैं लाउड पे डालूंगा मेरे को ज्यादा पॉइंट्स मिलेंगे, रिटर्न रेशियो ज्यादा है देखो। यहाँ पर 1/1 का रेशियो है, या 1/2 का है।
इक्वल ही है पर ऑलमोस्ट अभी।
क्या? हाँ 50, अबे
इक्वल
50,
ही है
अबे चलना,
ऑलमोस्ट।
58% है भाई सेंटिनल्स का। कभी भी 70-80, 70-30 थोड़ी होता है, इतना भी नहीं होता ना। ऑलमोस्ट हो जाता है वैसे, लेकिन कभी कभी लाउड वर्सेस MIBR हुआ था, आई थिंक उसमें 90% लाउड था और 10% MIBR था
टेंस
ऐसे।
विल बी थिंकिंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स भाई।
ना,
सब रोजा खेलता है अभी भी।
सब भरोसा नहीं, उसने छोड़ दिया था। अबे बिकॉज वो मतलब वैलोरेंट तो खेलता है, बट वो बोल रहा था कि उसे बहुत प्रेशर आता है ये वाले, मतलब उन पर।
कोई
उसके
श्राउड
साथ
वाला।
उसके उसके नहीं, प्रेशर वैसा नहीं, टेंस वाले हाल की, मतलब पीपल एक्सपेक्ट अ लॉट फ्रॉम हिम, और फिर नहीं होते तो टॉक्सिक हो जाता है, ये सारी टाइप की चीजें। यही तो वैलोरेंट की मतलब
इट
थोड़ी वो
इज
है। कितने लगाऊं सेंटिनल्स पे? चल भाई माय बॉय सेंटिनल्स।
5000।
सीरियसली? तूने
आपके ऊपर
बोला,
है।
तूने बोला इसलिए करे।
आई मीन मैं तो इसलिए बोला कि आपने 5000 कमाए थे सेंटिनल से, तो दे डिजर्व।
कितना कितना खेला तूने? क्या खेला? अच्छा हाँ, तेरे जाने के बाद हमने एक या 2 मैचेस खेल, एक ही मैच खेला था हमने तेरे जाने के बाद। एक ही मैच खेला, और वो भी जीत गए, वो तो बढ़िया जीते थे। और उसके बाद फिर मेरा बस 16 और चाहिए पॉइंट्स टू गेट टू डायमंड 1 बैक अगेन।
एंड
बॉयज,
मी मीनवाइल मी ग्राइंडिंग फॉर सिल्वर।
अबे मैं मुन्नी बदनाम से खेलूंगा।
यार मैं तो खेलता ही नहीं यार, अब टाइम ही नहीं मिलता।
मुन्नी बदनाम से अनरेटेड खेलूंगा, लेवल बढ़ाऊंगा, और फिर वो कर लूंगा, कॉम्पी खेलूंगा तेरे साथ बैठ के।
उससे जब खेलोगे मुझे
प्लेब्स प्लेब्स को पेलूंगा, सिल्वर प्लेब्स, आयरन
साथ
प्लेब्स।
में खेलेंगे मुन्नी बदनाम वाले अकाउंट पे, तो मेरे भी है एक और।
प्रॉब्लम, मतलब मैं ही हूँ टीम में दिक्कत। नहीं, जब तू भी था तभी भी तो जीते थे। व्हाट द फक डू यू बी? जब तू था तभी भी जीते, और उसके बाद जब तू गया उसके बाद भी जीते। जब तू, लास्ट मैच जब हमने खेला था तू जीता था, तेरे को पता है ना? सॉरी।
कितनी देर का ब्रेक है यार?
होता है 15-20 मिनट का, अभी तो नेक्स्ट मैच।
कोई वीडियो देख लेता हूँ, तब तक मैं डेफन हो रहा थोड़ी देर के लिए।
मैं भी कोई वीडियो देखता हूँ जरा यूट्यूब पे।
हम्म,
कोई नई स्किन आने वाली है आर्केड रिलेटेड, तूने देखी?
अरे स्काइज की वीडियोस देखना है यार।
किसकी?
स्काइज के माइनक्राफ्ट यूट्यूबर है, बहुत अच्छा बनाता है।
क्या है स्पेलिंग, क्या है?
SKY
SKY
ES।
ES? अच्छा स्काई एस।
हाँ ES। हाँ, और स्काइज हाँ, बहुत अच्छे वीडियो बनाता है जेनुअनली।
अबे चलना, साढ़े
I
तीन घंटे
survived
की
100 days.
3.5 घंटे की कहाँ से
हम
देखूंगा वीडियो?
लंबे बनाता है।
क्या? मैं तो अभी खेल
काफी
के
लंबे
आया।
वीडियोस बनाता है बट
हाँ तो
अच्छा है।
मेरे से नहीं देखा जाएगा ये। मैं वो देख लूंगा, वॉटल्स देख लेता हूँ, बट अभी चल वैलोरेंट कंटेंट देखते हैं ना।
कुलानी भाई, कुलानी है भाई गॉड तो।
मेरे व्यूअर्स आ रखे हैं वैलोरेंट के। आई गॉट, अरे वेस्टजेट देखते हैं।
No intro today. You read the title correctly,
आई गॉट कैंसल्ड। व्हाई डिड यू गॉट कैंसल्ड?
boys. I got cancelled on Twitter. Oh my god.
KSI भी तो
So,
आ
you
रहा।
know, silly me puts
हाँ, वो तो
out a
वापस भी
tweet
आ
that
गया।
goes, Tens is washed, the 8 is better. But little did I know that Tens was injured. And because I wasn't on Twitter all day, I missed out on Kaide's tweet where Tens is apparently a handicap now. So a lot of people were mad at me. And people were basically, you know, calling for my death and murder. Imagine I compared LeBron to Steph Curry. This would have never happened. The only reason Virgin on the internet even cared is because they're parasocial with their favorite content creator. This dude read one of their messages on Twitch and they feel like they have a personal relationship with these people. And quite frankly, I don't really care. At least the people that idolize Andrew Tate idolize somebody that has a Bugatti and world championships in boxing. People literally dick riding a dude with 1,000 hours on mapaim_bots and a high grid shot score. You know, society is in shambles and quite frankly good. And don't worry, boys, I will never touch politics. I'm too left-leaning for the left and too right-leaning for the right. They're scared of me. But I will go on ahead and speak facts. I'm about to spit facts. Valorant, incredible game. The community makes it worse. The Valorant community is full of a bunch of inbred, like, weird e-dating motherfuckers. Like, outside of the real world, if somebody asks me what games I play, the last thing I'm saying is Valorant. I'd rather say, like, I play mobile games, Candy Crush, Clash of Clans. At least that's more understandable and less pathetic. So obviously my tweet wasn't that bad in retrospect, just the timing was a little bit unlucky. I didn't even realize he was injured until somebody told me, and quite frankly the tweet's already been posted, so I was like, who gives a shit. But like, once again, bringing my LeBron scenario, I don't really care if LeBron's injured. I'm still gonna compare him to Steph Curry. I don't really care what's going on in Tenz's personal life. I'm still gonna compare him to other players. I don't know, is that weird? Do I have to follow his social life? Am I forced to care about his girlfriend and other bullshit? No, he doesn't involve my life in any single way. He could literally die tomorrow. Ooh, guys, see, now that was a little exaggeration. I doubt most Tens fans know what that word even means, so we'll leave it at that. I don't actually think that way. But regardless, if you disagree with what I'm saying, you're allowed, by the way, but you're all wrong. You will be wrong, because I do view myself as probably the 5th smartest person on the planet behind, I don't know, Barack Obama and, like, the penguins of Madagascar. But, yeah, anyhow, I digress.
मस्त है यार, ये बहुत मस्त लगता है मुझे।
I'm the 5th smartest person after Barack Obama and the 4 penguins of Madagascar. कुछ भी भाई।
एनीवेज मैं डेफिनेट हो रहा हूँ थोड़ी देर के लिए।
फिर से ट्विटर शुरू होने वाला है वैसे मैच।
इलॉन मस्क वाइल्डिंग।
वही। उफ।
यार कितना मस्त है भाई इलॉन के इलॉन
They
के
trained
दिस
illegally using Twitter data. Lawsuit time. Arcade bundle teaser 2. Yo, please.
एक साइड में ने ट्वीट करा।
Lost art blue tick now will everyone. अबे अब वो क्या कहते हैं, उन्होंने वो कर दिया ना कि तुम्हें पैसे देने पड़ेंगे वो करने के लिए, वेरीफाई करने के लिए। सब्सक्रिप्शन के पैसे देने अब तुम्हें।
बढ़िया है।
Reload to chaos best vandal in Valorant ना, अच्छी है मेरे पे है, बट लाइक नॉट द बेस्ट। उससे आता है एक वीडियो निकालूंगा, एक क्या 4-5 निकालूंगा टीयर लिस्ट वाली। बेस्ट वैंडल, बेस्ट फैंटम स्किन्स, बेस्ट ऑपरेटर स्किन्स, फिर बेस्ट नाइफ स्किन्स।
कंटेंट फार्म कर रहे भाई।
हाँ, और तू भी होगा उस पर।
ओके।
तुझसे पूछ नहीं रहा, तेरे को बता रहा हूँ सीधे। तो उस दिन वीडियो में होगा। तो नए ट्वीट्स क्या हैं इनके?
टेंस ने
बस
टेंस ने पोस्ट करा कुछ।
सो डू ब्लीड, बस एक वही आया और कुछ नहीं आया नया। टेंस ऑफ
वेरी गुड रेफरेंस यार।
हैप्पी 3 ईयर एनिवर्सरी टू द लव माय पास्ट।
ये तो अगस्त 17 तो पिन ट्वीट है।
वही क्यूट भाई, लेट्स गो।
शी इज क्यूट यस।
रीट्वीट। मैं उसको क्यूट नहीं बोल रहा था, रिलेशनशिप की बात कर रहा था। Ranked in any
Oh.
game is secretly just two Among Us lobbies running at the same time. Lost against NRG 02 GG's to them. They were playing super well. Unfortunately, sucks to have a series as bad. कुछ नहीं करा उसने. I think break पे है वो ना. तबीयत खराब है उसकी. कोविड है. काइडे का देखते हैं. काइडे ने कुछ ट्वीट करा था. फिर ये कैंसिल हो गया था अभी टेक्निकली. तभी तो उसने सिर्फ वही वीडियो निकाली. Empathy. The God. Please be understanding. Tyson had to play. I'm sure if he had the choice, he would have sat out. He played with the joint infection tha, and just tested positive this COVID this morning. He's only human. True. He rushed back home after the match and was burning up. Took a test this morning. It came back positive. Both him and myself are immune compromised. So when we get sick, sick. True. He has never once said he is the best. I get that his popularity will come in, but बेचारा. अच्छा ये टकली हो गई थी. हाँ मैं भूल ही गया. अब वो विग लगा के बैठती है.
हुई
Friday.
छोड़ गया
क्या
हो गई
हाँ टकली हो गया. वो विग लगा के रखती है. उसका नाम क्या है? वेस्टजेट में क्या ट्वीट करा था जो माफी मांग रहा है टेक. ये वेस्टजेट का जो वीडियो थी. दिस वाज अ वो apology video in a WestJet way. Mr. Beast 6000 would never bought Twitter Blue. True. 9-year-old Bronx boy started American in pause drop.
यार क्रिस को क्या हो गया यार
छक्का बन गया.
बहनचोद
Valorant versus CS:GO community in nutshell. Valorant
गे
CS:GO
नाइस
pack. She would go should go play CS. You cannot get tweeted about saying the N word. Am I right? Haha. And about saying a CS is a good game. It's so inclusive.
रिप्लाईज में क्यों देख रहे
अब ट्विटर ने मिक्स कर दिया है ट्वीट्स और अच्छा वो तो उसने रिप्लाई तो करा था काइडे को. पागल.
नहीं इसने ट्वीट करा था ना and then उसने रिप्लाई काइडे ने
उसने
इसका रिप्लाई
काइडे के
करा
उस पे रिप्लाई करा था ना. आई थिंक आई डोंट नो.
उसने अपनी वीडियो में
उसने
दिखाया था टेंसेस वाज जेईज बेस्ट
उसने डिलीट कर दिया.
पैन का लोड़ा Actually, Viking Dude was nice.
Mr. Beast's video was actually watchable with the Viking Dude. Shit feels G-rated now. True. I don't like Carl. Not a single person I know in real life above the age of 15 watches Mr. Beast anymore. True भाई. I don't. Mr. Beast देख के मेरे को cringe आता है. Same चीज होती है हर बार. Same चीज literally. आएगा पैसे देगा लोग अच्छे रिएक्शन देंगे और उसके बाद ओ ओके. That's
And the fact now he has a very good guy in his company.
I mean, Chris just divorced his wife. Her, them wife. I don't know how to pronounce his. I don't fucking care. उस
See,
छक्के
he
ने
divorced his wife.
उस छक्के ने अपनी वाइफ डिवोर्स करी. अपने स्टिल बेटे के साथ है. बेटे वाला टॉपिक पे नहीं छिड़ते. He might be a still good father, you know. But
He might be a good father, but he's imposing this shit on the
नहीं,
kid now.
not imposing, but बच्चे की school life is destroyed. First of all, and second उसकी बीवी, and बस that's it. Who else tired of 2.0 collections in Valorant? No one is asking or excited for any 2.0. I'd rather have new high quality collections, please, less frequently than shit it out 2.0. नहीं, nah. I'd still want to see Sentinel of Light 2.0.
Sentinel Light तो बहुत प्यारी skin है यार.
A clip you can hear of just a pic. True.
क्या?
Speed है. Pic देख के पता चल जाता है. Speed कैसे चिल्ला रहा होगा. Wait.
अब 7 मिनट पहले बोला था मैच अभी शुरू होने वाला है.
WestJet deleted नहीं WestJet cancel tweet.
ऐसा है?
Fat Phobic and super offended करना go to bed cancel WestJet. WestJet काइडे
tweet लिखो ना.
हाँ. Tenses वो ये रहा. ये better, CNET better, आसपास better. Did you see the kids article? I deleted Twitter off of my phone so I don't have a daily dose of mental I was showing facts with such a player continue the tens and they kept trying to say it's just my opinion. I don't literally take writing a dude who's good at a video game. I'd argue worse than the Tate me traders at least. That dude was a fighter and priest working out. What we preaching here? Aim labs routine. Give me a break. Be shitting on him for apparently not being good at the same video game. Isn't your entire social media and career based on the same video game? What's the point? Your contract too. We aren't shitting on him. We aren't hating on him. We are stating a fucking fact on how are you not getting it. Tens is watched is not a hate tweet. Especially given the context, and I'm not talking to you. WestJet has 73,000 followers. It's not the same as you saying random shit. For those confused, tweet was maturing is realizing that Tens is washed and Ye is the goat. The game. They're on a... Oh, shuru ho gaya.
How do Sentinels get this one done? No flashes. I mean,
the
full
lineup
lineup
coming
coming back
back
up in
up
a second, maybe
So
comboed
hard.
with the recon dart. They can't find less.
Yeah, and less is just that extra element, that backstab. Who's just going to be waiting
Sentinels
while
ka
this
defense
hit
hai.
starts to come through. Dart's taken care of. There's nothing else to accompany it. There needs to be kills going their way. And, well, it's even. Sassy.
Unki KJ
On
ka
48
flank.
health, yet still making the most.
Oh my!
But now time.
Timing ho gaya.
Solo on either side. Aspas on 19 health as well. Can't reload. Can't give away the position. But it's all the time pressure on Sassy. He's also low and he has to stick it. And it's just
nice
not
pistol.
winnable. Clutch there for Aspas.
Thank you,
Score
Dabu bhai.
can't
To
collect
nahi
it.
hota to bhai.
Big pistol round for Loud to acquire.
Miss
You see a
kar
couple of the things that Sean was talking about on the desk there, the C Viper wall that's being put down, but also how much utility they have there, just an overwhelming garage. What I love that I'm seeing in the retake, however, is how Sassy is playing that one. It's classic Sassy Sova. Very safe positioning, trading out his teammates without exposing himself to too many
Lineup
angles.
in
The
देखा यार.
safest pair of hands in Valorant.
Okay, Marv displaying Astra.
This double initiator comms are quite good at controlling up this A main area. There was an attempt there. In fact, more than an attempt. Look at the damage. Oh, Zekin could have got away with a kill there. We'll see with the heal though. He's going to be able to top less back up to a good amount of health.
This is pretty interesting. I mean, Def has a shorty over towards B. There's a couple of players A. You know, in reality, Sentinels should not be winning this round, but with how insane their individual form has looked, you start to believe in moments.
You really do.
Like this.
You hold your breath just a moment, but they don't have good guns. It's all about these opening engagements, and well, enough shots rattled off. There was openings. Bit of peel attempt. As you can see, the stun was there, but battling their way through. Better guns at the end of the day. Yeah, they're able to just take that space easily enough.
अब अगर ये जीत गई ना सेन तो भाई
that Sadak has put down. So it cuts off information and allows you to lurk down short at the beginning of these rounds. And then also you can drop it whenever you like. So if you're a defender and you're trying to hold long or short, suddenly the wall's down and there could be attackers behind it. It's also useful for cutting off CT, as you see here. Marv just cut out from the action. So they've demonstrated in the first two rounds two really important Viper walls that Sean was talking about on the desk that are really... Sentinels are going to have to play around these. They've got to have some kind of counter plan.
Yeah.
And they themselves are not running a Sky, so you can't go and just try and flash through.
Hello?
Wait, what?
Okay, well, a bit of a diffuse here. No one was waiting for this one. I mean,
Wait.
He's got more than enough time. He's been sticking this long enough, but maybe a bit of an
नहीं ये राउंड शुरू होगा ये राउंड रीस्टार्ट होगा ये राउंड
Must
रीस्टार्ट
have
होगा
been disconnected there. Must have been.
उनका
But it may
हार्बर
well have happened
डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया
late
था
enough in the round that is not rolled back. Obviously going to take a technical pause. And I'm sure
अच्छी बात है मैं पता क्या बोलने वाला था
to be honest, Bren, Loud had enough players alive that they could have still stopped that defuse from coming through.
अगर मैं पता है अल्टीमेटम देने वाला था if Sentinels win this round I'll call my crush and tell her I like her. I'm like लो okay I'm so glad नहीं बोला मैंने.
There was no time. There was time.
बट तूने अब बोल दिया and they did win the round so do it
नहीं बट अब क्या फायदा
नहीं करना
पॉज आ गया
नहीं करना पड़ेगा
I'm not doing it no I said I would do it
you made me fucking bet 5,000 Valorant points
ये वाला राउंड पक्का ये वाला
you made me bet 5,000 Valorant points you will fucking message her or him
हाँ ठीक है Okay, I'll message you.
that match up somewhere with the Viper wall.
What? Wait, what?
अगर ये राउंड जीत गया तो पक्का.
Message you? मैंने बोला yo.
You might be able to get some kind of flash play working if you decide to play very aggressive up in
तार
the
निकल गई भाई की.
retake. There are some spots, but
Oh.
overall,
बर्गर किंग वाले स्पॉन्सर करते हैं भाई. लाउड को कितना बढ़िया है. घर बैठे बैठे ऐसे बर्गर किंग मंगाते होंगे फ्री में.
it is a PC issue though that's been confirmed, so we're going to be working on that during this tech pause here. But what an unusual situation.
Yeah. Did you prep any assets for this job?
Ninja diffuse कर दिया.
No, I did not. I'll tell you, I mean, what, you want me to prep what the Sentinels players are playing? We had no idea. Coming in,
There wasn't really much to go off, was
no, there really wasn't.
No.
I mean, this game has delivered above and beyond what anybody was expecting at
Chat
this point.
पढ़ते हैं.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you think about...
You talked to the coach earlier today. How many days practice have they had?
I mean, less than 3.
Less than
Less
3
than
days.
3
This is वो क्या कहते हैं. This is my normal competitive. Valorant competitive बन गया.
Who flew in yesterday or today, I can't quite remember exactly.
My old PC be like.
Not my old PC, my teammates. अबे ज़ेकन तो सो गया.
So far, he's been looking very comfortable on the big
मेरा मैं तो अपने लिए बोला ना my
अबे
old
देख ज़ेकन तो
PC.
सो
याद नहीं
गया.
आपको?
ज़ेकन तो सो गया. Bro, just sleeping.
Fairly simply, because the meta hasn't shifted dramatically.
Man carried the entire team पिछले मैच and he's like चलो अब सो जाता हूँ.
सारे ने कैरी थोड़ी किया. उसने करा है. मार्ट ने.
अरे मतलब उसने भी करा ही थोड़ा सा.
मार्ट was the top fragger. 15-4 ऐसे कुछ था. 15-5 ऐसे था उसका कुछ. दो या
Second में तो 13.
दो की कैरी थी उसकी. पता नहीं. वो सो गया भाई. फुल सो गया.
Everybody's chilling and Def just has the office worker posture. He's sat there, he's got the spreadsheet open.
बोल रहे everybody's chilling and Zekan got the office posture. बोलते हैं. Office work posture.
But we're getting this tech pause sorted as well. Hopefully soon enough.
वो तो हाँ by the way.
मुझे चाहिए यार. मुझे मैप 3 चाहिए.
By the way chat सुनो. मैंने वो कंट्रोवर्सी देख ली. क्या हुआ? Basically क्या नाम था उसका. WestJet gave his opinion on how Sentinel क्या कहते हैं Tens is washed out. Ye is better. He just said that. And उसको ये नहीं पता था कि सब बोल रहे थे कि उसके उंगली पे लगी है, बट ऐसा नहीं था. एक्चुअली उसका पूरा वो था जॉइंट इन्फेक्शन हो रखा था. एंड एट द सेम टाइम उसको कोविड भी हो गया था. तो वो बेसिकली लोग उसको डेथ थ्रेट्स और कैंसिल करने लग गए थे. वो क्यूट लड़कियां. बट लाइक उसने बोला कि उसने बोला बेसिकली कि आई वाज जजिंग हिज गेम स्किल्स नॉट हिज कैरेक्टर और पर्सनैलिटी. तो बोला कि आई स्टिल स्टैंड बाय इट बट इट्स जस्ट द टाइमिंग वाजंट राइट. उसने बस ये बोला.
I mean, as game skill, he wasn't lying उस point पे.
नहीं, उसने बेसिकली वो अभी के लिए नहीं बोल रहा. वो पूरे वक्त के लिए बोल रहा है कि नॉट मतलब पहले भी अच्छा नहीं खेलता था. बट ना
नहीं पहले तो अच्छा खेलता था.
ना आई डोंट एग्री विद दैट. अबे लाइक्स कैसे भाई. मेरे लाइक्स हट कैसे जाते हैं मेरे को समझ नहीं आता भाई. आई डोंट फकिंग गेट इट. व्हाई डज फकिंग YouTube hate me bro? They don't want to see the fucking growth.
Brasilero es capaz de
कितना लंबा पहुंच है यार.
mucho odio.
अबे खराब हो गया ना.
Obviamente,
I
cuando
think वो
juegas
राउंड रीस्टार्ट
mal,
भी कर रहे होंगे.
te matan, o sea, muchos comentarios
Te
negativos.
dejan saber que no le gustó.
Claro, exactamente.
राउंड
Igual es
रीस्टार्ट
así,
होता है
creo
कैसे?
que todas las culturas.
अबे वो तो
Sí,
उनको
sí,
आता
sí,
होगा. वो तो
sí,
डेवलपर्स हैं
no,
वालों वाले के.
sí, igual. Claro, pasa que Brasil, hay muchos brasileños.
बात तो सही है.
Entonces, que quizás se siente un poco más.
They're louder.
Sí,
Yeah,
son
they're
mucho
louder.
más.
Y en mi caso es... Yo
For
veo algo que
fuck's
dijo
sake,
él, como
man.
que siento que yo
कहाँ
también
11, 12,
pertenezco
15
a
likes से
eso,
मैं
siento
5
que
लाइक पे कैसे
al
पहुंच
estar
गया?
y haber vivido 2
The
años,
fuck is this
me
shit?
identifico con muchas cosas de Brasil y también siento que la cultura con Argentina, si bien es como bien rivales, es bien
This
parecido como
fucking
hace Brasil y
asshole.
te sentís,
Love.
o yo
Putealo,
yendo a otros
pecho.
países, Brasil fue el lugar donde más me sentí como si estuviese en mi país, como en Argentina,
Sí, sí, sí.
porque la gente suele ser parecida, la pasión es igual, el amor es igual, todas esas cosas es como... Yo las asociaba así y eso es lo que me gusta y nada, me quedo mucho con eso y con eso dijo el tipo, sí, parte de mí pertenece a ese lugar y a mí me gusta también muchísimo Brasil. Es como mi segunda casa.
¿Por qué te mudaste?
a Brasil, bueno, fue, en mi caso fue como una decisión que tomé para salir de mi zona de confort, ¿viste? Cuando llegaba la propuesta era otro idioma, otro país, no conocía a nadie, siempre había jugado con compañeros que había tenido experiencia o lo conocía de antes, entonces fue como, llegó la propuesta y la tomé y dije voy a salir de mi zona de confort y voy a enfocarme en ser mejor jugador. Y fue exactamente eso.
Para mí quizás fue un poco más distinto. Compartimos muchas de las decisiones, hablábamos mucho en ese momento.
¿Ustedes se mudaron juntos?
No,
¿Al
no.
mismo tiempo? ¿O
Nosotros
por las
fuimos-
mismas razones?
Claro, nosotros estábamos jugando juntos en ese momento, en un equipo de la TAM.
Claro.
Y yo le había dicho a él que cuando terminase de jugar quería ir para Brasil.
Latin
Primero porque
America.
tenía a mi novia en ese momento en Brasil, entonces era lógico.
Claro.
Y segundo que en mi cabeza, un poco loco, pero en mi cabeza sabía que
Un
la
poco
única
loco.
forma de ganar un internacional
Mexican
era
is a very
entrando
funny
a un
language.
equipo brasilero.
¿Por qué?
Poco loco,
Porque
un patito
fue hecho
poco
antes.
loco.
Por otras
Baby,
personas.
keep me guessing.
No en el mismo.
I'm nodding and I'm guessing. You're so basic. 'Cause I'm only un poco loco. इसी चिकन ने उसे कैंसर दिया होगा मैं बता रहा हूँ एक कोरियन फ्राइड चिकन
We're still in it, we're still there. Lando Norris now takes the lead ahead of Schumacher. We're down to third, but as we're now at round 7, 16 of the season, there's so long to go. Come off home race. We are doing a silent different in this squad to pay tribute to this British team, to British drivers at Green with Union Jack Ruger.
स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ क्या?
ना कुछ मैक्सिकन चीज दिखा रहा हूँ सपानीस
So it's always the second time of asking for a special one-off free. But first, most on Saturday, just looking to get through the sessions. Hamilton up there in P, we're down in P10. Unlikely.
अभी तक शुरू नहीं हुआ पैन पर खराब ये देखते हैं ना अबे यार अच्छा रहा है बहन चोद। अबे कब शुरू होगा हो गया शुरू शायद टेक पॉज गियर
मुझे इतनी नींद आ रही है ना यार।
अच्छा तू नहीं देखेगा
ये वाला मैच पूरा देखूंगा
3 मिनट में बीइंग भाई सलमान फिल्म फेयर रोस्ट अबे हाँ तूने देखा सलमान खान ने क्या रोस्ट करा है फिल्म फेयर वालों को फिल्म फेयर का ही
नहीं।
पैनल चल रहा था फिल्म फेयर वाले पीछे बैठे थे
हाँ।
जिनका मतलब जो ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं और उन्हीं के सामने बोल रहा है ये अवार्ड तो मैं ऐसे ही यूज करता हूँ एक दिन ये हमारे परिवार वाले डोर स्टॉपर की तरह यूज करते हैं एक दिन खराब हो गया था भाई
I've never been interested in
ये देखे
these
तेरे को दिख रहा है
हाँ दिख रहा है
awards because I've seen so many of them at home and कभी कोई वो जो होता क्या होता है उसका वो दरवाजे का ऊपर का वो जो खराब हो जाता था तो उसको स्टॉपर के लिए यूज करते थे हम and the nominations were announced best actor goes to Salman Khan I stood up and another name was taken and then another name was taken and the award went to Jackie Shroff
only won twice.
बस
Lol.
बेसिकली ईगो पे बात आ गई।
नहीं, फिल्म फेयर तो खरीदे होते हैं। द गेम वो चल रहा है, टेक पॉज। सेकंड राउंड में उनका हार्वर्ड डिस्कनेक्ट करके टेक यूज कर दिया और दे वन द राउंड, बट लाइक ही वाज डिस्कनेक्टेड, एएफके हो गया था, जस्ट लाइक आवर एएफके स्क्वाड। तब तक हम सलमान भाई को देख रहे हैं।
never interested in awards. Till today I'm not. I'm interested in the reward. And the reward is what I get from my fans and from, the Hindi film going audiences and from the people of our country. I have no problem against, they're calling this lady black lady. कहीं ये बाहर जाके बोलो किसी को तो पता चलेगा। ये मेरे हाथ में एक बार आई थी शाहरुख के साथ, मुझे ज़बरदस्ती जाके लेना पड़ा क्योंकि लोलो मेरे बगल में बैठी थी और शाहरुख बुला रहा था। it became a very awkward situation। जबकि ये सेकंड टाइम हुआ था, बोला कि मैं ऐसे ही आऊँगा, अवार्ड वगैरह लेने नहीं आऊँगा। I think Helen Auntie was getting something at that point of time and then they got me on stage to get an award. I left it there only. There.
ये ले भाई, ईगो की बात नहीं है, सलमान भाई ऐसे ही है।
So I've never been interested in these awards because I've seen so many of them at home. So many of them at home, and then my dad had no work, and कभी कोई वो जो होता क्या होता था उसका, वो दरवाजे का ऊपर का वो जो खराब हो जाता था तो उसको स्टॉपर के लिए यूज करते थे हम। और फिर जब घर में जगह नहीं थी तब फिर वो दे देते थे वो।
What was your first ever Filmfare performance?
So I was told I should come for the Filmfare Award, and that the award was going to be given to me. So I went there with my father. My father wore his suit.
Yes, सलमान भाई को कुछ नहीं बोलने का।
Beautiful. And then the nominations were announced. Best actor goes to Salman Khan. I stood up, and another name was taken, and then another name was taken, and the award went to Jackie Shroff. So then, because I was told this, okay, I was going to get it. So my dad said, "Ye kya hai?" Anyway, I was to perform that night for the first time. So I went backstage and I said, "This is something I cannot do because this is not done.
True.
I don't care. I don't care at all. I mean, Jackie's got it. He was damn good in Parinda, but you shouldn't have done this with me. And since you're my father's friend, you shouldn't have ever done this, So then Sandy said, "You know what? I'll pay you for this performance." So I said, "How much?" He gave me a figure. So I said, "It won't happen in this much. Little more. I took a substantial figure at that point of time, and that was the first time, 5 times that, 5 times them. And then he said, "Please don't tell anyone." I said, "This is the wrong person you're talking to." So there was, I think, Juhi and Aki there. I came out, I think Centaur Hotel में था वो, pool के ऊपर उन लोग वो ramp और stage बनाते थे. तो I said, "बाहर निकलो भाई Aki." Juhi, I said, "ये check मेरे पास आया इस performance का, जरा बात कर लो, अपना भी निकाल लेना." कितना है ऐसे ये फिगर नहीं बताऊंगा तो negotiate कर ले. So that was the first time that any award function has paid for a performance.
Bro, ये तो कमाल ही था भाई।
सलमान भाई सबसे बढ़िया है।
अबे बट लाइक दैट वाज, मतलब मेरे को पहले लग रहा था सलमान गलत है, बट दैट वाज वेल डिजर्व्ड। तुमने बंदे को
That was
बुलाया,
very shitty। तुम उसको
बुला
तू
रहे हो,
बोल के कि
तुमने
तुम
बोला तुम
जीत
जीत
पे
रहे,
आ जाओ।
तुम जीतने वाले हो, तुम्हें पता, उसने अपने पापा को बताया और वो पहली बार जीत रहा था। वहां गया, उसे बुलाया, उसके बाद कौन जीता? जैकी श्रॉफ। What the
Yeah,
fuck?
he loses to fucking Jackie Shroff।
No,
शाहरुख खान
Jackie
होता
Shroff
तभी भी थोड़ा चलो
नहीं,
हाँ।
Jackie Shroff is a good actor भाई। What the fuck do you mean?
अच्छा सॉरी, जैकी श्रॉफ इज बड़ा वाला। सॉरी।
वो बाप है उसका। जैकी
जैकी
श्रॉफ
श्रॉफ इज अ वेरी गुड एक्टर। हाँ
ग्रेट एक्टर
सॉरी
भाई।
सॉरी 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 सॉरी।
एंड
जैकी
परिंदा
श्रॉफ
देखी
इज
है
अ
तूने
वेरी गुड
मूवी?
एक्टर। हाँ
इट्स अ
सॉरी,
ग्रेट मूवी भाई।
मैं उसको छोटे वाले के साथ कंफ्यूज कर रहा था।
टाइगर है वो तो,
हाँ सॉरी।
लाइक वो फर्क नहीं पड़ता। यू जस्ट शुडंट हैव सेड कि वो जीता। फिर उसके बाद वो बोला मैं परफॉर्म नहीं करूंगा, फिर उसने उसको पैसे दिए थे। किसी को मत बताना। अक्षय और जूही चावला भी परफॉर्म कर रहे थे। गया बोलते हैं देखो मेरे को तेरे पैसे मिले, एग्जैक्ट फिगर नहीं बताऊंगा लेकिन तुम भी ले लो। मेरे को मेरी आवाज क्यों आ रही है?
हाँ
मेरे को मेरी ही
ओ
आवाज आ
मेरे
रही है।
हेडफोन नहीं बन रखे ना ढंग से,
ओ
वॉल्यूम ऑन कर रहा हूँ, अब नहीं आएगी।
भाई कब शुरू होगा? इट्स अनफेयर इफ सेंटिनल्स टेक दिस पॉइंट। ट्रू। सेकंड सेकंड वाला मिलना नहीं चाहिए उन्हें।
आओ
अबे क्योंकि वो तो AFK हो गया था, वो तो उसके बेस पे छोड़ के गए थे ना उसे।
पता नहीं यार।
आई डोंट नो। आई मीन वो एग्जिट, वो स्मोक करता, वो एग्जिट फ्रैग निकाल लेते।
अरे
और
वो नहीं था, वो चलाने लग गया था पर एकदम से वो बंद हो गया। आई
क्या?
थिंक ही फायर्ड बुलेट और टू।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, उसका पहले से ही बंद हो गया था, बहुत टाइम से AFK बैठा था वहां पर।
राउंड के बीच में पॉज दे देता है।
राउंड के बीच में पॉज नहीं होता। अगर तुम जो टेक टेक पॉज जो होता है वो राउंड के बाद होता है, तब गलत होता है। मेरे को मेरी अपनी आवाज आ रही है, नॉय कर रही है।
यार हेडफोन पहन यार, मैं ना लेट लगा था थोड़ा, तो छोड़ो हो गया, अब नहीं आएगी।
और प्लस द
टेस्ट कर
थिंग
लिया एक
इज
बार।
कि इन्होंने पहले एक बार ऐसे किया है कि कोई मैप था, कौन जीत रहे थे जब किस दो का था, एंड टरेट गलती से एक ग्लिच की वजह से दूसरी साइड चल गया था। तो केओ ना हेवन देखने लग गया था, इंस्टेड ऑफ असेंट पे हेवन देखने लग गया था इंस्टेड ऑफ ट्री। जबकि उसने ट्री पर देखा था और
हाँ
ऑटोमेटिकली हेवन पर चल गया था, वो ट्री देखने लग गया था। वो राउंड वापस खेला गया था।
ओह
तो मोस्ट प्रोबेबली दिस राउंड विल बी replayed as well.
It's
एनी
going to be its
सेंटिनल्स
own
विन।
little mind game there. Is how do we
हाँ
even
तो
get
सेंट्रल
back
जीत
into
जाएगी।
it here from a pause and a possible reset?
Actually, while you were talking, one of my two neurons just like activated in my brain, and I remembered. So the second round, Zekin peeked sewers with that sheriff and almost caught Sadak entering A lobby. That was exactly how he approached that Viper wall. He just swung, and he was just getting kills, and that's how they were controlling the A lobbies, just taking that fight very aggressively. So I want to know if Ospas actually counters that by starting to like hold the sewers peak, because that's the one weakness that I see
Sean
for Loud right
Garris.
now.
Yeah, and I
I
think
like
for
this guy,
Oscars
bhai,
as well,
Sean
him
Garris.
as an individual, a lot of emphasis is going to be on him this map because he
C9
struggled a
का
lot more than normal
वो
to
था
get
ये
those opening
OG
kills. I think Sen was actually doing a
श्राउड
really good
की जो
job
टीम
on
नहीं
map
थी,
number 1 of playing with that Harbor Viper comp and shutting him down because normally
उसमें
we
था
pride this guy
श्राउड,
on being one of the absolute best at
वो
playing
कौन था,
around those
बीस्ट
Harbor
वाला
Viper
वो जो
comps,
बॉडी
finding
बिल्डर।
the gap in the smoke, using the verticality to get over and find that opportunity. And on Haven, again, because it is a larger map, once they get to defense, the emphasis I think will again be on him.
टैरिक है वैसे भयंकर।
I mean, we took a look at a big
IGL
full-screen
करा
stat sheet
CSGO
of
में,
Aspas earlier in the day
चैंपियनशिप
today,
गया,
and
जीत के ला
last
गया
week
और
as
उसके
we
बाद
continue to
रिटायर हो
ramp
गया,
up,
छोड़
had
दिया।
100% first blood rate success, right? Every opening
भाई
zone
ग्रेटेस्ट
he
ग्रेट
won,
मतलब
right?
गया, बिगेस्ट
And
चैंपियनशिप
you're not
जीता,
always going to get
जिता
that
के आ
on
गया
zero
IGL करके,
performance, which is
और
obviously
उसके
an
बाद छोड़
important
दिया,
thing to
CSGO छोड़
recognize.
दिया, वैलो आ गया।
But if he's always shooting 50% or above in that regard, that's something pretty massive that
fucking
Sentinels is going to
awesome
have to
भाई।
overcome. So will he find that rhythm again here on map 2 is a big question.
That is the biggest question, right? Is can Aspas actually have like a true Aspas level game with the anti-stratting
इस
that
बार
maybe
आसपास
Kaplan
नहीं
has
चल रहा,
planned for him? Does Kaplan win that battle, or does Aspas win that battle
जैसे
today?
टेंस नहीं चल
Because
रहा था
right
वैसे
now, all
आसपास
the
नहीं
other
चल रहा
pieces
इस
for
बार।
Loud look so good that I think that is the key thing that's going to determine whether Loud can take this series or not.
Yeah, and now I'm going to like go way ahead of what we're talking about right now, but how does this change our expectations? If Loud actually ends up losing the series 2-0, if they drop their first series to Sentinels, a team who we've been like dooming on for all of this, like they're not living up to
No,
expectations,
honestly,
like,
it flips. So it's a good question because it flips so much on its head, right? Because it's such a stark contrast between the undefeated team, you know, current champions 2022, all that, to Sentinels, struggle bus, who had higher expectations coming into the split, hasn't lived up to them. So right now, these two teams are sitting on opposite ends of the spectrum. And so for this upset to happen, I think it does way more to kind of upset our current thinking of the general narratives in the region than, let's say, any other team below Loud right now in the standings taking them down.
Screw our thinking. What would that do to Sentinels? Like, what happens to their team at that point if they just 2-0 Loud today with Marv standing in?
Right?
What happens?
I don't know. Like,
yeah, how do you start to think about the way the Tens fits into the squad, and is this actually a better roster in terms of agent compositions and things like that? What we've talked about has been a struggle for them so far.
It's just so weird because it finally makes sense for Sentinels, and then the question is, do you want to continue with Marv? Do you go back to Tens? How do you change around your roles? Do you have to shift things again? What does he want? Like, there's so many questions around this team, and even in terms of their expectations, it's like, okay, now you've beat Loud. How much more can you achieve? Can we push this into a team who can get a top placement in playoffs? Could they be in contention for Tokyo? Like, getting an upset here starts that kind of snowball of realizing that, hey, they've had a rough start to the season, but it's 8 weeks long. It's nowhere near over yet.
All right, Coach. Let's we made you the coach of our super team. Let's make you the coach of Sentinels for a day. I mean, what is your current take?
They don't need another change.
You're right. They don't need another. Sorry, we're gonna just.
Kaplan has had the job for like 12 hours.
If it's our choice, Sentinels is working with a new coach every week. But what would you say was the most impressive thing of Sentinels' play so far today that you haven't seen yet from them?
I really liked just the coordination amongst the players, particularly Zekin with the initiators. I thought Def looked really comfortable on the Harbor in that first map. I know it doesn't show statistically, but he was very disruptive on those A hits on his defensive side. And then on attack, I thought his Harbor walls, when I looked at prior games from Sentinels, their Harbor walls were nowhere near what Tui's is. Tui's is like in a world of his own when it comes to playing Harbor. And this was the first time I felt like, you know, someone from NA could hang with Tui's a little bit in the Harbor role. So I thought Def really surprised me. I thought he played really good today on Harbor.
Yeah, don't let the Sentinels management hear that. Don't let them listen to this guy. They don't need to make another change yet.
They don't watch our show, do they? Right? Yeah, they're back there trying to figure out what's going on stage at the moment. Getting a look at Tui's on that Harbor play, and Kaunzine as well, coming up with some massive clutches for the squad. We talk about you know, some big clutches on the other side. Saucy, for example, with the pistol round clutch that he had on Pearl on the second half, is not to be outdone by players like Kaunzine as well.
I mean, the storyline is so cool because in kind of these clutch situations, it was like them playing against the player that ended up replacing them. For both Penkata and Saucy, it's like, okay, we're former teammates, but we're still proving that we can be better than these new guys that got brought in. We are still at the top of that game. And all of these clutch rounds were incredible, but they're not really the thing that stuck with me. Again, it was the coordination. It was the consistency that Sentinels managed to provide, because we've always seen those sparks of individual brilliance, but now we're getting that on top of a team that actually looks like they have a coherent game plan and looks well put together in the mid-round.
And in previous games for Sentinels, kind of going into what you just said, those late rounds, they seem to always go to their opponents, right? But in this game, they closed out a lot of those late rounds. Their plays were very cohesive in those moments. And the one time it failed was that Sadak 1-on-2 clutch. I feel like in all of their other games, you know, their coordination in those 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, 1-on-2s even, they're losing them a lot because probably miscommunication. It looked like a lot of that was cleaned up in this iteration of the team.
Yeah, they really did manage to fix that stuff.
Myself, Harry, and Vic playing a little game of guess what happens next.
Playing a little game of let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to.
See what happens next.
Yeah, that's the one.
I think I'll be quite good at this, you know. I feel I've watched enough internet videos that I'll be able to figure out the most likely.
Or count under each of our face cams, please.
At this point, let's just watch side.
Please play along at home.
Alright. Let's see.
Okay, what's going to happen here?
Okay.
Truck tips and over and comes to the pieces. Truck sits to the ground. Jumps on the I think it.
B.
You can't pause the timer, Vic. The whole point is you're on a time.
You have to do it within.
Yeah, that's the point of a countdown. What do you mean?
I'll also go with A.
Okay, alright, cool.
Oh, I'm losing.
Alright, now it could sink into the ground.
It's tipping. Look at it.
Yeah, it was already
tipping.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, it actually crumbled though. It sinks a little bit.
Kept going as well.
Kept going.
What are you gonna do?
Okay.
None of the above.
I think B.
C.
I'll go B, yeah, B.
C.
Okay. Alright.
He's doing it in slow-mo, bro.
Oh.
How could you not see that?
Wow. Fair enough. You got us.
What
this
the
gotta
fuck?
Be A. This has to be A.
I'm going B.
What?
A.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man! No!
Yes!
Oh,
great.
Yeah.
That's a sick little edit there.
That is very cool. Okay. 2 points for Harry. He
does
shits himself.
C.
You break-
C.
Yeah,
C.
it's C. It's C. He's gonna start wanking him off, isn't he? Yeah.
He's already started, bro.
Oh god.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
He committed.
A monkey pulls a chair from under him. A massive pothole opens up. A guy falls through the ceiling and walks off.
I want to go
C, I
C.
I'm gonna go B.
Third C.
Yes!
Oh, for fuck's
wow.
sake! Wow,
Yes!
you are actually good at this.
Harry's seen every viral clip there is.
I just said what I wanted to see, though. I'm an idiot. I said what I wanted to see happen.
The football is someone's head. It's someone's head.
The football is alive. A.
Yeah.
I'm going with B.
Okay.
The football is live first.
I think you guys are right.
It's a hat, no?
Oh, yeah.
I'm an untrained
शुरू हुआ क्या?
meteorologist
अभी भी शुरू नहीं हुआ भाई, क्या है ये?
on the snow. I mean, it's in the streets.
Okay, here we go.
I want to go A.
I'm gonna go C.
I'm saying B. Different
mean,
answer.
It's in the streets.
Yeah!
Oh no!
Shit, I'm so bad at this.
What's going on?
I'm going with C.
Hesitates.
A.
I'll go C as well.
Yeah.
Oh yes!
Points.
Fuck.
Something's in my ass.
C.
C. Okay, I was gonna say C as well.
C.
Yeah. Seems the most feasible in this scenario. Oh no! Oh!
Oh.
Oh dear.
The truck is
A
fake.
is fake, yeah, it's
Yeah,
fake.
The truck stops before
I've
hitting
been
the
here
guy.
before. I'm a professional. Wow, what editing.
What are you doing?
Okay, so he's out the car, he's raging.
Yeah, drapes him out. GTA shit.
Ooh.
C.
C.
What?
C. Please be
Fine
C.
C. Fine C.
अभी भी शुरू नहीं हुआ.
No, that's embarrassing. That's an embarrassing beatdown.
SpongeBob in the gang.
Oh, that looks very fun. Okay. I'm gonna go with B.
B.
I'm gonna go with C.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
Yeah,
that was
unlucky.
shit.
What? So what? That's cheating.
That was so
the
shit.
fucking clip. Something happened.
Unlucky. The game's the game.
That's funny.
C.
Run straight.
Yeah, I'll go C.
Yeah. No,
The
I
bike
know
falls
the guy
apart.
gets like dragged in by the wheel. Have you seen this lot?
No.
This one. Look at this.
Oh!
B.
Stop pausing it, Vic.
It's not me. It's not me.
It is me.
Oh.
Sorry, I even complained about that. I'm very sorry. I'm
Hey.
just trying to. I was trying to
A.
get my thoughts
Oh, shit, I
out.
just
It's C.
panicked.
Oh.
Wait, what did I say?
Did I
A.
get that right?
I don't know what I
Wait,
said.
what was it? I said
C,
the rock
C.
shatters. What was the question?
Oh,
Yeah!
no, Toby gets it. Yeah.
Oh wow, fair enough.
All right, skip it forward. Sorry.
Sorry for my pausing, but I got discombobulated.
That's some strong ass glass table.
What you doing? Wanna go down? Can you go downstairs?
Okay. A.
A.
B.
C.
You've watched this one already.
Oh, I know this one.
You
Takes
rat.
Look at him.
He takes out a huge run up. Bro, there's a
Yeah, he's
backflip
slick,
in there.
he's
There's a
slick.
backflip in there.
I got that. I've seen this clip.
I've seen this one. This is
मैंने भी
cheating.
देखा.
B.
B.
This is dreadful.
Oh, शुरू हो गया
I think
finally.
they must have got like the wrong
Pissed.
pedal.
Wait.
2 Spectres, 3 rifles for
उनको
Sentinels headed in.
wait, one
And
को
Loud
point मिल
still
गया.
kept some weaponry
Udmagan, hello.
from the prior round because of those players that backed off in the post plan.
Udmagan गया.
A bit of a team flash there. Just for about a moment. Now you're seeing it. High tide. Everyone as they push their way through into Garage. And I think Ricardo's lucky to get out away with his life. A bit of shots rattle off as well back and forth between them.
And this high tide, actually, that Tweez is throwing, it's for a bit of garage control, but then it also would allow you to sneak into B. And both connectors been smoked off. That's going to draw the defenders towards the B site and make A a little easier to walk up. You can see Zekken just looking for that information. Sean was talking about how he went for a wide swing short on a prior round. Now going to re-clear with the drone.
It's all about the timing. You can see the jump spot here by Def. Wow, Sadak's crosshair placement was good. It was on it, not quite landing a shot. Fast moving forwards though, but he's dealt with. Cleaned up onto the side of the smoke, and plenty of personnel ready for Sentinels to try and meet them right into the weaponry.
Down A.
Sadak left with so much to do, but eventually shut down there, and 3 rifles staying in the hands of the Sentinels players, keeping that economy nice and even.
Yeah, still looking decent for Sentinels. One player can drop. I mean, Pancada's got huge amounts of money. And Loud, so now we start the game kind of proper, right? Both teams have those rifles on board, and we get to see what Sentinels' defensive adjustments look like.
Bro, Ashura, you missed the first map. Sentinels destroyed Loud. 12-6. They won. What a fucking map. And now it's 2-1. अभी बहुत देर तक वो चल रहा था. Tech was, but it's going right now. Second map.
There's a little bit of mid here.
Sentinels destroyed Loud.
Shotgun Hunter's Fury though. That supplements him, but Less is ready. That is disrespectful.
Oh my word.
Second falling. Bit of bite being taken out of the round. Now forward and Loud. Happy to take all that space. Aspas on the high ground angle here.
Man missed it, bro. Oh, it was really amazing. You should have watched
Can't
it.
quite stand his ground. Has to avoid it for now.
The flank. We've got a fight between Les and Def. Def broke the alarm bot here. So Les knows.
Positioning is known, and everything comes down to this one fight.
Nice.
That is not a confident fight to take there. Def loses it. That's revealing. It's a 3v5 now for Sen, and you might have to start thinking otherwise about trying to play this one for a bit of a fast retake, because this post-plan setup is so difficult.
I think this is a save here. I mean, maybe they can get another ninja defuse, but I don't think it's likely.
Unlikely. And yeah, just playing for the exits, holding those angles, making sure that they keep the guns.
Ooh,
I mean, Pancada's here. Exits are really good here for Sentinels. If they can drop weapons out of Loud's hands, it's
Up and
good.
rushed, yeah. Pancada's managing to at least hold his ground, but not for much longer.
No tens,
So 2-2.
tens के
That's gonna be the score
joint
line.
infection हो रखा है कुछ,
scrappy back
and
and forth beginning,
COVID
isn't it, for this
also.
map too?
तो इस हफ्ते वो नहीं
Certainly is.
खेलेगा.
Weapons on board again.
दो
though,
maps
Sentinels
नहीं
still
खेलेगा.
fairly far.
He won't play 2 maps. Basically, this and Loud and MIBR versus Sentinels. He won't play in that. अभी के लिए उनका जो 6th man है Marved, he's playing.
To work with. The Loud composition has some unusual ults like that Viper's Pit that you don't normally play against on Haven. And if Sentinels are playing full retake, you can see them again trying to play aggressive on another part of the map.
That's bad at A lobby control, but look at how good this Viper wall is! Oh,
Oh, उसकी elbow दिख गई.
sticks out like a sore thumb, and there you go, Sen. An instant capitalization, but the same high tide. Sean was talking about it in the desk as well in that short break that we had, how good it was at just really putting the pressure on the anchoring player, forcing him to play back and off the site for the retake.
Tweez goes for the plant. Less dead, so no post-plant lockdown available. Cove being thrown aggressively here actually helps keep Aspas alive, who would have taken a little bit of spam. This pull doesn't really seem synced up with too much else.
Every time there's a piece of util used, there's something else in response. Stun. Lay it across now to Seekers as well. Splits them through, but already just flooding into the back of the side. It's Sentinels trying to take the space, trying to scale down to Sadak. Last alive. That's second with 3.
Huge retake from Sentinels. I thought they would get pushed back there. I mean, the investment of the Seekers too, and nothing much to show from it.
लगा है.
All coming from CT. Loud had a player in Garage, Loud had an ultimate to be able to work with. In theory, a bunch of things that could have worked nicely for them. But everybody on Loud just getting stuck behind default there.
I gotta give credit to Def as well. There was a fault line in the middle of that retake that was beautiful. Landed on top of the box as well and just made its way across the side. I believe 2 players were caught by it, stunned up. But now you're starting to see a bit of a change in the setup. This operator in the hands of Zekken. Again, another thing that was spoken about, the disrespect shown to this Viper wall.
But I love this. I think getting Zekken on this deep line, if he can hop on the box even in A short, he can just be left there.
And he gives you so much info.
He might end up having to retake with an operator, but I think the informational value you're getting from him is worth it. And that is just spam.
I was busy in celebration. It's my birthday. Oh, really? Oh, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday, Ashura. Happy birthday. Wish you a really, really happy birthday. How old are you now?
Every single gap in the defensive protocols. Aspas pushing deep into spawn here. Zekken, he's watching for it. How do the Sentinels players know this kind of stuff? Reminiscent of Pearl.
Maybe heard the jump as well off to the side.
Thanks, but 21 now. Oh, you're 1 year older than me.
Comes down to the timing. Doesn't expect it.
Oof.
Throwing around for Aspas, he has been that difference maker with the Viper's pit dropped. How do you even play this one? Flash to read big. Aspas is not even blind. Playing around a util. Tanking the dart. That is just pure disrespect to your former teammate. Denied the ace. Operator picked up, but it has to be
saving the operator.
It's pretty important here actually because Sassy's going to be able
Nice
to drop
match.
his teammate.
21 basically legal now to drink. कौन से पहले रोकता था तुम्हें, but you know, technically you're legal to drink now. It's legal for you to drink.
Zekken got value out of the op as well. He managed to pick up less on the other side of short. But Loud kind of overwhelmed. The B pressure, you're starting to see some of the cracks that you would expect, honestly, from a team like Sentinels that has had so little time together.
Yeah.
The way that Marv wasn't quite ready for the pressure coming through on B and got caught, bullet to the side of the head, just not really knowing where to face. It's difficult when you're playing the smokes in a comp like this because you're so far away from the information on the other side of the map. You rely very heavily on being fed good comms to dictate where you should be looking and where you're going. This time, Zekken opting down C.
Can be difficult to get value out of the operator. When you're playing a Jet as well into these double smokes comms because of things like this. That was a Viper orb that was just thrown from safety, locks off one of those angles, and the knives for Aspas. How does he want to claim this one? Spamming the common corners, making sure that they clear out garage and remove that turret. So really now Zekken is starting to feel the pressure, but it's a stack from Sentinels. 3 of their players. Make sure they watch this B side. Maybe a bit of a read for it as well. Well, Marv's taken out on one side of it, and there wasn't really a swing from Sen. They didn't fall for the bait. Aspas was locking down that one angle, but now you're seeing it. Dog to read clear, and they want to pivot right back into a C hit. Zekken, it's a difficult ask for him. Breach ult right away, all the way through. Rolling Thunder, Hunter's Fury, everything being expended. The kitchen sink and all, just to try and help out Zekken.
Meanwhile, Sassy with his Hunter's Fury, he threw a long-range dart as well from A at the early round. And it is going to be A the result here. If he saves this recon, it could be absolutely imperative for them in the retake. But that's what Sentinels are going to have to play. I don't think Zekken used many of his knives, so I don't think the operator's going to be a large problem for them.
Now Sen can focus on trying to play this retake. Lockdown. It's used close, but a lockdown for a lockdown with 19 seconds left. Looks like an attempt here to try and take the fight early. Deny the plant! And he Zekken! That's a beast of performance! And there's just no time left. Players detained, 6 seconds left. Can even access the spike? Nope.
I have the spike.
The round is lost just like that. Quick decision making from Sentinels, and it earns them a round.
What an incredible scenario there. Sadak sprinting back into the site to try and get the plant down when 4 players were detained for the retakers.
Hello.
And it all comes down to that.
तेरी आवाज आ नहीं रही अगर तू है यहाँ पर.
Even if Zekken doesn't get the second, he wins the round just by killing the planter there.
Yeah, incredible work. Zekken looks on fire in this main duelist role. I think Zekken's got the quality to be able to play a lot of different stuff for the Sentinel squad, but he's able to hard carry games from this spot. Arguably, he has done in the past from Sova too.
I think the dart was good actually. I think that was getting blocked by the Viper wall.
It cost all ults though, but what an ult
Son
man
going to be partly aware of this.
An ult man to op.
What a read here to have 3
अबे
players A.
ults round
Not
निकालने के
playing
लिए तो होता है.
aggressive, just kind of waiting for the hit to come through.
But it's difficult for Zekken because he doesn't know if they've crossed. Look at him, he's adjusted his crosshair placement now for that one angle. Drone was broken. I think that's a bit of a tell that there could be a player close on that angle, but
but otherwise Zekken would be facing the right side.
Yeah, and he's repositioned and he's pushing up. There was a flash. Sassy pushed up. It's all comes down to this, and he spotted him. Aspas close to the corner. Not seeing any time wasted, but oh my goodness, it's so cautious. It's just a contact push all the way up. Second does well to get the one. Def, you got to play your life. Backs away. The Loud, they have access to the site now. Spike's starting to get planted.
Oh, the fight in mid. Pancada takes down less, and the spike dropped. This now becomes doable for Sentinels, a 3v3.
Push back. Wall bangable, not too certain of it, but you've handed Aspas the op. An exchange. Swaps it around with the rifle in his hands, flash avoided, and walking, wading right through the high tide. Pancad none the wiser, and 4 in the round. Aspas immediately answering back, Josh, and listen, use the term a lot, but this really is just back and forth, isn't it?
It certainly is, but this A Viper wall has caused Sentinels so many problems. They've been trying to counter it a bunch, but look at this. Oh, this was after the drone came through. That was the kill that Aspas was able to get onto Sassy, and it's a freebie because Sentinels had bad information. As the drone comes down short, it's killed too quickly, can't check the right-hand side. And they falsely assumed that there was nobody there.
Hello, guys.
An obvious battle, and now Zekken takes it over towards C as Kaplan calls a timeout. Wanting to talk to the squad. Newly promoted head coach here, looking to see if he can influence just how they counter Loud's game plan.
I think it can be quite difficult as well. You can have a theory behind it, you can have an idea, but yeah, a lot of it, you can see a lot of teams' game plans on Haven as a map as well. They're going to be relying on, if they're running a jet, getting an operator in their hands because of that information it gathers if you get set up on those angles. The composition that Loud are running, that gets denied quite a lot of the time, so...
Yeah, it definitely does. I think as well here, you've got to think about, bring things back to Pearl. How were Sentinels getting the win on the defense side of Pearl? It was not by playing retake. It was by flooding rotators into the site and having one player anchor really heavily. So whether that's on A, you know, if we translate that concept to Haven, you want to be holding backside C super heavily. And then you want to be holding backside A very heavily so that you control the CT rotates and you allow help to come in from that angle without having to be worried and using too much utility. And that's not what we're really seeing. We're seeing Sentinels forced to play full set retakes.
I got yous, okay?
And I don't think that's going to be a strength of theirs with such little time.
We're beginning to the round.
Poison orb emitting toxin screen down.
Work being put in by Loud at the beginning of the round, so you can see just breaking that door.
And also, Marv getting himself into cubby here. They know that Sadak does not get onto the angle. Beautiful. What a beautiful adjustment. Sadak has to throw that Viper roll from further back, so he's not there in time to see Marv sneak into cubby.
Great adjustment. Turret's broken, though. It's just Loud walking their way through. Spike not on B just yet, but they want to take their time with it. Of course, they've got about a minute on the clock, but hoping to take some fights as the smokes dissipate. Cascade in the face, though, just to replace it.
And this time,
in his tracks.
This time the defenders are much more well set up for the B pressure. Marv's not getting caught. Sassy with a nice jiggle. Can Loud convert this in a 4v5? They've got nice positions.
5v4.
It's difficult to try and retake, I think. Flash and the drone, comboed up. Reckoning is used. That's on the side of Loud. That's going to be pushing them back here. Nice start to Aspas. Pushes him away. Draft dash away, but he realizes he has to play on the site. There's a cosmic divide in his face. Can't play the post plants too easily, and now starting to be swarmed. It's about the coordination, it's about hitting the shots! And the crossfire setup. Well, it's good enough. Enough damage done to Marv that the shorty will finish it off, but Sassy could be the difference maker.
Double down on 2.
And you're right, Josh. Utility's there to try and stop this one. A tap onto the spike, and I think they've realized it. No time left in the round. Second wants to get out with the op. They have to save the guns, and Loud will claim it.
Oh, and Sassy just gets away with the Vandal. Very nice post-plant play by Loud in a 4v5. Things could have gotten sticky there, but you always have that last line of defense, which is less. Double Nana Swarm on the spike. I still think the way that Sentinels fought back into this was very decent, especially considering that Def's breach flashes really didn't catch on to anyone. But once more, you see Loud's site executes with Tui's utility, giving them free plants. They're getting into post plants where Sentinels have to play set retakes, so that's not what Sen want.
Battle waiting to be taken. Flash over the top. Second can't take the angle on. Look at how difficult it is. He's opping, he wants a free sight line. He's not going to be getting it, not against this. Cascade in his face, and this is risky. The rest of his team doesn't have the weaponry. It's all on him. What can he do? Dog, his feet broken, dashes back to disengage, but already they're being flooded, swarmed every angle. Sassy will fall. Still seconds in, flick of the wrist, and doesn't find the target.
Vulnerable with our body shot.
The snake bite is gorgeous from Sadak there. Stops anybody swinging from left side default. And they tried to flood people in. They tried to get Def running in there to help. And they just couldn't. Loud with the better weaponry here too. So there doesn't look like too much that the Sentinels players can get working. The Loud system, the Loud executes. I'm finding
Exit
all
frag
the
play there,
success.
go.
Yeah.
Sentinels can't challenge early round because they've got a Viper or Harbor utility in their face. And then once it comes to the... You notice as well that Loud are going for the site exec often as Sassy drones. They're
nice
picking the
one for
timing. Immediately, as soon as Sassy's in the drone, they know that, first of all, Zekan's going to be opping and trying to follow it. And Sassy can't reposition, can't shoot back.
Yeah, it's a player out of the game. Point. You can see Mars.
Nice.
That's a lovely little gift. Okay. Oh, lost, but damage done, and an operator as well. They've been saving this one all the way through. It's a family heirloom, Josh.
Yeah, it's been passed
Family
down generation to generation, hasn't it? They keep losing the rounds, but they keep being able to buy ops. So really, that could be a big difference maker. It's a nice three-piece. The Sentinels are going to have to start putting some rounds on the board.
It's a difficult task for them. You know, we talked about the adjustments that Sentinels as a team. This comp is unusual. Not many teams in America is running it, but look at this from Loud. No time wasted again. Very reminiscent of the opening round here, but a bit of a team flash. Aspas.
These executes just look sublime from Loud.
So well orchestrated, so well executed. Aspas not lacking any confidence. New player to the Sentinels roster here. Marv's removed from the fight. Not going to have his utility, and look at this re-clear. Trailblazer carves out a nice little power of reactions from Aspas. It's pure enough, and look at this. The dash active, he wants a little bit more, but Sentinels are already keen to just get the hell out of there. They want any part of him here. Shane, the rifle picked up. Too much damage done, too much to overcome, and wow.
The family heirloom survives.
Will it survive? That's the thing. They are swarming him. They're like, listen, you've had this for too many rounds now. Finally taken care of, finally taken out the hands of Zekan.
There's some spice in this game now.
Yeah.
It's the second or third time we've seen some of the bodies getting shot. Loud players coming back in with some fire.
Loud का attack कितना बढ़ गया भाई.
Loud currently look unstoppable. They've got a reckoning for the next as well. They did get caught up a little bit by Sassy Hunter's Fury when they went for a C hit prior. There are now 4 players stacking A. Sentinels are determined. We cannot give up this area at the beginning of the round, even if we have to play full C retake.
This many players. How do they want to try and fight this one? There's a Hunter's Fury as well. There was a smallest bit of presence, but the shots presumably going wide here, and the rest of Loud, it's a reaction play. The Reckoning's used. Pancada can't stand his ground. He can't spam the angles, and already all that util clearing and cleaving his way through. It's such a similar play now. We've seen it time and time again, but it's too much to offset.
And Sentinels have been able to find no answer for it. Less though caught this time. A reflank coming through. Marv and Def are going to have nice garage positions.
I think that's why you're starting to see that stack over towards A at the beginning of the round.
There's a flash for Cowanzine and Aspas here. This would be so bold.
Risky to push this as well, though, because look at the positioning. Sentinels are back. They absorb the aggression. A pop flash around the corner, but second, a difficult player to take out. And right now he's got the angle. Watch Spork. Cowanzine still wins it, and he could be the backstab, could be the thorn in their side. But Marv pushes them back, and Marv has just been magnificent. Stick onto the fuse, line them up, but it matters not. 5 in a round claim here for Sen, a respectable finish to this first half.
7-5.
But at the same time, they're fortunate to get that one retake off, to be honest, because they could not find an answer for the first 11 rounds, it felt. Just getting back into this one through virtue of forcing Loud to make an overly aggressive play in the post-plat.
Yeah.
7-5 means there is a massive weight on this pistol.
Massive weight, absolutely. Doug is standing by as well. Some special guests for this upcoming halftime.
Saucy 13-7 or 12-8.
Thank you so much, Brent. Yeah, I'm actually sitting by with two dear friends in Jonas and Jen. Guys, first off, what do you think about the venue? What do you think about the spot? Jen, I want to start with you.
Oh my God, it's my first live event. I'm freaking out. I'm not gonna lie.
So many microphones. I don't know what to do.
The way the bass hits when the guns shoot.
I mean, the crowd has been nuts.
I know.
Too. It's such a good turnout.
Yep.
Jonas, what about you? You've been to stuff like this. What do you make of the venue?
I've seen a few events before. No, I really enjoy this so much. First of all, like, the crowd is amazing. Obviously, the crowd is leaning very heavily towards a certain team, but you know, we're not gonna. Yeah. Team.
Yeah, dude, you fit right in.
Yeah, but the vibes are immaculate, dude, and it's so cool to actually be here at the venue to see everything happening live. It makes a huge difference, actually.
Well, I mean, you were mentioning the bass going nuts with the guns and stuff, with the crowd. I mean, you can just feel it. It's so much fun to get into. Give me thoughts on this series. We're one map in, half into another one, 7-5 in favor of Loud. Does Sentinels pull off the comeback? Are we going to map 3? What is it?
Just for the plot, map 3.
We can work that into the script, too.
Yeah.
We'll just make sure.
Production, can we have a map 3? Thank you. Yeah, thank you. No, I think, first of all, it's really cool to see how well Sentinels is doing, considering, you know, they're playing with a stand-in and everything, and that is, of course, very difficult. We've seen other teams do that in the past, and it's not always working well.
No.
They seem to be playing really well together. I'm a Sassy fan. I'm always going to be a Sassy fan. So no matter what team he plays on, that's the team I'm cheering for. So
Jonas is a saucy boy, confirmed. You have like 20 seconds. I need predictions very quickly before we go. Jen.
My prediction is that we go to map 3 and then we're gonna have an awesome game. Hold on. We made posters.
Yeah, guess who made which one? I totally made this one. I swear to God.
All right, we're gonna throw it back to the desk, guys. Have some fun. Brent, it's all yours.
Let's get to it, yeah. Hopefully a map 3. I like that.
Who are Sentinels?
Sentinels, yeah.
All right. This is where the heat really gets turned up. Pistol round. Sentinels looked very coordinated on their attack side on Pearl, but it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle. Loud just looks so coordinated with the way that they're using the Viper Harbor comp here. Like the Des was talking about earlier, it's only really them and Furia that are trying it. And they kind of mastered it.
Yeah.
It's been looking superb so far.
Part of the strength of this comp is it's a lot to adjust to. When you consider what Sentinels are dealing with, obviously. Chopping and changing.
The push.
Hitting it on the head a lot, but it's a push all the way up behind the walls, and a fight to be taken here, but a stun. It's a good reaction. Already all that space in Garage has taken gain for them. Dealing with this Killjoy utility, and they're leaving that late backstab. That's Pancada as well, who's in that really far back position.
Is such a sneaky
I think that's everything Loud were hoping for there. That Sentinels were in grass as they push down mid. But with the Garage player getting overwhelmed, as soon as Les dies, the round just looks very difficult for them.
It's, oh my goodness, a game of just cat and mouse. Pancada just trying to stay alive this entire time while the rest of the hit is all going through. Oh my goodness, Aspas, his sole job trying to deal with this one, but his crossfire setup. Too strong, too potent. Last player left. Aspas just cannot claim his prize. He will not be given it. There's no easy shots. So hard earned, and he won't be getting it. Go with the knife as well. The disrespect shown to the final boss himself. You got to be kidding me.
Knife kar rahe bhai.
It really does feel like it's getting personal, Josh.
You do not toy with Aspas like that.
Over a knife?
Sentinels do not know what they're inviting upon themselves. Aspas 17-8 currently, looking on the defensive side. I mean, he's going to be picking up ops later on. We've seen how good his operator is usually. Sentinels playing with something dangerous there.
But a pistol round for them.
Yeah, it's
spectacular.
spectacular.
To set this one up on an even score line for 7-7. They'd love that.
Early faked pressure towards short there. Recon dart. The flash comes through. Absolute silence. Sentinels have not heard a thing. The turret shot in mid. So they have an idea that Les has to be somewhere around B. In fact, Les is in short with the rest of his team. Pushing up.
5-stack
They catch a timing.
Goodness, it's all about this, isn't it? The quad push up. Backs to the wall. None the wiser, but finally, okay, the util's going to be spotting it. That's the Killjoy turret dealt with. Pancada aware that at least somebody's going to be pressuring that area. Spike going down. If they all want to be playing this from post,
Spike planted.
it'd be a hard task indeed to try and play this from the long angle.
Pancada needs help, and Marv is here.
Flash doesn't catch anything. Pancada does need help. Luckily, Sport's going to be there. There was
High
an assault to
stack
push
by
them back that was
backstab
placed a little bit prior. Code in their face, trying to beam them down. The guns in their hands. Potential for it to get a little bit dangerous. You never know, but they've got to watch down, and they know at least one or two of the players is there.
Short.
Everybody on Sentinels looks so sharp today. On an individual form level.
One enemy
See
remaining.
what less can get done here, playing that angle. Not much at all. So for surviving, and you're exactly right, Josh. It's Sentinels really do feel like they've woke up on the right side of the bed today. It's just on every cylinder firing off.
And doing the FPX buy here, 3 Bulldogs saved, 2 players not investing in the round means that Sentinels are going to have a very potent bonus. 3 Bulldogs, 2 rifles, coming up against Aspas with the operator.
Look at the money.
7-7, dead even. It's a very deep Viper wall, the kind that they run on the pistol. It might make Sentinels scared to take space over towards B.
A bit of a feign that they could be pushing and taking a bit of that A control from Sen. You could see that, but they were pushed back by the flash.
It's the same idea, actually, as what they did in round 14. Just an early fake pressure towards A, and they're going to end C. But the problem here is Aspas with the operator.
He's a demon on his angles. You have to be so careful with how you clear this one. On the high ground, it was jump peak.
Ooh, what a trade!
Yeah, Second does well to get that one. Dash forwards with a smoke at the top. It wasn't an updraft, so Les should be aware that nobody's up top there. Moving forwards, and wow. Complete patience. That work, and it's Les. This is his playground. Angry from the position, there was no follow-up there, and they know where the last 2 are, at least one of them. Beaming him down with the bullets. Mark dropped to 31 health.
Sentinels have still got to buy for the next round. This is their bonus, of course. But at the moment, no real damage done.
No.
The up can be saved. Aspas didn't die in an aggressive position. The spike is completely lost. And what a way to anchor that.
वो बड़ी कितना प्यारा है.
A big gap in the execute, not being able to clear that back plat position.
To see a bit of that evidence, that Sentinels, listen, this is a team that have chopped and changed with the roles, with the players. Not much time to practice, that's going to happen. But so far, it feels like, honestly, that raw firepower has been carrying them through, and we haven't really been witness to many of those moments.
No, in some sense, it's actually unfair of me to even expect that their executes would be looking decent. They've had 3 days of prep with this squad. But at the same time, the quality that they showcased on Pearl has made me expect a little more.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. And if Loud can find those pockets, the small areas where Sentinel's pugginess leaves holes, like, for example, maybe a mid-push with an op.
Now overpeaked by Sen. What a turret's active, and look at Marv up to his own devices, just making sure that he can take any and all fights. That push by Sadak punished. Does that open things up now?
The recon dart used in Garage, but they didn't break the turret there, so it doesn't really feel like there's any Garage control by Sentinels. Less re-cleared.
Double pushed up.
I think Pancada spotted a rifle there.
He's backed away.
Yeah, he's holding it.
Yeah, he's holding for the repush.
This.
Is there going to be any call? Maybe not. Doesn't even need any help.
उसने कॉल दे दिया था पहले. कैमरे में
on the world's longest lurk.
It's all over the place, isn't it?
Oh, look at that, though. Calling for the rest of the team to come back and meet him over on the seaside. Unless realizes that they've left a gap now that nobody follows up off the drone.
Does he re-clear this, though? Does he expect this? And I think the answer is going to be one that the Loud fans will like. And while give him a taste of his own medicine, why not hold the fire for just a bit of time, seeing if he can get the most out of it. Stars dropped down, though, in 2 years. Okay. No one in that one.
Why, so clean.
Like he's never left.
Now Aspas has the family heirloom. Just one operator getting passed down.
Phase Marved by
That's a very nice round by Sentinels that works on the strength that Marved is going to bring to this team.
It's a nice thing they didn't go to
solid at being
CA.
able to lock down one side of the map on his own, as you saw punishing Sadak with the push down C. And then he's also got great intuitive lurk timings.
And they really want to take this operator out. They've spotted the position of Aspas. Pushed up onto the corner. Util. Not using it to clear him. He's pushed all the way up. He's got another dash active. Could make this quite expensive, quite pricey. Sentinels still want to try and take the fight to him. It looks like the answer is no. Corralled for now.
8-8. Dead even between these teams.
अगर तुम आसपास पे एक अल्फाबेट लगा दो G
because Sadak can't buy an Aspas.
Gas pass.
He's going to be hoarding the wealth if he has these knives.
Comedy.
And the op. Really was payback this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We just saw less win around from almost the exact same position.
Marv is that kind of player.
Ice
cold. So many of these moments taken for Loud, you can start to feel kind of pressure that's mounting here when it's so even. Map 2. The series has progressed in ways that we just could not have imagined.
Not in the slightest. And I think, in a weird sense, success during the Super Week is just going to cause even more confusion for Sentinels. What do they do? Do they try and keep this together? Is this just going to be a honeymoon period of them performing well? Who knows?
More coaches.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So, a very unusual but fantastic twist in the VCT America's tale here, as Sentinels, with some odd changes after their most recent game, have become very competitive with the undisputed top team in VCT Americas. Loud became undisputed last week, in my opinion.
And they looked really good. I thought they were rock solid in terms of their understanding of how they wanted to take that previous match versus Furia. But in this case as well, you know, over the course of the Americas, they have shown some weaker maps. They've dropped it to, you know, perceivable weaker opponents. You can say that despite the fact that, you know, Americas, a lot of these teams are trading maps against each other. So I did think that this kind of like, you know, chapter of Loud being a little bit shaky was over with that win last week. But listen, so far they are being pushed to the brink.
Aspas, by the way, with 20 kills, more than double the next player on his team. Perhaps it's just a case of moving away from where he is on defense. If they get a sniff of where the operator is, can they go elsewhere?
Cosmic Divide, splitting up this C site. And Sadak now house to anchor this one. You can see the Viper wall drop down, stun and a pull into the back, and he is separated. And the rest of his team, there's no flood attempt, but well, it was just a bit of a fake and a bit of a pivot. Even baited me, because the spike is nowhere close to C. And it seems that Loud have bought it.
But also the spike is not quite into A yet either. Cowan's not going to contest this, so Sentinels are going to be able to pull off a good fake. And not just that, they got the opening kill out of it too as Sadak falls.
Enough being dumped into it now. We'll see if Loud can play this retake effectively. Util pushing all the way through, and it cuts up the site. It's a lovely cascade. Well, Pancada opens himself up a little bit too wide here, dropping down. The Hell play is dealt with. Seeing the dart lighting them all up, but Sassy, what more can he find? One kill down. Finds a second, left alone. It's a 1v2. Goodness! And he knows where Aspas is! Unbelievable!
We've seen so many moments like this from Sassy in this game so far. He has just been reawakened since moving back onto Initiator. He lives for these moments. The execute itself was gorgeous, but then playing off his recon dart to find one and winning a 1v3.
I thought I was done.
This flick onto Less.
Oh my goodness. It should have been done.
The bald grandfather of Brazilian Valorant strikes again.
Yeah. That's around it's going to hurt as well for the Loud players. Going to be thinking about that.
Doing his own former team like that as well.
Yeah, I know.
Knocking them down onto an eco. Marv is always going to be watching this. He's so diligent. But gives it up this time so that Sassy can be over here.
What the fuck
and
did
this
I
looks
just
like
watch?
another fake. I mean, the drone is coming up C. Nobody around there.
Great 1v3 as well.
Sentinels are not actually taking space on the other side of the map just yet. But we can see that everybody from Loud has given A.
And Sentinels are currently worried as well about a bit of a potential stack with the weaker buy of Loud, you know. Making sure that they keep all their players in one area. And they do have players here towards A. How are they going to be dealing with it? Dash with the dart. The dart doesn't see much. Well, Kawazin is on the angle. Marv dealt with. Les as well, still in the fight. This is a 3v3, and when Aspas has knives, you never know. Rolling Thunder pushed and committed out of them. So Lockdown also gained as well. Not too sure if he earned that with a kill prior, but it's starting to increase the heat.
That is a weird Rolling Thunder for Def to have used. I think he'd love to have that to get back into the site now.
And it's getting dangerous. The util's pulled out of them. One of the nano swarms already used. Aftershock as well. No one's even tapped this spike. There's still plenty of time. Pressure now. Sadek starting to get on top of it. Pancada. Critical kills again, but sticking it. Half off of it. Half on the defuse. What a flick from Sadek, and it's all down to second. A tap on reload. No one's sticking this one. The orb goes down. Just trying to hunt down these players. Time! And just about earned. Clutch for second, but my goodness, was it close.
How are they winning?
An anti-eco that gets far too sweaty there for Sentinels.
Hello.
Like Def a bit early on the trigger with his...
Hello. है भी नहीं यहाँ पर शायद है। हेलो हेलो तू है यहाँ पर? I just heard you. Hello. Udmagan. Hello. Okay. Bye. So.
As well, just same flash, same dart down into the bottom of A to threaten that they are taking that control. Now maneuvering elsewhere. That's one popped off deep here. Dash supplemented there as a fault line and an aftershock. Les really wants to punish this one into the corner. Well done. Town does get that kill. Lockdown's close. This is breakable. Reckoning's being used, and now it really is chaos. Thrown into the round, Snakebite into the corner, Seekers as well. It's anyone's game and everyone's blind. Two left standing, Hunter's Fury being used. Tagged onto the player. Kill needs to be found here. Mount loses his fight and it's all down to Sassy. But he just doesn't have the space. He can't push up in time. Loud of a retake. That was all over the place.
But actually really beautifully coordinated from Loud. Everything that they did there. The high tide. So they read that it was a B hit right from the beginning. There was 3 players ready to fight. High tide comes through, allows that Zekken to be killed as he goes for the plant. And then the retake with the Seekers, with the flash. It just puts so much extra pressure. And they even have that Viper wall, which is amazing for the B retake.
Yeah.
Because all the players deep mid, they can't do anything about it.
Too many layers of the smokes. You can't play that deep post plant.
Yeah, that from Loud looks as good as their Pearl B retake.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Maybe they just specialize in B retakes specifically.
Same position that Aspas played in the prior round, but he wasn't cleared out. He was playing here again inside the smoke. Oh, this is going to dissipate. A couple of seconds. The flash gets info. Aspas now knows he needs to be a bit more careful. A difficult shot to be taking. This peek on the angle, dash active, and he's out. Does he want to go again? Does he want to try and take another flick?
These are the moments where we've seen Aspas just run rings around his opposition.
And look at him. Confidence is boundless from this guy. Flash to try and repick there. That was to try and push Marv into a forward position, but it didn't catch onto Aspas.
I mean, the movement from Aspas is amazing, but the way that he works with Kalanzin's utility is also sublime. Sets him up for so many of these fights, pushing him back onto angles where he can grab the kills. I think Aspas has like 25 kills at the moment, maybe more.
So much freedom awarded to him. 3v5 for Sentinels with 35 seconds left. Hard question, but they are going to probably have to answer it with a save.
30 seconds left.
And finally, a bit of breathing room for Loud. But not in terms of the score, just in terms of the time here. They're going to be able to settle down, spend the next 20 seconds with almost a miniature timeout. Okay, what do we want to adjust? What ultimates do we have up? They're one away from Sadak getting his Viper's Pit online.
10 seconds left.
Could be a difference maker. I mean, the A-Orb would be the easiest to play for, but
yeah,
doesn't seem likely. I don't think they'd want to disrupt their defensive setup.
10-10. Sentinels are 3 rounds away from delivering a 2-0 upset over the best team in America's undefeated up until this point. But at the same time, Loud have all the opportunities to come back. They've looked excellent in certain moments of this map. Their executes look fantastic. That retake looked incredible. Loud definitely have what it takes to, especially with the operator in Aspas's hands, start the engine really churning and get us to a map 3.
So nice edge for either side. Pressure's going to be slightly higher for Loud. You got to imagine on the cusp of potentially losing. It's a flash and a drone being used together. Hoping for some value at that one, but the drone does get broken.
And Aspas playing anti-flash at the beginning, swinging back onto the angle, means that kind of fake, it doesn't really work.
No.
Caution. Loud are not denied any information. Instantly pick it back up.
It's a big tool that's going to go missing. When Sassy uses a drone like that, it's one of the biggest tools they've got to try and find out where Aspas is playing, to try and work out exactly which area of the map they want to land on. That flash not getting any tags.
Yeah, it gives them bad information, doesn't it? Because Sentinels are sneaking up here.
And they've gained a lot of space. Still, Loud seem to be aware of it. Kawazine not willing to give it up. The stun across their feet. Tag onto the one of them. Wall over the top, round the side.
Nice.
Second gliding into the site. The half of his team trying to take this fight down, spraying it down. Lovely flash round the side. Kawazine easing the pressure. 2v2 picks down to it now. It is 2-on-2. 40 seconds remaining. Spike getting planted less. Up top of heaven. Looks down. Doesn't find the kill. It was almost granted to him. But now they know where one of the players is. Tucks into hell here. A difficult post plan to play for Sentinels, but Aspas retake this one with the operator. Has a dash still. Now active. And activated. Trying to take one on the fight. You can see how safe Pancada's playing, and it's all on Sassy to see if he can even get one here, but he's just not favored, is he? Still wins it. He's low with the bulldog in his hands. Not the best weapon for the job, but down to that one-on-one. Quick tap at the feet. Spike not planted in this position for it. Turret watches it. Lus, he knows he has time, sticks it to half, buys him a bit extra, but doesn't win the fight. Pancada, brings it up to 11.
He doesn't miss a shot. He just doesn't miss a shot. What a beautiful thing to see Pancada and Les going head-to-head in the final moments there in that 1v1. Pancada pulled on to Les's role, really, in his new team. Shows him how it's done. Big 1v1. Loud can still buy heading into the next, but Sentinels are creeping ever slowly forwards to this map win and what would be probably the largest upset we've had this season.
Gotta think. Despite the player quality that is on Sentinels, despite that peak of potential, they have had no time to try and acclimate and make sure that this roster is good. But they are upsetting all sorts of expectations. Still Loud, not done and dusted just yet. You see the Viper pit drop down. It's an interesting one. Blocks off part of the C site.
I mean, look at what would happen if you're an attacker trying to get into the site there. Sure, you might be able to get a plant down, but you could be swung at any time through any of those smokes or the pit, especially with Kawanzin's flashes. It just does not look appetizing.
It's a simple game plan by Sentinels. That early pressure's applied. Pancada pushed up in a forward position here, and he's got to be that backstab. Maybe somebody can get a pick or a kill. The Sentinels explore elsewhere, but now they've got those protocols. These B hits, now they're happy to retake on them.
The updraft there is a really nice idea from Zekken, seeing if anybody was playing in the C connector.
Seekers though pushing forward. Zekken now into the back, and this is the time to strike. Pancada beams it down. Down to the 2v3, 25 seconds left. Where's the spike going to be landing well? Right on the floor. It's equalized down to that 2-on-2. And Aspas has got the angle watched for. Pancada, he's got no utility. He's playing Killjoy, but a spike is available to him, but has to try and dodge and duck and weave. Has the plan as well. The time pressure, he knows it's on him, sticking it. Does get it down now, but he's being swarmed on these angles. Updraft play, it's a high-low setup. Needs to find at least one of the fights. Nothing easy. And Loud scrape their way back.
11-11.
Oh my goodness.
I love the way that Aspas uses his movement whenever he's in these kind of situations. You will always see him updrafting, playing to just drag that solo player's attention, and the other one's the person you will need to worry about, right? Aspas is going to be running around, making as much noise as possible as Kawanzin gets the either trade or swing off the distraction. Sentinels take their final timeout in regulation. But I mean, we could very easily be heading to OT here in just 2 short rounds. Kaplan gets a chance to talk to the squad again and see if they can come up with some kind of pivot. I think the big thing they'll be discussing right now is the economy, because Sassy sat there with 2650 credits. Zekken has 3000, no Blade Storm. It's not good out here. But at the same time, do you really want Loud a freer chance to get up to 12 and play for that OT? It's a tough call.
It is a really difficult ask. That's the decision that needs to be made. Play for that OT or not.
I've been bringing up
Aspas
Aspas and how well he's been playing. He's got 25 kills at the moment, but Sassy and Zekken are also sat at 22 apiece. And while we've talked a lot about how good Zekken's looked and how good Sassy's been in the clutch too, I just want to hit on it again. Putting Sassy on Initiator has made such an enormous difference.
It's such a good idea, isn't it?
I think he had something like 3 kills on the maps where he was playing Viper. And he just didn't look comfortable. You could tell that he does not enjoy playing that controller role. And now with Marv coming in, it's just freed up Sassy to be the beast that we know he can be.
Upper potential being met now, but time is ticking down. Decision is made. Money's being saved. It's a really weak buy here from Sen. Prior util being cleared out. Deep smoke as well. And an attempt by Loud. They really want to push through this one. Yes, they do. Pop flash play. A lot of opportunities for the anti-flash positions. And they could be favored. It's 2-on-2 or 2-4-2. And Aspas is stuck. Smoke drop down. Drone's going to be tagging him out. Has to try and dodge and weave.
Does he play Sadak in?
Sadak. Oh, baited. He's given a freebie, but he is instantly traded. Aspas alone into the back, right into the side. It's all down to Sassy. Moving forwards, up trap, the move on, and he does it. Absolute disrespect to that movement of Aspas. The man is like just free-flowing water. He can't be stopped.
He's so incredible in those moments. As soon as Sassy misses the spray into the jet smoke, it's really over for him. Good luck hitting that. Wiggling around like an eel in the air. But Sentinels knew they were likely to lose that round. They took a timeout, they talked about it, they made a game plan for this, round 24. They can't allow games like this to slip away. Against Leviatan, it slipped away from them. Overtime on split. Otherwise, that series could have been a 2-0 win for Sentinels.
Bomb grenade out.
Look at that, could be looking at the final round of this map. Could be looking at
True भाई ऐसे अबे भाई ऐसा movement मैं सीख जाऊंगा तो फिर immortal ना हो जाऊँ.
Sentinel's going to be trying to earn their chance to go all the way to that OT. Drone clears it through, and this time looking like a full-on execute towards C. Cosmic Divide this time, keeping it simple. No fakes this time, although they've done it in the past. Hunter's Fury to try and offset. That's Sassy, making sure that there's no attempt of a flood back into the site. Nobody's going to push through that Cosmic Divide, but it gets a bit more difficult now. So how do you want to hold this post plant? Def has been completely split up from the rest of his team, and here's the reckoning. This is where it gets really tricky. Trying to anchor onto the site. Def's going to be that first casualty. Stunned up, Zekken close into the corner. Seeker matching him, finding him. And it's down to a 2 versus 3. Marv's still alive, ready and waiting. Pancada needs 1, needs a kill. Spam it down, spraying it down. He's the last player left, and he can't get onto the angle. It's watchful. Kills there, sticking it all the way. Loud have just about stolen it. And that's 13-11. Map number 3 is on the cards.
Map number 3.
Well played by Loud there, securing the final round. The retakes did still look good, but my word, they've been pushed. They have been pushed. Another monstrous performance comes out from Aspas to be able to keep them in that game. There's so many moments there.
GG भाई. FF well played? Wait, what? मैं FF में GG well played. I was... To be honest, carry किया भाई. आसपास ने गैस पास में बहुत बढ़िया मारा भाई.
Anywhere.
तीसरे मैप पे तो देर है भाई. देर है बट अंधेर नहीं.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. It's been a minute. Currently, Ilya and I are poolside.
Adrian came by. He's a professional skimboarder. Susie from going with her to Vegas all.
How are you?
You can do it. I totally.
Nobody knows about it.
I did.
Okay, great.
I totally feel that, bro.
This is my friend Corinna. What's a fun fact that nobody knows about you?
I spent my summers in Germany from like 4 to 14 years old.
Oh wow, that is actually
Und
pretty
ich kann
good.
ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen und ich kann ein bisschen verstehen und ich bin 26 Jahre alt.
Hey, what did that mean?
I can speak a little German, understand a little German, and I'm 26 years old and I want cock in my ass. Yeah, German cock.
Nice. It's not often I'm left speechless, except when my friends achieve the unthinkable. About a year. I wanted to bring you guys here today to introduce you guys to one of my friends.
Okay.
He flew in all the way from Kazakhstan.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hello.
Oh my god.
There he is. Hi. Oh no! No!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Back it up! Back it up! Back it up! Back it up! Fuck! Fuck! You got. Hey.
Hey, listen, yeah, I will get.
No, I think it's.
You buy a cheap car, you expect it.
It's not cheap. It's expensive.
No, this expensive car.
Yeah, look how.
This expensive car. This costs over $300.
This is $150,000.
100? What? This is worth more than the whole of Kazakhstan. I will fix it. I will fix it. Maybe this will change your mind.
Okay.
We have.
Jesus
We
Christ.
have chicken.
Is this
We
your-
have pig. We have bats. You want bats? We have pangolin. We have fresh pangolin. Very healthy.
What's a pangolin?
Pangolin, like a bat. I will bring it from Wuhan. It's fresh. It was fresh when I left there 2 months ago.
You came this far just to promote your movie?
Yes, if I do not promote the movie film, they will execute me. Yes.
Listen, can we do this? If you want to promote your movie, my friend Susie watched the first one and she's a huge fan.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there
She is a huge fanny.
No, she's a huge fan.
She's a huge fanny.
Is there any way we could surprise her?
Yes, you want me to jump out when she is making the showerings?
No. I'm gonna put her in that seat. We disinfected the entire car.
Yes. Disinfect so no remnant of Jew.
I wanted to introduce you to one of my friends.
Okay.
And he's visiting from out of town.
Okay.
You know where he flew in from?
Where? Chicago.
No.
Yes!
Oh my god, Borat! Oh my god! It's fucking Borat!
She is possessed.
Oh my god! Very nice! Great success!
They have a possession.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm gonna watch your movie on Friday!
Okay.
Rabies. She have rabies?
She doesn't have rabies.
Why she scream? Please do not attack me, gypsy woman.
Oh my god, it's fucking Borat!
Let's get him out of the car.
Why she say she want to fuck?
No, she's saying, what the fuck?
No, she's saying, I want to fuck, want to fuck. She scream at me, want to fuck, want to fuck. She very aggressive. I do with him very quickly and then with you.
I love you so much. I can't wait for Borat #2.
Yes.
I'm literally gonna watch it on Friday.
Wow, you're perfect for this promo.
You know I have a new movie film.
Of course I know you have a new movie.
If people do not watch it, I will be executed.
Be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Be careful crossing the street. Be careful. Fire truck, fire truck, fire truck. Be careful, be careful. Wow! Boy, look at this, you have fans.
Why are you wearing yellow? You are sex criminals?
Oh my god, Borat, you're on a billboard.
I look foolish. My chrome is bigger than this. Look at this mouse.
It's a Minnie Mouse.
No, it is big. It's a bigger mouse. One bigger woman. There's a woman driving a car.
That's normal.
Only in America. What only one?
This is an American house.
Yes.
It's big.
Yes.
It's nice.
I thought it was my twin brother, Bilo. I wonder why he was here. That was you shocked me that Bilo was here, but it is not. I know this. This is a mirror.
Yeah.
We have had this in Kazakhstan for over 7 months.
This is all of Los Angeles.
Oh, it was very high building. Very nice.
Yeah, it's nice. We just moved.
In heaven?
Huh?
This is floating, this house?
No.
Why you scratch your thumb when you talk to me? You make a film and scratch.
I scratched my leg. I went like
you
this.
You look at me filming and make a scratch. Film and scratch.
I scratched right here.
Oh, whoa, you have a box.
This is just...
There, you made a big time. Whoa, this is your own box?
Yeah.
Yeah, very fancy. You are the 1%. My name is David Dubrovnik. I have my own box.
Where did you hear about me?
Where I hear about you, you are famous in Kazakhstan.
No, get the fuck out of... That's cool. That's my gumball machine.
Yes, very good.
So you put 25 cents in here, and then...
Oh, what the money? This is how you are fed.
No, I have food in the fridge. Be careful. Be careful. No, don't climb the thing. No.
No problem. It will take me a minute. There we go. Well, very nice gumballs. And well, it is better because now you do not need the 25 cents for the gumballs. So really, you owe me a lot of money. This is latest in technology for safety. A belt on the seat.
watching Marv on Omen. He's always willing to make a aggressive with those TPs. So look to see him have that impact. But again, Zekin on this Jet, is he going to feel comfy entering these sites, and will Saucy on the initiator have
3077 सारे पैसे लगा रहा हूं मैं अपने
Yeah, and we're starting on the attacking side. That's where the pressure is truly on those players. Loud is fantastic at defense. Osbos is a very tough player to shut down, and the retakes as well from this team in this comp are great. This is
सारे
very
पैसे
difficult,
Ascent
but
पे
Sen's already played a much closer game than expected.
Akin to map number 1 of the series, we do have exactly mirrored compositions between our two teams, but they must leave it all out onto the stage in this moment here to take the series. We got the 3 maps we were looking for. The question is, will Loud remain undefeated at the end of the day? Here's Brendan Sideshow with the call.
Thank you very much, Dash. Yeah, what a setup here. Map number 3 in this battle between Sentinels and Loud, and it has not really gone any which way that we were expecting, but what a way to end it as well. Ascent is our battleground, Josh, and the roles have matched up. Listen, we're going to see those head-to-head matchups when it comes to those agents. Most notably that I'm going to be looking at Zekin versus Aspas.
And Zekin has swapped his role. He's been playing a lot of Sova recently, but moving into that Jet role, it's something he's very comfortable with, as we've seen earlier in the series.
That battle
Ultimate
just looks monstrous, doesn't it?
Yeah. Loud
but at the same time, you have Kawanzine playing against Sassy on the Sova role. We saw them on Sky earlier. Now we're moving to Sassy's comfort territory. I think he ends up being the better Sova of the two, but more so, I think Ascent is going to come down to how comfortable these teams are at being able to construct little plays on the fly.
So they want to approach this attack side of Ascent, it looks like, with pace. Straight away, being played into the back of the side. That's an updraft over the top, and guess what?
That's a shorty.
Yeah, looking to the back of the side. You can hear it running right into them. Shorty holding the angle anchor, and you just don't anticipate that while all this was happening. Oh, it's a call. A little bit of an adaptation. Trying to make the moves. Wading all the way through into their spawn. Assassin can't get the second. Flash through into the back of the side, but easily stopped in its tracks. That's going to be a pistol for Loud.
What a hard read from Aspas there. I mean, that is pretty incredible, actually. He's playing on site and then drops back with a shorty.
You don't expect that on pistol.
Oh, absolutely not. And that is crazy. Did he buy both on the pistol round? Did he buy a frenzy and a shorty and leave the shorty in backside?
Potentially, yeah.
I mean, that's nuts. So
or even somebody else bought it for him, I'm not too sure.
Well, you can buy one smoke and still have 150 remaining.
Yeah.
Wild stuff. Well, pistol goes the way of Loud there. But Sentinel's already showcasing that they've got the coordination to run some fast and aggressive execute. They showed us that on Haven, too.
Wait. Send is a difficult map to try and shoot your way through as well. It does test that coordination. Pushes it to its limits. Aspas didn't have his dash active. Couldn't get out of there.
As a main spam.
Big loss early on.
Yeah, activated a little bit too late, but still into that 4-on-4. And guess what? Les has taken all that ground straight through B main. So this is a lot of information he's going to be providing.
I think they have some idea about this. Marv was jiggling it. Kind of. Zekin's holding. Does Pancada swing?
Oh my goodness, that was a straight shot across the map right into the head, I think.
Sadak's weak. Les is weak. This could end up being a round.
This could be dangerous. The potential's there, but it has been slowed to a crawl. With 40 seconds left. Okay, turret's back online. Watching that B main angle.
Pancada's going to have a bad time fighting the turret.
Yeah, when he's that low.
Needs help.
Not a fight he wants to take.
30 seconds left.
Got the backup though, so they're going to be double swinging it now with the dash active. Shot dart close just in case there's util there, but over the top into the side, and it's going to be a freebie. Look at that smoke. Lovely placement of that one just to get everybody into the site. Lineup almost paying off here. And all that util, everyone is so damn low.
Dual controller खेल रहे हैं वो.
Should feel like a slam dunk for Loud, but
नहीं,
it
single
happen. It really gets hectic. Util in their hands now. Shot dart.
Uh-oh.
That lands a little bit too close, I think, there towards the stairs and forwards into the smoke. This is where it could get dangerous, but no. One player left is Pancada at the back, and he's hunting for something. The right click's there. Player's weak enough, but not another kill found. It's Loud. Eventually with the safe hands.
They clean this one up and go 2-0, but it's expensive. Not going to be the greatest bonus buy in the world, is it? So Sentinels have a good opportunity to respond back here. And I think they figured a couple of things out too. Aspas playing on top of that alarm bot in mid. And Marv just took a wander down mid, found that pick out of nowhere. So last time Loud lost a third map in a BO3, it was against Marv.
Wow. Okay.
In the group stages as well, by the sound of it.
Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
He's back with a vengeance this series.
Certainly has been.
Dash forwards. That's a little bit of a pop flash play here, but most teams know how to recognize this now, and look at that, no casualties. Pancada, he's all the way backed.
It's extremely aggressive. Sassy is still droning this one out. They know that there's likely to be one player anchoring. Les is in a very dodgy spot. Oh, close corner!
9 seconds.
Second does get it though. There's opportunities for Les to maybe just do that damage, anchoring it to the back of the site, but it all comes down to a lot of these timings. It looked like Aspas wanted to try and take the flank. In fact, he might still want to push in mid.
And Loud's biggest strength has been their retakes on the defense side. But that was with the Viper Harbor compositions. How good do they look here?
They'd push them back here. The players are low enough. Darts only just been dealt with. It's going to be lighting them all up. And look at this. Loud looking more than favored. And here's that flank coming through. Pancada, he has to adjust his attention for about a minute left on the mark. 24 health left. The jump to it in a bonus round for Loud. That is just sublime.
On the flip side, it all fell to pieces there for Sentinels. There wasn't much danger in that bonus round. Loud didn't have the best economy in the world. Sentinels were able to get into post-plant positions that they wanted. But second with a bit of an overheat, perhaps, up towards Heaven, and then they weren't able to control that A Heaven sightline at all. There's nobody playing Dice or playing Jenny that can swing with Sassy there. And these are the moments where you see that Sentinels are not a team that's got all of this stuff drilled. And that's okay, that's expected. But that is also where Loud are going to claw ahead in moments like that.
If you're Sentinels, your fears are going to be collapsing in this final map. Another win potentially in the Americas split that you let slip between your hands. It happened last week.
That would be devastating if the story was the same again. To think only a couple of rounds away from 2-0ing Leviatan and Loud. You hope to convert at least one of those situations.
Yeah.
But in this series, it just feels like it's been incredible the Sentinels even got to that point. We're certainly hoping for something similar on map 3.
It's an exchange of the utility back and forth as we reach that minute mark in the round.
The alarm bot not broken.
Yeah, the alarm bot wasn't broken towards mid, but the knife didn't see anything towards A. But I do have a good setup here. 2 years with the jiggle peek. Shouldn't be in too much danger, but wow, he didn't see anything, and now he's backing. And Sentinels have been gifted perhaps the perfect timing. Smoke, though, dropped down. There was something to indicate that one. Paranoia as well cuts its way through the dart. Doesn't quite reach him. Down into hell here. They're not dealing with these players effectively enough, and still opportunities to take these fights, but eventually spammed out of the position.
Recon dart, nobody broke it. Okay, doesn't scan anybody, though.
Smoke to replace it now. Straight through the door, trying to play the retake. Now with the operator
Marv ulted and stuck it in mid.
Yeah, I mean, he is just in the middle of nowhere now, and it's all about this timing that he wants to take. Here, forwards! What is that by Aspas? An incredible shot to return the fire back and forward in a 3-on-3, and still so good at it. Marv needs to get value, but he doesn't get the kill. Left just astounded, bewildered. One kill got for him, spraying it down, knows where he is, could be sticking, forced to overpeak it down, but Pancada saves the day.
What a play by Marv. Going for that ult deep into mid. It's crazy. It really is. But he got it, he made it work.
Yeah, I like to think that he didn't say anything in the comments when he was doing that. Stuck it.
I mean, he got the timing nicely. Had a potential double kill there onto Aspas and Kawanzin. Missed it the first time, and I'm surprised he didn't get punished. Swinging out this deep. Sadak didn't quite get the trade, and Sentinels, they get a win off the back of that. Aspas is going to be opping over towards A again. This is a big fight in A main, and Sentinels have been winning it.
Tag to push off the angle.
Oh,
Paranoia repick, yeah. Wants to try and fight this. Second though. Close has the dash to disengage out, even though there was a fragment at his feet. Everybody's just backing away, yeah.
3 players caught in that knife. Big knowledge that they still are hanging around that area, but the fact that the Paranoia was used to re-clear means you still know Sadak has those 2 flashes. He could try and swing back in. Now the Sentinels players will be feeling pressured here.
One of the things I'm noticing about this Sentinel squad, this iteration of the roster, is how slow they've been playing a lot of their attack side rounds. And they mix in a lot of those fast bursts. It feels like a punch in the face sometimes, but they're not afraid to really cut down the time. We saw it getting incredibly close on the first map.
Yeah, going for a lot of late hits with only 30 seconds left, sometimes even less. The 0 point, did that catch Marv?
Shadows traveling.
Do they have any interest in making this anything other than a B hit?
Didn't break the alarm bot, but
that's great info. I mean, they suppresses less. They can get into B.
Yeah, his info, or at least his util's going to be down there, not able to activate those nano swarms. And look at Marv just doing what he does best. Finding those cheeky little timings, immaculate.
Wait, are they worried that this could be an A hit? No.
Trying to way through, pushing, pulling.
They've got the idea now, but Marv is he's deep in enemy territory.
Yeah, right in the middle of nowhere here. Bit of spam coming into the back of the site. Just with that Odin, it's all about these kills that Marv's able to find right now. It's all over the place. Alarm bot spotted. Should be aware of it. Les was watching, but no way. 2 kills. And across that placement. aspas found the angle. Do they still want to try and go for this one? They need some sort of kill. If Zekken low enough, the spam could potentially find him, especially when he's close onto the corner, but it's counter spam at play, can't break the dart. Eventually dealt with, time running so damn low here. And at this point, he's just trying to play the exits, trying to make it dangerous, trying to make it expensive. The round's going to be 1% nevertheless. Not getting away with it.
And it is a very expensive one there for Sentinels. They get another round on the board, and when you're playing attack side Ascent, you will take anything you're given. But it is going to be a rough buy. Zekken thankfully has a Blade Storm that they can work with. Marv, though, he's just off doing his own thing,
He really is. He's just an absolute independent contractor. He's coming here. He's coming here. He's doing whatever he does.
1099 business.
Yep, and listen, the invoice will be in at the end of the month, but so far, so good. He's just been making waves in this series.
Get out of my way!
Playing Catwalk gets alert pick, paranoia all the way, just running around playing his own little game. And actually, the buy is much better than I thought. It's full rifles from everybody on Sentinels, apart from Zekken, who has a Blade Storm. A 3-player stack to push aspas into position again, and Loud have been going for that a lot. Normally over towards A.
Oh, this corner. Sadak had the nade.
His corner's good, but now he can't use his fragment.
He's playing close because he anticipates the flash that's going to be coming, popped over the side. This corner. Smoke at his feet. He was playing anti, but Zekken clears it. Dashes to the side. Def gets dropped down, though. That's that spam picks up. Bit of a gun, maybe even potentially an upgrade here in the form of that Judge, and everything comes down to that.
Or the timing.
In mid. Yeah. Entire map feels like timing's being taken because no one's aware of this one. aspas around the side. Zekken swinging through all the way round, and he's being covered.
This is bonkers.
Spike in the hands of Sassy. He's going to get that plant down.
aspas got rid of his operator, picked up a Phantom instead. Faking up towards heaven here.
Wow, that's quick! Incredible shot. Spam onto the corner because he knows the Zekken has to try and clear this when he anticipates a player close. Dissipates, dashes forwards. No time wasted, one shot! Doesn't do it! Can't get the kill with it. And aspas is just demonic, man. The way he's been moving around this map.
They pushed him onto the B line early, and you think in those kind of situations, oh, aspas is going to be out of the round a lot. He's got to retake with his operator. But he's so fast, as soon as there's any catwalk kind of pressure, to push out of B main and get a backstab. I mean, the angle he gets here is ludicrous. There's no way that Pancada's expecting that.
Yeah, unreal confidence.
Yeah, and also great communication from the rest of his team to tell aspas, yeah, they are hard committing to this cat push. Go and flank. Not just that, though, but they drop the lockdown and instantly push heaven. And Sassy was trying to make quite a nice reactive play. He expects them to be defending the lockdown. They just use it as a piece of bait.
The awareness is off the charts right now for Loud. And these rounds is, quite similar in terms of how they approach it. Just a little bit of pressure out towards B main. This fight here that needs to be taken. Guess what? My sniper's a little bit better than yours, Zekken. Had to aim for the head.
And the recon dart to give aspas the ability to potentially set up on another deep angle. Everything about Loud in the early round is getting aspas into these positions, and then Loud can kind of sit back and do their own stuff. you know, the rest of the players find their own value. Only 50 health there. He does have to be worried about those shocks. But there's still an alarm bot in mid, right? I mean, even once you clear him out, they've still got good info there.
Well, I've broken. Somehow some good utility here from Sadhak. Looks like he wants to reclaim that space as well. Look at him creeping forwards. Up close and personal with the rifle. Not scared of giving anything away. With the spike drop down now, gives him a great understanding of how this is going to be taken.
Ever since Loud have...
One enemy remaining.
Okay. Ever since Loud have swapped back to this composition, it just looks incredible from them.
Yeah.
The way in which they're moving around the map, the way that Aspas gets set up. A lot of teams are playing this exact same comp, right? The meta is not too crazy on Ascent right now. So it comes down to how well are you doing the basic stuff? How well are you setting up your jet op? How good are your rotates? Can you read what the attackers are doing? Yeah. This kind of stuff on the defense side. And Loud took some time running their Viper comp while they were working on this in the background and then unveiled it. Cowan seen playing Sova for the first time was on Ascent for this squad. But it looks very good, very clean.
Those look very clean. Part of that because Sen aren't really doing the necessary work, I think, at some of the beginning of these rounds. You know, we've been making note of that alarm bot in mid. Hasn't been...
Check the PC. Audience members. Oof, क्या है? Currently तो Loud जीत रही है, but I hope Sentinel wins by. I really do want them to win. 3.5 हो गए. जो 3 मैप क्यों खेलते हो तुम लोग?
You not be setting yourself up for success.
3 मैप खेलना बंद.
So many different ways of approaching this map, and to be honest, getting 4 rounds on the attack side is usually about where teams are aiming for. If you can get 5 or 6, that's even better. So still plenty of time.
Plenty of time, yeah. A lot of rounds left to play out in this first half. Loud with a significant group up here towards the A side of the map.
Yeah, massive 4-player stack on A. But immediately, they get Aspas posted in wine, and now they're leaving. It's the same kind of idea from Loud. If you can spot where the stack is, I think you'll get an idea for where the op is too. The problem is, you can't really get that info in the first 20 seconds unless you're playing very aggressively somewhere. And you might just run into the stack and die.
Easy does it.
Yeah, prodding down mid, but there's no alarm bot here this time. It's a kill setup on Catwalk.
Calls made to re-push through this one. What happened with the flash there?
That is from Tiles. It's the same spam angle that Sugetsu was using at lock-in.
Oh my goodness. Mid compromised in the middle of all of this though, Kawazine. So try and get out of there. Dodges the dart. Won't be tagged up.
My ult is ready. Spike drop.
Picking up the orb though. Now Sen starting to make their moves down. This Hunter's Fury. This is unusual. Into the back of the site. One player tagged and dealt with. Into the corner. Nade slightly ajar. Kawazine's happy to play this angle and takes the swing right in, but the trade is instantaneous.
What a gorgeous round from Sentinels. As long as they can clean this up, but Les is in a really dangerous
his way
position. He is so deep.
Lurked all the way in. Ready for it. This post plan. Oh my goodness. Just reposition with a TP. Legged him.
Toe taken off.
Yeah. 5 health. Dash around. Was set up for the kill, yet Marv is the one who shuts it down. 4 in the round. A 3rd round claimed here. Attack side Ascent steadily working their way up to something that's looking quite respectable.
That's beautiful though. And actually from Sentinels, I hope we get a replay of that spam angle that came through. No, instead it's Marv's brilliance, which also does justify the replay, to be honest. But yeah, so Loud had a 4-player stack on A. They had a kill set up over towards Catwalk too, and their plan was just to stack B main. Once they got back into B main, they met Pancada's Odin spam and got eviscerated.
Just insane, but okay. No stopper in the action. Right back into it. I was lulled into a false sense of security with that one. We were watching the end of the replay, and Aspas immediately wakes me back up.
But it's quick, down mid.
Yeah, there's no time wasted.
They're not breaking the alarm bot again. It wasn't there last round. So maybe Sentinels don't think they're putting it there every time.
That tagged second through the wall. Wasn't even aiming at him. It was Def who we saw.
Weird situation. Loud just controlling so much of the map here. And Sentinels are going back into the worst spot.
Yep, minute mark, doubled up.
Spike down A.
So unfavorable to just try and contact peek into, and the spike's been dropped down as well. This is perfect for Loud.
It's really a save for Sentinels, to be honest. There's no way of recovering that spike and winning the round, I don't think.
पता नहीं कैसे ही मरा भाई.
The Loud are going to get up to 6 here. And Aspas with the early aggression paying dividends, finding that first one. It's a nice spot from Marv as well. A lot of the Omens have been playing in that kind of position because it's supposed to be a bit of an unusual angle that you don't check as easily.
Yeah.
But it's become so meta that the off angle now becomes the one that you check.
So down to the save, that Sentinel's going to be thinking how they want to be approaching the rest of this half.
10
Well,
seconds
too many
left.
rounds left to play with. So they are just saving all those guns forwards. I don't want to keep hitting the same point home, but if they are going to be playing slow like this, they need to be making sure to clear out that util in mid. Just reduces the amount of options and lets Loud know exactly where the players are going to be ending towards, most of the time at least.
One of the rifles down there, but it's not going to make a difference for the Sentinels buy. They have a lockdown to work with, but they've had that for quite a while, and they've not really cooked anything up with it. Meanwhile, Loud, tons of ults. Good retake ult with the null command, or good to just stop an ult from, stop a hit from coming through anyway. And Kawanzin could play plant denial from many different spots with his Hunter's Fury. There's always somebody with Aspas at the beginning of these rounds, and that is such a difference to the way that other teams play it a lot of the time.
Really is. So knife down to tiles, doesn't spot anyone there, so Aspas is aiming his sights down onto top mid, but it was a smoke in his face. Flash.
This is information from Sadak. He's heard a lot of noise in A main, and he's calling for the operator to rotate.
Yep.
Aspas does not want to be playing retake with this.
You should run.
So wants to hold the angle now. Still has the dash. There's a gap here as well. He can play in this. Ult into the back of the spawn. Marv try to get cheeky with it, and the Hunter's Fury is going to deal with that lockdown so damn easily.
I would have been tempted not to use it for that and instead try to support Aspas as he takes the first shot. He had a little pocket there he could have played from.
Dash forwards, though. Play with a flash over the top. No kills just yet. Flash over the top as well. At least the smoke to try and block this one. It's even. Sadek's been dropped to his knees. Quick squad, quick shot. Still Aspas is alive. In the action with the knives and 2 years as well, anchoring it down. Mankata with the most to do, and with the triple swing facing him. Can't quite do it. I like the idea by Sentinels with Marv TP. That actually looked like they talked through that round. Marv tried to stick his TP into spawn, expecting the Hunter's Fury to be from there to kill the lockdown.
Right.
He was hoping to stick it to either get a kill or make him cancel the Hunter's Fury. But
it's a cool idea, but at the end of the day, when the sight hit comes through and Aspas is just unkillable, he just buys so much time and attention that Tui's plays off. You can't punish this guy. He's only got 4 deaths. I mean, I know that that doesn't seem as ridiculous when there's other people on his team with 5, but he's playing Jet. He's fighting the early fights, and he's getting tons of success without really being punished for it ever.
Taking those risks.
But they're all paying off. Now, okay, Les for a moment there had a classic in his hand, but picks back up a Vandal.
It's really getting tenuous.
This time, they spot where he is early.
Working away down mid here. Lambot, this time broken, and drone's going to be used off the back of it. Spots 3, that's really good information. Smoke in his face though, Aspas. Oh wow, the spam angle. And it's covering for him to just push so deep here. So many angles to watch for, he doesn't know which one first, but finally takes aim, takes the target down. With Death falling, paranoia in his face, it's getting real messy. Sentinels just grasping at anything, hunting for that opening. Something to offset this advantage, but it's a high-low setup into market. It's so damn difficult to break. It might just have to be another save. Unless Marv can find something here. The gun sticks out, but a moment! Oh my goodness.
He can't be getting away with this.
No scope in the smoke.
They can't be getting away with it. The way that Aspas gets set up is next level.
And Ascent is just looking like his playground. Two players left standing, make it one. Pancada being double-faced there. 8 on the board for Loud on the defensive side of Ascent. 1 round left to be played in this half.
You're watching an absolute masterclass in terms of how to get your Jet back onto aggressive lines, and also a masterclass from Aspas himself
They can't kill
in
the op,
delivering
that's
on
the
those
fucking
opportunities
problem.
and making sure that he gets out without being punished. It's beautiful to watch.
It's one thing to really be supported and set up in that way, but it's another to have the confidence to really just take those risks and get out, largely unpunished.
It's unbelievable. It really is. The consistency and the different amount of ways in which the Loud players have protocols to get him back into aggressive spots. All right, here's a fast B hit.
Oh, they are just being chunked out all the way through. Kawazin spamming it through into the grinder. My goodness. And they all topple. Pangada just running away. The ace. But the potential's there.
At this point, all he's doing is ruining the Twitter clip.
Yeah. Making it past the 60-second mark, but listen, hunting for a Hunter's Fury as well. There it is.
Oh, man, what a way to finish the clip and get the ace.
His team baiting for him as well to get the final kill. I mean, the vibes are in a good place right now for Loud.
Unbelievably good first half from Loud. He's full blind here, too. Just spraying down.
No way.
Gets 4 kills blind and finishes things off. Unreal. Well, I said it might be Sassy's playground, the Sova v Sova battle. Kawanzin 15-6 off the back of that ace. Looking very comfortable on the defense side.
Absolutely. Well, let's send it over to Doug. He's standing by with Lisa from the Loud Game Changers Brazil team.
Hey. Thank you, Brent. Yeah, I'm standing by with Alyssa off of the Loud Game Changers team, and you know, you and I were chatting a little bit while the match was going on, and you said you were shaking, you were nervous. What is it like to get to watch the team play on stage?
Honestly, I'm so like nervous because you know, I cheer for them. Like, I mean, yeah, it's Loud. It's Loud playing. Like, everyone wanted to see this match, like Sentinels against Loud, because, you know, they were playing with the same players, like, last year. So I think everyone is, like, cheering for that, like, you know, wanting to see more. So I think, you know, this game exceeds, like, every expectations that everyone has. So, you know, I'm so excited.
1000%. I know there are a lot of Sentinels fans in the crowd, but did you expect this to be this close?
Yeah, I mean, like, they had some changes, but I mean, Marvid is a great player, so you always expect like the best of him. So honestly, I thought it was gonna be a hard match, but we're winning, so yeah, I'm sorry.
I know there are a lot of Loud fans in the crowd as well. So with that in mind, knowing they're going to back you up, I need predictions from you. How does this series end?
Loud, 100%.
No questions about it. No. And then very last thing before I let you go, you were competing in Game Changers just a little bit ago. Unfortunately, you fell in the grand finals to Team Liquid, but I want to put you on the spot. Will you be making it to Sao Paulo at the end of the year to play in Game Changers champs?
Of course, it's like what I want, but I mean, we have to, you know, just watch us. I'm inviting you guys to watch us and see with your own eyes.
Best of luck to you in the rest of the season. We'll throw it back to the guys at the desk to close out the match.
Well, it might be an entire season of Loud dominance as well, honestly, both in the Game Changer circuit and, of course, maybe the Americas as well, because Loud still, that unbeaten record, don't get me wrong, pushed and pulled here and there.
Def is 111.
Still, right now, sailing their way to a potential another win.
And unless Loud lose the pistol, this one looks absolutely wrapped up.
Yeah.
Loud have looked completely dominant here. Aspas is destroying, and their understanding of how to work this classic meta composition on Ascent is beautiful. They don't need the Viper Harbor.
A little bit of a jiggle now. That's going to be information gathered, and they can hear the rumbling, the footsteps like a herd of elephants running away all the way through into the B site.
a hard read from Sentinels that this was going to be an A hit. Full utility board from Pancada. They had 4 players really over towards that area as well. So now they're going to be playing retake.
This post plan is so potent right now. 2 players just anchoring hard into B main. Did they expect the second one with that first kill? I don't think it really gets cleared. Yes, jumping around the corner. What? Steph does consider it. Okay. Another player's up close into the smoke, trying to make the most of this one. How have they wrangled that? Down to 2 years, but now he falls. Second to close.
A huge pistol that gets Sentinels back into the game for sure here. Is jump peeking with the pistol meta now?
Apparently.
It's Def jump peeks into B main, and we also had Sassy leaping into the smoke there too to challenge at stairs. A lot of the time you will see players jumping around a corner with a pistol because the second player is supposed to trade the kill. But I mean, they were just getting their own.
Yeah, I don't think Def was going to be ready to get traded there. Nobody was looking in this direction, but
I don't think so. That's a great retake, though, to start things off with some big individual moments. Def had, I believe, 1 kill in the first half and gets 2 just straight away in the pistol round in really crucial positions.
I don't know, messing around, though. Minor investment. They look like they wanted to try and explode out into the B site. They might still do just that. They cut noise. Spotted there by the knife. Make sure they farm up an orb or 2. The Sen should be ready for this one. They've got a decent amount of players stacked up, making sure the defensive setup doesn't leave anything untold.
Well, that's going to give a bit of a strange flavor to this round. Maybe the Sentinels players will start to think it's not going to be a B hit. But it's 4 players in B main.
They're moving their positioning. There could be some timing to be taken.
Pancada and Sassy must not get caught out here. This is a round that Sentinels have got to convert for any chance of coming back in.
And so the cut noise re-hit. Paranoia across. Pancada! He's just running all the way back. He's trying to anchor from the far back position.
So caught out.
Yep. Can't beat the timing, and now it's afforded them a free plan. The kills, easy opportunities for Sadak to fall, but they can't quite land the shots here. Sen, a 4v5 against the weaker body of Loud. It's a scenario they did not want, and Aspas has been handed that upgrade prior. With a kill on Pancada, it's opened things up massively in exchange of the guns once more. Util, is there going to be anybody pushing up off of this one? Dart's going to be pointing out the players weak enough now. Everybody getting chewed down to single digits of HP, but nobody clears the close corner. Second falls, down to 2 of them. Anything could happen in this moment, but Loud looking like they could be in control, spamming it all the way through. 2 years, yes indeed. And Sassy forced to back away.
And Loud, that's magical. The way in which they work that round is a beautiful call by Sadak. It looks like Pancada's completely caught out there, like he's just fumbled it. But what Loud do is they take B control very early on. There's a recon dart, they're trying to go fast B. Like
by the way, Ashwin bhai, welcome
but
to the
when
stream.
that fails, they
long
spread
time
back out around the map.
Make sure to
and the recon tiles gets broken. That makes it feel like there's pressure in mid.
Share.
And then Sadak himself is playing over by Catwalk and
gets
hurt. And that again makes it feel like, oh, they've spread back out. They're not going for a B immediately. So the Sentinels players, their positioning gets a bit more lax. They're not double in sight anymore. And Pancada just gets caught out by the recon dart completely. They were not ready for that timing.
Scanning ahead. Beautiful round. This dart.
That's on top of the turret.
Yeah, I was a bit confused there, but Dan's on top of it. Doesn't see too
एक
much.
खाली छोड़ दिया अब इन्होंने कैसे से है भाई कुछ रीड करना नहीं आता क्या?
Here we go. Dash into the A site.
This is going to be 3 retake rounds in a row here from Sentinels. They've guessed incorrectly or been bamboozled every time.
That's what's spotted out there onto the flank, but Sentinels really answer back the exact same way that Loud just did. They've already got their spike down into this post plan. Positions there, marked okay, lovely shots, rattled off, only takes 2. Gets himself a gun upgrade, but time's gonna start to become a problem. He's gotta run all the way through! Spamming through with the Spectre into the smoke, 2 kills. Clem, I don't think Aspas was expecting that one.
He also got damage on Pancada.
Dash reveals him though, repositioned, close into the corner to wallbang the shots. Nailing him to the side, but again, it is time that is the biggest enemy of the Sentinel squad. They just can't quite find any opportunity to get into the site. At this point, just playing the exits, but it's going to be that 11th round. Gain now for Loud. Steadily, surely, indomitable. It's how they're feeling right now on Ascent.
And to be honest, this is looking so similar to Sentinels' game against Leviatan just last week. A game that, all right, it is a little closer, the game against Leviatan, in the terms of the fact that the first map went to OT. Whereas here we saw an 11-13. That's really not a big difference. Still extremely winnable for Sentinels this series in the 2-0 fashion. And yet, they're crumbling map 3. The depth in the map pool just not quite there with this squad that's been cobbled together at the last second to help Tens out as he sits on the bench.
That's the making, that's the thing that really separates great teams from that championship tier. Zekken though, off angle, even a flash to try and get him out, but okay. He doesn't leave as well, he wants another piece of things, wants to take the fight right to them.
What a great read on the fact that Def had
फायदा नहीं है बेंचो Sentinel को support करने का.
And it's crumbling. The guns in the hands of the Sentinels players. There's not much they can do with them. No fights being won. No avenues opened up. And look at this. Pancada lurks his way forwards, but already his position is compromised. 2 years. Walking through the smoke. They was trying to pincer him, actually. And because look at Les.
There's no way Pancada knows Les is here. Oh, he's thinking.
He's thinking about it.
Swarm grenade out.
He's holding.
Can he fake the jump?
The patience from Les. He's waiting for the util, and there it is. As soon as he hears that alarm being placed, it's the timing just placed right into the hands of Les. He's given it the perfect opportunity.
Match point.
Match point here for Loud. They have looked sublime on Ascent. Every facet of their game has just worked perfectly. Aspas Cowan have ults for the final round too. Poetically, Sentinels did lose 13-4, I believe, in that final map against Leviatan too. So many parallels to that game.
Yeah. The Sentinels obviously only so much time in the day, only so much time in the week to really put your prep time into maps in different areas. If you shore up one side of it, it weakens others. There's not many teams with a map pool that's deep, you know, when you get stretched out to these best of threes.
And also remember that it's Super Week. They have another opponent to prep for here too.
सही बोल रहा है, क्यों उठाऊं मैं इसे टट्टी टीम के लिए? पैंचुच्ची. लेकिन भाई पहले मैप तो डोमिनेट किया सेंटिनल्स ने. सेकंड मैप बहुत ही क्लोज था और जीत सकती थी. थर्ड मैप क्या हग रही है भैंचो, कांड फाड़ के रखती है इनकी. गेम आ रहा है स्ट्रीम ना, अभी बहुत लंबी स्ट्रीम बची है. MIBR वर्सेस लेवियातान भी देखना है. क्या चल रहा है स्कोर? 12-4 भाई, 12-4. हार गए अब तो क्या फायदा भाई. पहला मैप तो 13-6 से जीते थे. मैं तो अभी घर आया. कहाँ क्या कर रहा था? सेक्स प्रोबब्ली जैसा तू है. हाँ क्या करना.
No, does have the Blaze Storm to try and offset that, but it's got to be non-stop, one round at a time. Of course, got to focus on that.
नहीं मतलब I didn't mean it in a bad way. I didn't mean it in a bad way at all.
A lot of good early round utility from Loud to push Sentinels back if they were playing aggressive positions. But now look at Pancada. He's just walked forwards.
It's a risk for sure, but sometimes you've got to take these risks. And look at that! Speaking of risks, Smart wants to take the fight. Pancada's backing him up.
क्या फायदा लेकिन राउंड निकाल भी लोगे तो क्या
Really nicely played around Loud's utility at the beginning of the round.
Loud looking to see if they can get themselves into the B side. No one anchoring the back of it, so easy access to it. Spike's probably going to be able to get planted as well. Look at that from Kawazine.
He's miles away.
Yeah, miles away, but also was hunting for a kill as well when the rotation started to come through. Dash forwards.
Are you calling me a whore? Little bit.
Sassy. Perfect timing with that one when Second was able to just dash away and
send the ult.
don't do that.
But like,
just looking to see if we can make this extra expensive, but breathing room gained at least by 1 round for Sentinels.
I really feel like coming out of these timeouts,
all you talk about is like क्या कर रहा था.
The small plans that they've had to abuse Loud.
फायदा क्या है वो लोग पूछने का, पता है क्या कर रहा है इंसान.
Some great understanding of the holes that they can pick. The problem is that it's not really extended into multiple rounds in a row. It's like a one-off play that they go for out of a timeout that ends up netting them around. And at this point, it's just a mountain to get back into this game. 7 opportunities for Loud to close this one out.
This looks fast. This looks really fast indeed. No command rips his way across at the back of the site.
Gideon someone else's
Great play. Takes it. Yeah, Sassy waits it out. Punishes it.
Nice.
Speaking of punishment as well, the players at the front side of the site, they weren't able to get themselves in. There's an opportunity for Sentinels to really do some extra damage because someone needs to help out Sassy in the back of the site. Anchoring, flash, repeat, kills to be there, beaming him down with the spray down. Marv low enough, but Carl was seen the sole survivor of this loud squad.
Minecraft नहीं भाई, stream चल रही है अच्छी खासी.
I have the spike. Spike in his hands. He's got a minute on the clock. Senna eager not to give anything away. His abilities now. It's a bit of a double peak swing. First contact taken by Marv as the weakest player. It's good discipline.
The timing's crazy there too. Just as Kansine pulls his knife out. It's like Marv can see the opponents.
देख भी रहे हैं. डब्बू भी देख रहा है उसमें से.
What he did was he hid from Tui's ultimate, so it looks like there's nobody in backside. And then as soon as Tui sticks the ult, Sassy springs out from behind the wall and gets the punish.
Minecraft सब देख रहे हैं.
Really well played to be able to find
Sentinels
that. And Marv
सब
continues to be a menace inside those smokes.
It's so easy to be overwhelmed with the amount of ultimates that Loud have. It just ended in a moment.
तुझे दिखता है क्या?
Entire series.
क्या नहीं, वो पिछले अभी चैट में बात कर रहे थे.
Slow beginning for Loud. They are knocked down. So a few rifles, a couple of weaker guns, still with the blade storm in Aspas's hands.
मैं देख रहा हूँ भाई.
Turret's broken, so they want to try and go fast off of this.
Pancada's got to be careful.
Updraft, hunting.
Popping the lockdown there means that Pancada has to be ready
तुम
to
अकेले
fight.
खेलो Minecraft.
Can't get into the site though. Dash to the side. Pancada out in the open. Two found. Time. Lockdown broken. Hunter's Fury. It's all over the place. Any kills to be found with this one. Dodging, ducking, weaving. Karazine will fall. The players are weak. Still, Spike will get planted. 2 years. Has to be the hero to try and close out this round, to try and close out
at
this
this point
series. He's in that post-plant position. Fakes the reposition though. With that TP, he's got the rifle in his hands, but he is the last one standing, and now Sentinels know it. He can into the site still. The positions. No, Marv clears it.
It's expensive though for Sentinels. They used 2 ultimates there, the lockdown and the Hunter's Fury, in order to win that round. And I'm a little concerned with how Pancada's playing too, because as soon as the sight hit comes through, he's just sprinting from stairs to backside. And he doesn't have any help there. I was worried that Aspas was just going to updraft and kill him instantly. So, definitely some holes.
Poker face बढ़िया बन रहा है भाई लोगों का.
If Sentinels win this one though, we might be talking
अबे
about
फायदा नहीं है भाई
being
Sentinels का
doable, then
जीतने
getting
का.
to OT.
12-7 से जीते.
The money will not be good for Loud as we head into round 21. Can Loud put an end to it right here?
That's the hope for them.
Everyone on demon time. Loud throwing.
And focusing on just that
Poker
one
face बढ़िया बन रहा है. क्या लग रहा है तेरे को कि मैं अबे भाई मैं नहीं खेल नहीं है मेरी alt ID एरिया में जेट वाली.
Somebody from Loud is playing anti-flash. They could have punished that, but instead they're pivoting all the way over towards B, and again it comes down to these anchoring players. Smoker to the corner. Hunter's Fury. Common angles watched for. There's also something else comboed up with it, so Pancada couldn't see a thing, and Sassy has to do work.
मेरा और नहीं है भाई alt ID.
Dart at his feet doesn't tag on to Les. Les actually can just sit here, wide out in the open. Drone going to be used. Puts a dampener into the round, tags him up here as well. It's dangerous. Out into the open, yet still he's making the most of it. Drop down onto the floor. Spam onto the corner, 59. Still Les swings.
2v2.
And this time's out 2v2. Weak enough still. Aspas Marv wins it. Lockdown placed. Reloading in the middle of it. This is so dangerous.
What the fuck is
what does
happening?
Second do? How does he play it? Pushing forwards. Could be spammable. Has to respect that the lockdown. Time running so low. Just gets out of there.
This spike's still not planted.
Let's give it a bit of a breather. 30 seconds
left.
Plant down in the post plant. Comes down to anything.
Les is so incredibly weak. That surely gets communicated.
Sheer timing. Turret's going to be taking contact off the stairs.
Turret's destroyed.
Back's going to be watched.
इनका गेमप्ले इतना फास्ट और क्लीन है भाई. ट्रेड ऑन ट्रेड भाई. देखो उसको देखना चाहिए तब बढ़िया खेलता है.
Try and close out the series. And tensions are running high to repush his cord here. Right into second. And he finishes it.
Okay, Sentinels ने अभी comeback कर लिया ना भाई. मानना पड़ेगा. Tens को निकाल दो Sentinels
को. At that point he's lost information on where Zekken could be. Stairs, lane. I mean, in an ideal world there, actually, Zekken is pushing lane unless manages to wrap up and around him.
But what a star Sassy has been, no?
Yeah,
at the back of the side there.
Both Sassy and Pancada playing hard anchor
Could
positions
Tens
right from
make
the
a
beginning
comeback?
of the round. And
Tens
Sassy
तो
has been mixing
अगले
it up
हफ्ते आएगा.
enough that it's very difficult to tell when Pancada's
उसके
alone and when there's two of them
elbow
there.
रखी है. क्या कहते
My
हैं?
God, the heroics coming out from
कुछ
Sassy
joint.
were unbelievable.
क्या
The
नाम
fact
था
he
वो?
didn't get punished by less.
उसके वो रखा है जॉइंट इन्फेक्शन. हाँ, जॉइंट इन्फेक्शन प्लस कोविड. तो वो अगले हफ्ते आएगा. अभी 2 मैच के लिए नहीं खेलेगा. इस मैच नहीं खेल रहा, प्लस MIBR के साथ नहीं खेलेगा. Oh fuck, I meant Sentinels. Oh, Sentinels versus Loud. Nah. 12 वेट मतलब उन्होंने इतना खींच लिया, बहुत बड़ी बात है. MIBR का मैच कब है? बाद में ही है, इस हफ्ते ही है. बेसिकली इस हफ्ते में कभी है, पता नहीं कब है, याद नहीं आ रहा. But like I don't think अब Sentinels come back. मतलब कर सकती है. There is a very small chance if they do it. Legend. But like it's very tough for them. Loud का अजीब सा आया. आसपास फुल बाय कर रहा है भाई. वो सब पैसे बचा रहे, लेस पैसे बचा रहा है. मेरे को सोचो आ रही है इतना पानी क्यों पी.
I mean, just the basic fundamental stuff is normally done extremely well, and we really haven't seen that tested too much for Sentinels.
A lot of pings there over towards Tree on the side of Loud here. Maybe
that's for a paranoia, I think. So this looking like an A split is going to test Second a lot.
They want to try and punish anybody who's trying to hold that tree area. Amen is controlled, both Def and Marv, but now you can hear it jumping, bobbing, weaving.
कैसे भाई हग क्यों रहा है इतना?
Didn't know which angle to really watch for there.
फुल बाय में हग रहा है.
Grasp on it, paranoia. Flash to re-clear. Marv's in a deep position, but they have given up a lot of space, and this is where it really gets tricky. It's always these rounds you got to watch for. Anything could happen. One single mistake, and they're already in a 4v5.
It's so dangerous right now. In theory, anyone from Loud could be trying to cross through to grass. That's why Sassy has to keep that position.
They don't know where they are. Flash to repeat, and a shot! Nailed!
हार गए.
So consistent. The weapon, the right one for the job.
ये तो
They're
हक
feeling
हुआ है.
flustered, just can't quite manage it. It's up to again. Sassy. The heroics there, bit of spam. Through the smoke, punishing one of the players and a dart to re-clear, but does he anticipate this? Holding that backstab angle. It's Aspas with the operator. One kill found, has to re-swing into him. Will he be taking it? Ships in the night, yet Aspas claims it. Down to Pancada. To save them in the series, to save them in the map. No easy fights given, the re-swing's dead. Eventually one out loud. They win it.
जैसे तुम लोगों ने बोला कमबैक उसी वक्त जीत गई हो. एंटी फिर रुक जा. कौन लिख रहा है? जीजी नूब्स. टेंस तो बैट की टेंस तो है भी नहीं. टेंस तो है भी नहीं. सादक is obese. NA noobs, both team are NA. नहीं, actually no. Loud तो South America. Brazil. Loud. Brazil is the best. Sentinels only lost because Tens didn't play. No. They played so much better this round. How? Ace bully. Even though they lost, there is still hope for NA. आसपास में तो कैरी किया है, to be honest. बहुत ही भयंकर कैरी. Racism, sexism और discrimination और निकाह तेरी मैंने जो है बस गया वो मिलता है तुमसे हूबहू. GG well played anti-Sentinels, to be honest. हाँ मतलब they did make a comeback. First map dominated. Second map they could have won, man. They could have won, but they couldn't. So close, so close. 30. डेफ को तो बेंच करो. हग्गू साला सही में हग्गू है एक नंबर. छी पूरे मैप भाई 5 किल के ऊपर नहीं गया वो. Marved is just better for the team because of role issues. True. ट्रू मेरे को यही लगता है, मतलब अगर टेंस वापस आ भी जाएगा तो इट्स लाइक प्रॉब्लम ये है कि सासी इज सो मच बेटर ऑन एन इनिशिएटर एंड इट्स नॉट इवन अ जोक। भाई आज कितना बेहतरीन खेला है।
He's looking great.
उफ, चैट MIBR वर्सेस लेवियातान। अगर ये MIBR वर्सेस लेवियातान गया ना 6-3 मैच, मैं नहीं देखूंगा भाई। Schedule and info 3:30 Leviathan versus MIBR, PaperX versus Global Esports, Gen G versus TRX, Crew versus 100 Thieves, EG versus Luria। कल 100 Thieves Crew से जीत पाएगी क्या? I don't know। NRG versus C9, MIBR versus Monday परसों है, MIBR versus Sentinels। 100 Thieves versus EG versus Loud, Loud EG wins। Cloud9, how do you see Cloud9 versus Sentinels? Cloud9 versus Sentinels 30th April, January, February, March, April, हाँ 30th April को Cloud9 versus Sentinels। जी का मैच कब है? कल है। जी का मैच है कल। अब कल जितना हिसाब से है वो 12, 12:30, 12:30, 13:30, मतलब दिन में 1:30 बजे। दिन में 1:30, हाँ 1:30 बजे, दिन का 1:30 बजे मैच है। पेपर रेक्स वर्सेस ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स, लेवियातान वर्सेस MIBR 3:30 मैच शुरू हो रहा है। मोस्ट प्रोबेबली लेवियातान जीतेगी। पहले मेरे को लगता था लेवायथन है, बट इट्स लेवियातान अपेरेंटली। भाई फाइनल्स खेल रहा है भाई, बंदा कैप में आके खेलता था। पता नहीं भाई किसकी बात कर रहा है, आई डोंट नो हु यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट। लाइटनिंग फास्ट वो कब है? इनको हटाओ, ओबेसिटी है मेरे पास, नहीं देखना मेरे को, देखना है चैलेंजर्स एंड ए। कल है टर्टल ट्रुप्स वर्सेस ऑक्सीजन, मॉइस्ट स्पोर्ट्स वर्सेस G2। मॉइस्ट जीतना चाहिए, मॉइस्ट, आई लाइक मॉइस्ट, बट G2 इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट। शॉपिफाई वर्सेस डिसगाइज्ड, ये बढ़िया होगा। आई वांट टू सी ये अगेन, इस बार ये जीत जाए काश। TSM वर्सेस MAT, मैड लायर्स वर्सेस फेज, डिसगाइज्ड वर्सेस टर्टल। तो डिसगाइज का अगला मैच है 27 से 28 को ही है।
Gave it, yeah, like you said, an A+. There were some of those duels, like the one where he got legged by Aspas, TPs in a spawn. He just takes a 1v1 against Aspas and just out-aims him. Like, this was top-level Marv performance. And if I'm looking around right now from the rest of the scene, this guy's the 6th player on this team.
I know, right?
He's still got it for sure. Like, Marv can definitely play in franchising.
Yeah, and the preparation as well from Sentinels. I think the role changes with Marv into the roster makes so much sense. Saucy on the initiator was incredible. I like the Zekken primary duelist. The anti-stratting was good. So much was good for Sen in this matchup, but it still wasn't enough to win.
Yeah, if there's a world in which this roster of 5 here doesn't stay together and Tens comes back in, well, then at the very least, Marv has beefed up his resume quite significantly for anyone who's maybe looking to pick up another player. But with all of that behind us, let's go ahead and set it down to the stage. Doug is standing by with Cow and Zine for the Verizon post-match interview.
To be honest, वैसे मतलब like Loud is like the #1 team in NA, not in NA, America, right? America, full America में #1 team है तो it's like the Sentinels.
Pretty quick, 2-0. Did you expect them to take you 3 maps?
Então, Calzinho, vocês sentiram bastante pressão de Sentinels. Muitas pessoas pensaram que talvez ia ser de 2-0, mas não foi. Como é que foi essa situação? Você sentiu toda essa pressão com eles?
Cara, basicamente a Sentinels ele tá numa mudança, sabe? Então eles mudaram o player, eles estão mudando roles, iniciador, controlador. E a gente sabia que quando eles se encontrassem, eles iam formar um time muito bom, sabe? E parece que agora eles se encontraram e agora eles são um time muito bom e muito forte de se enfrentar.
Well, Sentinels have been getting better at their game. You know, there's been a lot of change within their team and their roles and everything that they've been doing. So we knew they had something up their sleeves, and they showed us a little bit of what they got tonight.
And they look good in a lot of ways. I do want to ask you a little bit more about that. Given the roster changes, given the coaching changes, was there anything that you guys did differently when it came to prepare for this match?
Então, teve alguma coisa que vocês fizeram diferente para preparar para essa partida com o destino de vocês, em termos assim de quem vai ficar com quem, a mudança no plano?
Cara, basicamente a gente não teve isso. O que a gente teve mais foi mudança tática nossa, porque a gente não conseguiu estudar eles por conta dessas mudanças. Então, acho que foi isso. A gente só colocou mais táticas nossas mesmo.
Yeah, we only applied a little bit more tactical kind of strategy to what we were doing. We didn't really change too much. We saw how they were playing, and we just kind of like tried to adapt with what they were doing.
And it worked out. Last question that I have for you. Only undefeated team here in Americas. You've gotten through a lot of the hard parts of
still
the rest of the league. Not all of
still
it, but you've gotten through a lot of it. Are you guys going to run the table? Are you going to go 10-0 when all is said and done?
Então, vocês estão no topo de tudo, né? E até agora, tipo, sentiram a pressão, mas ganharam de novo. Vocês vão liderar tudo isso até o final? O que você está sentindo sobre isso?
Não sei, o jogo ainda começou agora, então... Tem muito campeonato pela frente, talvez a gente não lidere, tem times muito bons e times que estão se encontrando agora. Então acredito que a gente não vai continuar no top 1.
I don't really know, you know, like the game, you know, the matches they're getting a little harder, but we're just trying to do the best, and the teams are getting stronger, you know, it's VCT America, so yeah, we'll just try to keep doing what we're doing and we'll see.
Well, what you've been doing is working. So continue with that, and you guys should be all right. Congratulations on the win. We're going to throw it to a break. When we return, more VCT America's action. Stay tuned.
Today we kick off 5 days of crucial matches that will set the stage for the rest of the year. It's a battle between former teammates, Loud versus Sentinels. One of our teams here looking to remain undefeated and atop the table, while Sentinels trying to recover from what has been a rough start to the split.
Pushing forwards, in and out. Bit of a spray transfer. Coverage is there. Spike needs to go down, and it does. Ow! High tide in their faces as well. Still, Loud could still be favored because they have not given up this space. Pushed up through, 4 kills for Kawazine, and now it's down to Sassy. One time still, what a shot to be found away! Sassy!
Nice! Let's go, man.
Massive beginning, massive upset. They take map 1. Moving forwards, and wow. Complete patience at work, and it's less. This is his playground. See the dart lighting them all up, but Sassy, what more can he find? 1 kill down. Finds a second. Left alone. It's a 1v2. Oh my goodness! And he knows where Aspas is! Unbelievable! He's given a freebie, but he is instantly traded. Aspas alone into the back. Right into the sides. It's all down to Sassy. Moving forwards, updraft the movement, and Assured he does it! And that's 13-11. Map number 3 is on the cards. This is where it could get dangerous, but no. One player left is Pankata at the back, and he's hunting for something. The right click's there. Play is weak enough, but not another kill found. It's loud.
चलो चैट मेरे को भी नींद ही आ रही है कौन देखे MIBR vs Leviatan बोरिंग ही होता है I'm gonna end the stream right here thank you guys for watching be sure to like share and subscribe bye bye sayonara नारोसवारा कल मिलेंगे फिर दोबारा peace love you no homo oh baby new stream tomorrow of course सुबह सुबह 11-12 बजे bye Oof